of him.
Meaning he'll break out, or
He'll break if he wants to out of prison. He'll break out. Absolutely, he'd smash the walls and get out of there.
And just lumber away.
But in general, the guards just say, "Oh, forget it. A guy like this, find a way to get him out." They don't want him in there.
So the guards are in charge here? What does the warden have to say about that?
Yeah, they all work together. The guards, the warden, the district attorney, the judges, they all work together. And they say, guy like this, too big, get him out. Forget about it.
I don't
He's
remember that
eating too much."
happening in the Green Mile.
The Green Mile, didn't see it. Was there a giant in jail?
Yes.
Oh, uh-huh. And they let him out, right? Because he was
no,
too big?
They
they
executed
let him out. They let him out through. They let his soul out of his body.
Well, that's the other option. You could kill
He
him.
lost 7 pounds.
I tell Victor, one of these days they're going to get tired of letting you out and they're going to kill you. So they could do that.
Oh, would you be sad?
Nah.
Because he'd be down there with Satan, where you want to be.
A fella like you, Bill, are you a hit with the ladies?
Are you kidding me? I got to beat him off. Are you kidding me?
Are you sure you're just not saying you beat them?
Give me a break. But yeah, sometimes, you get girls following you everywhere, and it's like, give me a break, and a quick smack across the face. But I love the ladies, and the ladies love me, and that's one of the things you'll get if you train with me.
Are you a guy that needs to? Well, yeah, because I'd like to, have
Sure,
some
you
of
want
that.
to get it with the ladies.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Are you the kind of guy who, at your age, I hope this isn't too invasive,
Just
but
like the piano.
Are at 88 years old, are you still able to perform sexually? Do you use Viagra or any of these kind of things?
I don't use Viagra. I've come up with my own Viagra. I've combined a few things that I got from
Bathtub Viagra?
I guess that's what you would call it. Yeah, I know a guy who's classified as a dragon, and he comes up with, you basically tell this guy the effect you want on your body, and he'll cough up a pill or a vial or something like it, or a couple of pills. So anyway, I can go and go. Don't worry about that, pal. Don't worry about me. I can go and go and go.
Because of it. Okay. What are you attracted to?
Oh, I like a lady. I like them older than me.
Older than you?
Yeah, I like them older.
Where do you find them older
More
than you?
experienced. Well, sometimes it's difficult. You got to go to the old age homes, or you go to daytime matinees. You got to get to dinner real early. But you can find these girls.
Yeah.
Sure, you can.
And they're good to go.
Yeah.
Do you use protection, or?
Why bother, right? Why bother?
Well, I mean,
Huh?
the spread of AIDS.
Oh, yeah. You think AIDS could beat me?
Bill,
I'd beat the shit out of AIDS.
Bill, have you ever been tested for AIDS or
Not by a doctor. No.
Wait, who tested you? Like a fellow wizard friend, or?
My friend in the woods who's an elf. She was a nurse practitioner for her.
what was the result?
Yeah, what was the result?
If you don't mind us asking.
Well, she just rubbed her hands over me and said, "Don't worry about it."
She said, "Don't worry about it."
Yeah. She was trying to pick up in my essence whether there was a disruption in the essence in the field, but everything was fine. But anyway,
Don't you worry that you're out there spreading disease?
why would I worry about it? Look, this is the way I look at it. If you get a disease and you're not tough enough to fight it off, you deserve to die of it. No disease is tough enough for me. I beat any disease in the face.
Have you ever had a disease?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'd probably beat it up. If I ever got it, I'd beat it up. And I didn't even know. I beat it in my sleep.
Do you fight a lot in your sleep?
Sure, I really fight a lot in my sleep. I tell the old ladies I sleep with, I say, get out of here now, because when I fall asleep, it's going to be fists.
Night rages?
Yeah, a lot of night rages. That's exactly right. Well, you do some of your best training in your sleep,
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
That's a tenet of your philosophy.
That is,
really.
yeah. You do a lot of your best training in your sleep, as long as there's enough things disturbing you.
Bill, let me ask you a question. If you are training me,
Yes.
will you
Which I
enter
am.
my dreams to train me in my sleep while I
I'll
sleep?
do my best to do that. Yes, that's
Is
part of it.
that
It's
why you became a
psychological.
wizard?
Yeah. I'm telling you, the wizard designation. We're just having fun in the woods. It's not. I can't do magic. I can do magic with your body.
Are you videotaping what happens out there in the woods?
Oh, a lot of the times I do. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
I can't help but imagine that you are sitting on a treasure trove of video cassettes
Yeah,
that I
I
would
mean,
love to watch.
What are you doing with these? Are
Well,
they
I'm-
going to be released upon your death? or-
Transferring them to DVD with one of those DVD VCR combos that I helped myself to once in
So
someone's.
is that all
Okay.
you do all day? Just like sit there and watch yourself masturbating a younger you?
I set aside 4 hours a day to watch myself train in the nude on video. And
What do you do while you are watching?
Hey, look, you know what?
you videotaping
You know
that?
what? That's it. You
That's
crossing
a great
line.
question. Do you
You're crossing
videotape yourself watching the videotapes?
Oh, I have done that. Yes, I
So
have.
it takes
because
about so you have 4 hours of video once you're done transferring 4 hours of video to
I don't do
DVD.
it every time, but I do it time because the point is that you can get exercise just by watching yourself get exercise. That's a way of getting exercise.
Really?
Sure. You can get exercise watching yourself get exercise as long as you're and you might as well be in the nude so we can see the musculature at work.
Can you try to train him? Jason is going to fall asleep here for a second. You can fall asleep on cue. A lot of people know that.
Oh,
about you.
sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I would love to see you try to get
as long
into
as I
his-
stand up, I fall asleep.
Yeah, you and little Gary are both
Yes,
very similar in that respect. But I would love to see you get into his dreams. Like, I'd love to
Sure.
see an example of that. Do you have to be asleep as well?
No, it's best
Okay,
if I'm
good.
not asleep.
Okay, well, so if you wouldn't mind Jason
Yeah,
standing up, and we'll see a little
Sure.
bit.
I mean, just
Yeah, let's
sleep
make sure we
standing
get
up on cue.
the lav mic on you so that.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna
This
just
guy could
lean
be
against the
designated
wall.
a wizard. All right, pal. Look at that. He's asleep.
He's out.
I'm going to get into his dream state now.
Okay.
We're going to see him fight.
Okay.
It's me, your father. It's me, your father. But I got the face of your mother. And I got the hand of a bear. And in my other hand is a hook. And in the bear hand is a knife. And I'm on fire. But it doesn't bother me. The fire doesn't hurt me. It can only burn you. What are you going to do? Defend yourself. Defend yourself from that. Huh? There we go. See? He's clenching his fist.
Oh wow, he's looks like he has some night rages himself.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's the whole point. You got to get him fighting in his sleep.
So what happens then? Like, how does it climax?
Right now, he's in there doing battle with his father with the face of his mother in the hand of a bear and a knife and a hook on the other hand.
He's on fire.
And
yeah.
fire.
Yeah,
What else?
It doesn't hurt him, but it hurts him.
The fire doesn't hurt the father.
Yeah,
the
but it
fire
hurts him,
hurts the
yeah.
son.
Got it.
Only the son.
So
this
then-
fire is for you and you alone. It's going to burn you. You better fight me.
Okay,
Right.
so then how long does this go on?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on in his dream state. You want to wake him up and find out?
Are we allowed to do that? Like to wake someone up in the middle of a dream?
We
Like,
can
I
do
always
whatever
heard
we
that
want.
I heard that would kill someone.
This is America.
Oh, that's true.
Wake up! Ha ha!
Hey, wake up, man.
Did you have a scary dream there and you was fighting?
I did.
Tell
I
us
had
about
a pretty crazy dream.
Tell us.
I saw my father.
Oh,
okay.
boy.
it
Did
worked.
you have a bad relationship with him or something? Why is that so scary?
It was scary because he was wearing the face of my mother.
Oh,
Perfect.
weird.
Yeah.
Wait, do you remember his hands at all?
Yeah.
What were they like?
I'm going to be honest with you. This part's crazy.
Okay.
It's not going to make sense to you or the listeners.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, hit us with it.
He had the hand of a bear.
Beautiful.
Whoa, like a claw. Like
Yeah.
oh my
A
God.
furry claw.
That
Bare hand.
That was just one of them?
Yeah, the other hand, this really freaked me out,
Okay.
was a hook.
Oh,
There
like
you
Captain
go.
Hook?
Like Captain Hook childhood.
And in the
childhood
bear's
trauma.
hand
Yeah.
was a dildo.
What? Wait a minute.
Really?
Hold on.
Huh.
It was
A dildo? What was he doing with it?
It got sexy. This is weird.
Hold on
This is
here,
weird.
Bill. Hold on.
This is pretty weird.
What are you doing in people's dreams?
Dude, I know. I didn't put that there.
Wait a
This-
second.
We just learned a lot about
What
his attitude
happened-
toward his father.
Hold on. I think that your mouth was saying knife and your mind was saying dildo.
Oh, forget it.
What happened was
That was not me. Don't put that on me.
This is some of your wizardry?
No. The whole point of this is...
It was rough. I'm going to
Okay.
say this. It was rough.
Oh, jeez.
The dildo
Oh, jeez.
hurt.
Oh.
And
This
then
is not what I had in mind.
and
It's not what I'm
the
telling you.
hook came into use and was
Really?
horrible.
I can't. I don't think that was the intended.
No. There's two kinds of dreams, sex and death. I was going for death. He turned it into sex.
Huh.
And that's a problem. But we'll work on that. But the point is, the whole point of it is,
I do want to do another session. I want to be clear
Okay,
about that.
good, good,
I
good.
definitely want to do another. I did get something out of it.
all right,
Okay.
good. Yeah. I'm sure it sounds like you did.
All right. Well, Bill, that's all fascinating. It sounds like you have one client. I hope you get another one. Are you sticking around, or are you taking off?
I think I might as well take off because I got to get ready for tonight. You know what we're going to do tonight, jerk?
What's that?
I'm going to tie a dead cat to you, and I'm going
Okay.
to take you up to Griffith Park, and you're going to run away from the wild dogs. And that has to happen late at night.
All right.
when the wild dogs are out hunting.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
That's the only time they hunt, is really late.
When you hear them yapping at night, that's when you know, as soon as we start hearing the yapping, we're going to send you out there.
Okay.
You're going to run away, and
Where do we get the dead cat?
That's what I got to go do right now.
Okay, well, Bill Carter at trainerforthestars.seekingstars.org. You can reach him there through email, I would imagine, or...
I think there's an email component.
That is an email address.
yeah, so you think
literally.
part of that is email?
Part of it is email.
Yeah, okay, good. And we'll
Do
be
you
right...
own a computer?
I don't have a computer. Victor takes care of all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. I got to wait for him to get out of jail.
You may have like a stockpile of emails waiting for you.
Who knows? He's an idiot.
This is Comedy Bang Bang, of course, the new Comedy Bang Bang. Or is next week the first one? We don't know, but this is it. I'm Hot Saucer.
Excuse me. Hello.
Whoa, who's this?
Excuse me.
Some gentleman just
Listen.
came into the theater.
Is this, what is
Wait,
this?
I just called this a theater.
Is this a comedy death ray radio show?
No,
No, this is a
it's not.
theater, sir.
What is it? Is it a theatre? It's a small one, isn't it?
This is the comedy
This
Bang
is
Bang.
small. What
Yes,
is the
comedy
show?
Comedy Bang Bang show.
Oh, then I'm in the wrong place. I came
No,
here
who
looking for the comedy.
who are you? Before we go another second,
Announce yourself.
My name is Clive Dundee, and I am here because I was told that this is a place where a person can come and air a grievance. What is this? I was told that this is a place you can come if you had something to promote or something to talk about.
wait a minute. So you have something to promote or talk about, but also
And-
air a grievance?
Yeah, I've got a grievance. Listen, I'm here.
First of all,
This
speak up, sir.
microphone is a real fucking problem.
Oh,
I've chosen the wrong one. Fine.
All right, here we go. So
I've
what
got
is
a
your name, Clive?
lawsuit on. It's Clive Dundee.
Slow down. You don't
I've
need to
got
take
a
it.
lawsuit on.
We don't need so much information right away.
What do you mean?
you've got a lot. You can just relax for
Yeah.
just a second. Let's
I know
get
you're
to-
nervous. You haven't been on a show, I'm sure.
Never been on a show.
We
like
haven't
this
met.
before.
You haven't.
No.
You don't know our names.
Yeah, we don't know anything about you. You
It's
don't
a
know
good-
anything about us.
I don't know how it works. All I
Slow
was
it
told
down.
was that you could come into this place if you got something to say.
No.
It's a free open microphone with an
you
open
this?
door policy.
Not how it
Told you
works
this.
at all.
He is right about the open door policy.
No, the open door
That
policy
true.
is right,
That
but-
is very true.
But yeah, I don't.
Where did you? But I'm curious as to where he heard this.
I was told this from my friend Dom DeMillo, who is
Oh, that
theatrical
guy.
director. Who he says he comes in whenever he's got something to promote, and I've got a lawsuit on. I'm suing someone, and I want some public support for it.
Who?
Right?
Right? Wait, I'm just supposed to
What's
agree
your
with that?
names?
Right.
What's your names
My-
then, if you want me to ask?
My name is Paul.
He's all
F.
upset I didn't find out your names.
Well-
what is it again?
My name is Paul F. Tompkins.
Fine, that's good.
I'm Hot Saucerman.
Hi. What's your name?
Hot Saucerman.
I don't like that.
And we are Meet the Beatles.
Meet the Beatles.
Meet the Beatles,
We're
yeah.
a Beatlemania cover band.
Oh, yeah, well, there's a lot of money in that, I'll tell you that.
Meet the Beatlemaniacs.
If you will.
You covered the songs of the Beatlemaniacs.
Yes.
Well, that sounds very profitable.
It's a lot of medleys.
Yeah, right, yeah. Well, what's the point of ending a song, right? Just get to the next one.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Now, Clive, what is this? Scott, may I ask?
Please do.
You are the
I
host.
need to
don't
take a
wanna-
breather. Whew.
Yeah, please. Here's my handkerchief.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, please wave it in front of your
I'm
face.
having the vapors.
Yeah, so I'll lie down on this divan.
You haven't got one. It's a lie, folks. At home, there's no divan.
Why are you? This theater of
Why are
the
you
mind.
puncturing
Why-
the
All right.
hole in
I don't know
our-
how it works.
Now listen, you've come all the way from England
Yeah, that's right. I'm here.
just to say you have you got a lawsuit on.
That's right. I've got a lawsuit. I'm suing the members of U2. All of them. You got Bono and the Edge and Adam Clayton and Larry. They're all getting sued by
Larry
me
Mullen Jr.?
for a lot of money. Yeah, especially Larry fucking Mullen Jr.
Well,
I don't like him at all.
What? Now, why are you suing them?
Because this is the situation. Are you familiar with a middle eight break? Do you know what a
Sure, in
middle
the
eight
middle
break
of a
is?
song. Reggie, you know this better
A
than
middle eight
anyone.
break.
Yeah, middle eight is a thing that the bridge.
No, it's a
We call
bit
it the
different
bridge.
from the bridge. It's a
Okay,
common
fine,
mistake now.
fine.
The middle eight break, the bridge. You got the verse, and then the bridge takes us from the verse to the chorus, right?
Right.
Okay, and this happens once, right, and then it
Then
happens,
it happens again, and
right.
then usually
And then you've got your middle
got a
eight break.
bridge.
Well, it's not in every song. No, it's different. It's a middle eight break.
What happened? When's
And
the bridge? After the middle eight break?
No,
you're
you've
saying?
got your verse, and then you've got your bridge, and then you've got your chorus. The bridge is the
Verse,
gap between
bridge,
the verse.
chorus.
Right. Verse, bridge,
No.
chorus.
In that order.
Verse, bridge, chorus.
I don't
Middle
know
eight
about
break.
that.
Middle eight break.
Okay.
Verse, bridge, chorus.
I always call that the bridge.
A lot of people do. You're not alone.
Where's
Do
that
you
come
say
from?
dinner or supper?
What do I say? I say, let's have supper. Yeah, I do.
You had to put yourself in
That's what I
character there
said.
for a second.
Well, I had to think
Who
about-
did you imagine
I
you
had
were talking to?
I had to say it in context. I imagine I was saying it to my wife.
Do you have a wife?
Yeah, I've got a wife.
Oh, do you have
Back in
children?
Manchester. No, I don't have children.
Were you
She's-
imagining children in that
she's
scenario?
Barren. She's barren.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
No,
in
it's
your,
all right.
fantasies, do you have children?
I'd love to have a couple of children in
So they're-
knickers and short pants
So
and
in
walking
that-
around the estate.
Wait a
In
minute.
that-
Why do you
well-
why do you want them to be wearing that kind of thing, walking around your estate?
That's a little
Well,
weird.
and playing croquet and things of that nature.
Yeah, well,
just
first of all, I don't appreciate that word. The first word you said.
which one did I say now?
Yeah, the one.
The K word.
Croquet.
No, before that. Before
What did I
you said
say?
short pants, you said a word that's.
Oh,
I
knickers?
Find,
Yes,
come on
please.
now.
What's the
That's
matter with that?
You of all people.
Wait a minute. Oh, it's a bit of a confusion here.
Yeah.
I see
Especially
what's
with your
going on
accent.
here.
Because of you.
I see. It's not my fault, I don't think.
No, you say your estate. Is this? Do you live on an estate, or is this in the fantasy where you're asking people if
That's
they
right.
want
No,
supper?
I don't live on an estate. I've got no fucking money whatsoever. I'm absolutely destitute. My wife and I live under a bridge. This is it. The midnight break.
Did you meet Anthony Kiedis while you were there?
What are you
or-
talking about? Under the
Never
bridge.
mind.
Oh, that's a great song.
How do you feel about goats?
How do I feel about goats?
Like if they try to cross your bridge?
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, I'm not a troll.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, not a troll.
I assume because of the accent, I guess.
What? No, oh, right. Well, I don't think that's fair. But no, this is a situation.
All right,
For
slow down,
years
sir.
now.
Slow down.
I feel I'm
Take
going
your time.
slow enough. You two. I am the secret member of the band nobody knows about.
Wait, you were the fifth member of U2?
That's precisely
I always
right.
thought that was Paul McGann, their manager.
Paul McGuinness. No, he's a
McGuinness,
son of a bitch. That's
Not the guy who played Doctor Who in that TV movie that time.
He's
My referenceometer is off tonight.
he's the fifth member in the sense that they split
Mr.
their money
Prophet.
5 ways. This is the point of it. He's taken my picture. Good, document it. I have been brought in by the band from the beginning to write all of their middle-eight breaks. They feel it's beneath them as songwriters to write a brand new melody that only lives for 8 bars. And so they call me in to write the middle-eight breaks, and I've been writing them for years, and I never get paid a fucking penny, and all I get is abuse, and I got to live in a box sometimes.
they don't pay
It
you
bothers-
and they abuse
I've
you?
never been paid 1 penny for this. They call me up, they go, we got a new song, we needs a middle-eight break, get over here. And then they hit me, and they slap me around, and fucking horrible people.
How long has this been going on?
It's been going on since I will fucking follow. I wrote the
What was the
long
middle eight
time.
break for that?
the middle-eight break for I will. I've got them all right here.
Oh, okay, here we go.
I'll find it. It starts with I, and they're all alphabetical in there.
I guess that's how
I remember,
it works.
I will follow. Your eyes make a circle, right? That part. I see you when I go in there, right? Your eyes make a circle. It's a nice break from the verse chorus. I wrote
Yeah.
it. You know what I got for that? I hit on the head with a fucking rock out in the lane.
Wait, hold on.
Plane break.
Before we continue, plane break. Here we go. What happened there? What happened there, Engineer Doug? What happened to our plane break?
It just plain broke.
I really want to talk about my lawsuit. I mean,
Shut the fuck up! We're taking the plane break.
this is a long fucking break. It was a oh, for Christ's sake.
Taking a plane break. It's a plane break. Taking a plane break.
No, I enjoyed it. That plane has been in the hangar for 5 minutes now. That was a long fucking break.
Sorry, but when a plane comes by, our listeners
Christ.
don't like to hear the noise, so we take a plane break.
yeah.
So that's note for note what happens every single time.
That was
Yep.
Take a plane break.
It was
We
a
have to bring
long
out sheet music.
fucking
You know what?
time.
I'm glad we practiced that.
Thank God.
I was afraid I was going to miss a part.
Well, I try to schedule this show around the air traffic control schedule.
Yeah,
but
That song
sometimes it
needed
doesn't
a
work out.
middle-eight break.
Middle-eight plane
Let's
break.
try one. Here we go. Ready? And...
Wait a minute. No, we can't possibly listen to it again after all that time.
Well, you're going to add a middle
It
eight
would be
to it.
egregious.
Here we go.
This plane goes to London. That would be a good middle-eight break. It's
not
a brand
bad.
new melody, isn't
Yes,
it?
That's
it's
not
not
bad.
bad.
So why do you keep doing it if this has happened to you?
Yeah, why?
Because you know what? I mean, they're my only friends. They're my only mates going back a long way.
Don't sound like you're
Adam
friends at all.
Clayton keeps a cattle prod in a pool cue case, and he calls it the Clive stick, and he hits me with it if I'm taking too long to come up with a middle-eight break. That's how bad these fuckers are.
Well, they don't sound like your friends.
They're horrible human beings, but every once in a while they'll give me a cigarette.
How long have you known them?
I've known him since 1979.
Since you were kids, I guess.
Yeah, we were kids coming up together, them in Ireland, and
How
I
old are
came
you, by
over
the
from
way?
England. I'm 48.
So wait, hold on. In 1979,
Yeah.
seemed like you were.
Jeez, now that's hard to think of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
let's
just think
see.
about when you graduated high school,
48.
which would have been.
Why, I can do it.
When did you graduate high school?
I have been 16 years old, boys.
When did you graduate high school?
When did I graduate high school? In 1981.
What class were you?
Class of 81.
81.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So what happened when you graduated
What
high
year?
school?
I'm
Because
sorry.
you two would have
Yeah.
already been popular. Did they play at your commencement?
They were
or-
fairly... No, they didn't play.
So you did graduate high school.
What was that?
You did graduate. Don't ask me what's that. Answer immediately.
Yeah, I graduated. I did. I graduated.
All right.
I went to the Blessed Heart.
In what year did you get your driver's license?
Let's see, the old driver's license, that came in 1979. You get it at 16 in Ireland.
What
And
astrological sign are you?
astrological sign.
And what month were you born?
I'm an Aries in April. I just had my birthday.
Oh, that's
Happy
interesting.
birthday.
Andy Daly is in
Hey,
Oh,
April.
yes, that's true.
Is that
comedian
right?
Good friend Andy Daly,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. Just celebrated a birthday.
Oh, well, that's good
Yeah.
for him. He sounds nice. Angel
what is
in
your birthday?
Devil's Shoes, Salvation in the Blues, right? Angel of Harlem. That's a middle-eight break. I wrote that one.
Shut up.
How was that
We don't have
midnight
any more
break
time for that.
April 18th.
We don't have time for your
Anyway,
bullshit.
the point is, what
All I want to say is this making you sad?
It's what making me sad.
This whole experience, your lawsuit, the fact that these guys are...
If I don't win this lawsuit, I'm going to kill myself.
What?
Oh, no!
Why?
I'm going to kill myself. Why wouldn't I?
Why don't you try to make some new friends that don't beat you or electric cattle prod you?
You know what I'm going to do if I do win the lawsuit?
Yeah.
Kill myself.
Wait a minute.
I'm on
why?
board. I'm on board. He should.
I don't.
Look,
Scott, I
if you
think
don't
that's
win a lawsuit, you put a
irresponsible.
lot of time into a lawsuit.
That's
a lot of
right.
people don't realize that,
No,
but
no,
they
no.
take
That's exactly
upwards
right.
of 2 weeks.
Yes. I'm totally on board with him killing himself if he doesn't win. But
Oh,
if he
okay.
does
Yes,
win, I
that's
think that's
reasonable.
outrageous. No, you should live.
Well, because I've still spent all my life, it's not going to get better than that, is the point.
have you ever
It's
heard
not
that
gonna get better.
song,
I'll walk right
uh,
out the courthouse and shoot myself in the
Have
face.
you ever heard this song? And I
Yes.
think it has a great middle-eight break.
What is it?
It's called Jitterbug by Wham. It has a great video.
Oh,
Jitterbug.
in the
Yeah.
mountain.
It's called Jitterbug.
Yeah.
Jitterbug.
Hold on. Do we need to take a plane break?
Jitterbug.
Okay, here we go.
It's a good. What's the middle-eight break on
Jitterbug.
Jitterbug?
You put the jitterbug into my jitterbug, and then you jitterbugged all around me. Here we go with the jitterbug. Middle eight is coming up next. This is the bridge, according to you.
That's right, that's
We're gonna
right.
have some fun when we jitterbug.
That is the bridge.
Here we go, jitterbugging. Everybody is
Jitterbugging.
Here we go, jitterbugging, and you take me to that high. I'm gonna hear that high. This is the middle eight. That's the middle eight.
Middle-eight. Boo! I'm going to hear that high, yeah. That's the middle-eight.
Yeah, that's the middle eight.
See, that's how easy it can be.
Well, I put too much work into this.
really did.
You know,
really
you know,
did.
my biggest fuck up, as I said in the middle eight, that Martin Luther King was shot on the early morning of April 3rd.
Oh.
It was the evening. Boy, did I catch hell for that one.
Maybe, wait a minute. Did Bono know something?
What is Bono not saying?
This is like a clue.
No, I
Early
wrote it.
morning, April 4. I got news. Martin Luther King was gonna die.
I don't.
I didn't tell anyone. I didn't think it was real. And this has always been my secret shame.
Also, was he born?
Yeah, he would have been.
Was he born?
Yeah, he would have been.
2 years old.
Because what
No,
year
he
were
would
you
have been
born in?
7. He was born
7,
in 61.
You were born in 61?
I was born in 1963.
There we go.
It's good. Good
We
maths.
finally got
Good
there.
maths.
That was the magic number. 1963 means the end of your appearance. Well, thank you so much. You finally said it.
A lot for.
Thank you so much
giving
for
me the
dropping
No, wait a
Sorry.
minute. Have you read? May I ask some questions? of
Ask
Clive?
one more question.
Okay.
One more question.
Because we have to get on with.
Beyond middle eight breaks, have you written
yeah.
any full songs of your own?
No, I couldn't do that.
Why?
No. I don't have the talent of a Bono or an Edge. I can only come in and come up with a melody that can sustain itself for 8 bars or less.
No but. I've never heard of that.
Huh?
No but.
Oh, I do it all the time. It's
For-
one of my secrets.
For how much are you suing you two?
I'm suing you too. If you figure that a sort of general typical pop song is 80 bars, I'd like a tenth
of the royalties
Of all their
for each.
earnings?
Yeah, that's right. A tenth of the royalties.
It's really not
every
asking
song.
for much.
No, it really is quite reasonable, but I haven't gotten anywhere with it.
How much is a tenth of their earnings, would you say?
I like $100,000 maybe.
Yeah, they probably made $1 million.
No, that math checks out.
That's
All right, what was your
I'm
name
going for.
again? It was
It's Clive Dundee.
Clive Dundee. And how did you get that last name? What kind of last name is that?
What is it? It was there was a
Yeah, let's
town
go.
in Scotland.
Why don't we
named
go around the
Dundee.
table and we'll all say how we got our last names?
That's a great idea. Yeah, you're not asking anyone else. Never
All right.
found out what year you were born.
Clive, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for dropping
All right,
by.
yeah, okay, all right.
You can stick around
Yeah.
if you want.
I
Hang
don't
out.
want, no.
Okay, good.
Well, oh.
Well, it's a great pleasure to see you. And,
terrific, Sam. Thank you for having me.
It's been a fantastic podcast.
Okay,
and
goodbye.
thank you so much for coming. Click.
What's going on? Are we broadcasting in here? Is this a Hollywood broadcast?
What is this?
Hi, how are you? How do you do?
Hi, how are you?
What's your name?
What's Jason Manzukis?
Jason Manzukis, and how are you? What's your name?
Hot Saucerman?
How do you do? I'm Chip Gardner.
Chip Gardner.
That's right. I hope you don't mind my stopping in. I saw that there was a broadcast going on in here, and I thought this is an opportunity to get my message out there and say hello to the folks in Hollywood.
It's highly irregular, but I'll allow it as long as you will. We need 2 yeses.
I'll allow it. I want to see where you're going, counselor.
Well, I'm not a counselor. I'm absolutely not a counselor. I'm not a lawyer, a practitioner of the law at all. I'm a broadcaster.
Oh, I wondered because your voice is very big and booming and broadcastery.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah,
and
that's
you're
right.
actually a broadcaster.
I'm actually a broadcaster. I've been a broadcaster for a long time now. But right now, what I'm doing is I'm running, or I'm asking to be considered for the position of honorary mayor of Hollywood, and that's why I'm here, and I'm drumming up support.
Wait, is that a thing?
Yeah,
What's that?
the honorary mayor of Hollywood is the guy who presides over the Christmas parade and all that goes up, right? Isn't that the case? Or he goes around and does all the feet in the cement bullshit?
Wow.
Wait,
That is highly offensive and
in the
wildly
cement?
misinformed.
bullshit?
Yeah, he's a mobster.
What are you talking about? There's
Chip.
absolutely no mob involvement whatsoever.
Wait, Chip, is
Yeah.
honorary mayor of Hollywood an actual position?
It is an actual position.
It is.
Yeah.
That's right. It's been held over the years by lots of show business luminaries, some of the biggest names in show business, including Art Linkletter and Monty Hall. And for many years, the position was held by the legendary Johnny Grant.
Johnny Grant, yeah.
Who's
That's
that?
right. Johnny Grant.
He was the
Honorary
most
mayor of
famous
Hollywood.
for honorary mayor of Hollywood.
Oh,
yeah.
whoa, okay. So he wasn't a showbiz guy previously.
No, but anytime
Certainly he
anyone
was.
gets their star on the Walk of Fame or whatever, the mayor is there and he
The honorary
hands.
mayor is there.
Yeah, the
It
honorary.
is not an elected position of any kind. It pays no salary and holds no power whatsoever. But
How does
what's your-
one get appointed
Yeah.
to it?
you're appointed to the job by the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, and they look for someone who they feel projects the values of Tinseltown and can really celebrate the town in all of its glory.
Can just out of curiosity, like,
Yeah.
what are those values?
The values of Hollywood and Tinseltown, or Tinseltown and Cinema City and Hollywood and
Yeah, a lot of adjoining areas.
No,
yeah.
but wait,
all the
would you
various
be,
areas.
You would be honorary mayor of Hollywood. So is somebody else the honorary mayor of Tinseltown?
Guess what, friend? They're all the same. Tinseltown and Cinema
Wow.
City and Hollywood. Yep, they're all one and the same.
Okay.
Anyhow,
What kind of values are we talking that you would need to embody?
well, just welcoming commerce to the town and welcoming tourism and just promoting this part of Los Angeles as the high point of culture and sophistication and excitement for all the world to enjoy.
Now, I feel like, a lot of times people in this kind of position, like, stuff comes out about them. Like, is there any skeletons in your closet? Like, are people going to find out anything about you that they might not, that might color your ability to draw business into town or any of that kind of
Well, I
stuff?
don't
Jason,
really
that's
think
a
so.
great question.
Thanks, Scott.
I've tried to lead an exemplary life. I don't believe I've ever done anything that would get me in any trouble.
Great.
I've been a resident of Hollywood, since 1980. I came here as a very young man to become an actor, and I did in fact get lost for a while in drugs and alcohol.
Not very young. I mean,
Well, I beg your pardon.
I don't think you were very young in 1980.
I'm actually quite a bit younger than I look.
How old are
For
you?
several reasons.
You look incredibly old.
Well,
I would have put your age around 60.
right, and I hear that a lot. But I'm actually I'm 43 years old.
Whoa!
Whoa,
that's right. And
So
I-
you came here when you were 13 years old.
That's correct. To become a star.
Did you become a
Screens
star?
Large and small. I tell you, I lost myself in drugs and alcohol.
Okay.
And
At 13.
and street fighting.
Street fighting?
Yeah, drugs, alcohol, and street fighting.
That is a trifecta.
So were these your street fighting years?
Those were my several. Yeah, I had several street fighting years.
That is a great question too. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
That's
I
all
just
right.
wanted to point out that was a brilliant
Because
question.
I noticed just now while I was talking to Chip here that you keep making little marks.
I'm grading your questions.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah,
okay, good.
yeah.
Good, good,
So
good.
far, you have an A+ for
Oh my
everyone.
God, I'm so excited right now.
I think they're fine questions too, and it's only my pleasure to get to
Thank
answer
you,
them.
Chip. Now,
You know what's
like,
great about that one though is
that?
it also has a double meaning
well, how so?
because it's the title of a Rolling Stones song.
What is?
Street Fighting Years.
I think you referred
and
to
Oasis also covered.
Wow, wow, wow. Oh, so that's so interesting. Now, what are the Rolling Stones?
Rolling Stones. It's a magazine, and they joined a
Got
band.
it. Got it. Oh, the magazine people.
They joined a band,
People
yeah.
that started the magazine started a band?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people said after Street Fighting Man was such a hit that they were stupid to record a song called Street Fighting Years, but they went ahead and did it.
Wait, what are we talking about? Street Fighting Years or What's Street Fighting Years?
I don't
Wait,
know.
no, that is okay. That's a Simply Red album.
Okay.
We're very confused
this is
right now.
fully off the rails. So much so that I now have to Google it because I need to know what's going on.
Let me talk to
Talk to
Chip
Chip.
while
Fantastic.
you Google this. Street Fighting Years, I'm fairly sure is a Simply Red song.
I had a number of.
Do you have any opinion on this?
Do I have? I don't feel that Street Fighting Years is the name of a Simply Red album.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
All right, we'll figure this out. Chip, I want to thank you for coming by, and
It's my pleasure.
Really appreciate it. And do you just wander into wherever you see people recording anything, any kind of
If
audio?
I've got a hunch that there's a broadcast
Okay.
going on, of course I
Wait,
have.
I'm sorry,
sorry.
Chip. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we're getting
Shut-
early returns.
Chip, shut your fat face for a second.
Well, that's fair. My face is fat despite my low body fat percentage.
You are a very skinny man, but have like a pretty bloated, puffy face.
I certainly do. It's been remarked upon many times throughout my life.
Did you used to inject the drugs into your face? Is that what happened?
There is a very specific reason why my face looks the way it does. But first, let's find out about
Street Fighting
Street
Years.
Fighting Years
What
and
do we
Simply
got?
Red.
Okay, guys, I have great news.
Okay. We're all killing ourselves. In a suicide
Street
pact.
Fighting Years is a record title.
Oh,
It is not the Rolling Stones, and it is not. Who did you say?
Simply Red.
Simply Red.
would I-
Interestingly,
Yes.
it is Simple Minds.
That's who I was thinking of. Okay. I knew it was in that SIMPL
Right.
section in the record store.
Producer Trevor Horn.
Trevor Horn produced that
Yep.
one.
Love Trevor Horn.
He does a
Frankie
great
Goes to
job.
Hollywood.
1989, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. These are the tracks. Side 1, track 1, Street Fighting Years.
great
Track
song.
2, coming at you, Soul Crying Out.
Even better.
1989, Simple Minds, Wall of Love.
So good.
This is Your Land. Take a step back. Track 1, side 2,
The
Kick
first side of that record, classic.
I mean,
it does not get
unstoppable.
better than that.
Unstoppable.
I remember This Is Your Land.
Really?
Sure.
Side 2, track 1.
Yep.
We're
What
going
do
to
you
do
got?
this for
Hit
every
me.
Simple Minds record.
Yeah, of course we are.
Kick It In. Track 2, Let It All Come Down. Track 3, Mandela Day. Topical. Very
Yeah.
topical.
Very topical.
At the time,
1989.
not so much anymore, I would say.
No, I would say not really. I don't even know who he is anymore.
Has Nelson Mandela released us from his grip? Has he died?
Interestingly, get ready for this. Mandela Day, track 3. On side 2, track 4, Belfast Child. Track 5, a cover of Peter Gabriel's Biko.
Wow, they are really getting global on
Really
this second half of
getting-
that record.
I mean, a song about Stephen Biko and a song about Nelson Mandela. What the hell, Simple Minds? We
I hope-
get
Simple
it.
Minds was always about Africa, first and foremost.
I wonder how that played at WOMAD.
Really great.
Was that Peter Gabriel's festival?
Yes, World Music Festival.
Fantastic.
I tell
I
you-
counted down the top 40 for several years.
Really?
Kiss FM. Yep, that's right. You did a pretty good job, Jason Manzoukas.
Thank you so much, Chip. I really appreciate
Learning
that.
people's names is one of the things that's really going to help propel me to the top in this contest to become honorary mayor of Hollywood.
So now you had radio experience, you were saying, or you had just broadcasting in general? Or
Well, I
what?
came out here to be an actor.
Such a good question. Sorry,
Singing,
Chip.
sorry,
One
sorry,
second.
sorry,
Chip,
sorry.
Chip, can you just shut it 1 second, Scott?
That's fair.
After having what I consider to be like a nonstop string of great questions myself, you just came in and nailed that question.
I have, so far my streak is 1.
It's phenomenal, though.
Thank you so much.
Really great.
Well, coming from the best, I appreciate it.
You're the best around.
Terrific song.
Terrific song.
Why were you thinking of Street Fighting Years, by the way?
Well, he said
were
that
you
he's-
I know.
He
but
said
what-
that he was.
No, what I'm trying to say.
Oh boy.
Guys,
No,
let's
but
not
why is
fight.
that a reference that comes to your mind? Are you a big fan of the Simple Minds?
I'm not. Okay. If I'm being fully transparent,
Please, I need
I
full
thought I was
transparency.
referencing Street Fighting Man.
So did I.
Uh-huh.
And he had said that he had been lost in drugs, alcohol, and street fighting. So
Which
I
is
then,
true.
I then thought I was going to make a Street Fighting Years as if I was referencing the Rolling Stones.
Right.
And then when I was called on it, I was going to pretend like I didn't know what I had done.
So what? Do you know that record? Have you ever heard of that record?
Street
why is
Fighting
that,
Years?
Yeah, why is that
Never
in your
heard of
head?
it.
Strange how the mind works.
Oh my God, so interesting, right?
Everyone's brains are different, and that's what makes life so wonderful.
But yet we think of our own minds as if they are the minds of others.
You know
it's so
what?
shocking to
It
me when I
turns out
realize.
our minds
Hey,
are
Chip,
not so
can you hold on
simple.
one second?
Shut
Chip,
up.
can you just
Chip,
shut it for one?
shut
Well,
one goddamn
fuck
second.
up.
Chip,
Well,
We're talking about brains.
I'm trying my best to.
sometimes you realize, the way I think isn't how other people think.
You know what's weird is you often get mad at someone for not having the exact same brain as you.
Yeah.
But how fun would that be if everyone thought alike?
Oh my God, and it
I
invariably.
would submit that
hey,
it would
Chip,
not be fun
Chip,
at all.
Chip.
Well,
Chip,
yeah.
you're never going to get there, man.
Get where?
Dude.
What are you talking about?
We're doing something right now, okay? You're over
I
there.
understand.
You're over there jabber-jawing away like a fucking robot.
Well-
we're connecting here, bro.
We're on the fucking level of geniuses.
We are next level communicating.
Yeah.
Okay? So why don't you shut your goddamn mouth,
Yeah, all right.
take a knee,
Uh-huh.
and learn what's up.
No problem. I'd be more than happy to listen and understand where you guys are
this guy
coming
was-
from
so
and what it's all
please
about.
Listen. Yeah.
Honorary mayor of New York, of Hollywood?
Yeah.
That's right.
I think your referenceometer?
Why not?
It's a little broken today.
It's not great.
It's not good.
great.
Should we get Chip
Well, there are
back
worse
in on
things
this?
to be guilty of.
You know what? We should get back in with Chip.
Let's get Chip in here. Chip, come back in. Come back in.
Hey,
Well,
Chip.
I'm sorry. I didn't go anywhere.
I owe you. I owe you an apology, Chip. I really
Yeah.
freaked out just there.
Hey, man, that's all right. I understand. There's got to be a lot of pressure involved in whatever it is that you do.
Yeah. No, there is.
No, I mean,
So much
honestly,
pressure.
like a lot of people think it's just sitting around in a room and coming up with jokes like about Chris Pinetree and Anna Ferris Wheel.
Yep.
But it's harder than that.
Oh my God.
Because you know
so much
what?
harder.
It's training your mind to think of things like that. That's
Mm-hmm.
the real hard part. You know, people say, "Oh, really? You got paid for that?" No, I got paid for the 20 years leading
Well, I'll
up
tell
to
you,
that.
that's how I feel about my
Chip.
broadcast.
Hey, Chip.
Yeah.
Fuck.
What is it?
It's just like it never ends with you.
I just thought I could relate to what you were
Are
talking
you a
about. and I wanted to-
professional interrupter? Is that what's going on?
I didn't feel
Is
I
that
was-
what you did previous to this job? I mean, for God's sake.
Absolutely not. As a broadcaster, I
Look, Chip. I'm
I
gonna
pride myself on knowing when to speak.
Chip. We're gonna talk more to Jason and about what we're talking about because I've really felt like we were onto something.
We have been on the verge of a
No
breakthrough.
question about it. You
hey,
guys.
Chip! Fuck! What the shit,
Whoa!
man?
What's the
All
matter?
right, let me explain in case you're just tuning in to this podcast.
Yep,
In-
because
in
a
case
lot of
you-
people just turned on their
Yeah,
podcasts
in
in
case
the middle.
you just press play.
In case you fast forwarded to the middle of your podcast.
I understand it, man. Hey, people do different things, man.
Yep, people listen to podcasts way out of order.
Some folks have difficulty with their downloading and lose a part of it, right?
It's America.
Uh huh.
I support people's rights to do whatever the fuck they want as long as they're, respectful.
Well, it's sounding real tea party today.
But let me explain what's going on. I got Jason Mantzoukas, two bros in a
love-
pod.
Bros hanging bros.
I'd go ahead and say we've got 3 bros here. What do you say?
And then we got this fucking bummer town,
Come
USA,
on. Oh, that's
next
not
to
fair.
us.
Stop it.
Chip Gardner is here.
Chip Gardner running for honorary mayor of Hollywood.
That's right.
But Jason, I did want to talk to Chip. I do want to figure out what's going on with him. Because
Absolutely.
it seems like he has something on his mind.
Chip-
Something he wants to get off
yeah.
his chest.
Well, I don't know about that. I just want to be considered for the position because I really feel that I would help to bring some honor to this town in the same way that the legendary Johnny Grant did for so many years. And, after Johnny passed in 2008, the position remained open. It's been unfilled since 2008, and that's 3 years with no honorary mayor of Hollywood. And I think that's a shame, and I think someone should pick up the mantle and carry it on, and I'm just the guy to do it. And
Have they been looking? Has there been an extensive search? Has there been a search committee?
there's
at the very least.
There was a feeling after Johnny passed that the greatest man in the world to ever hold a position had passed on, and there was no sense replacing him. And I think that's hogwash. And a couple of people have put their names up for it. And
I heard Alan Funt is really interested.
Alan Funt, Alan Funt Jr.
Yeah, that's who I'm talking
Yep.
about.
You're talking about
the
Alan
heir
Funt
to.
AFJ.
Yeah.
AFJ's involved.
AFJ, yeah. Well, that's right. He's put himself forward for the job. I think that's nonsense. I think it's garbage. He's an asshole and a monster and a son of a bitch, and he's completely unfit for service in every possible way.
I don't think that you should say asshole about your competitor. I mean, that's not very befitting of the office.
Well, I mean, it sounds a little bit like you're taking your campaign seriously, but
That's right.
You don't need to go negative.
yeah.
You're absolutely wrong. I've got to cut these motherfuckers off at the kneecaps
Whoa.
who are going after the job. I want the job. And Angeline is also up for the job. You know Angeline?
Oh, I saw her at a Del Taco
A
once.
goddamn whore.
Whoa.
Yep. A
Well,
goddamn whore and a
I
disgrace.
actually think she might be a whore.
Yeah, she might be.
So
You know
that
what I
might
had
just
heard about
be-
her was that she was Don Knotts' kept woman.
No.
That Don Knotts basically had her whenever he wanted her,
That's like a dream.
and he just paid
That's a
her off
dream.
with Mr. Limpet money.
That's a goddamn dream.
Yeah.
Not that she would be at your disposal,
Mm-hmm.
that you could be Don Knotts'
Yeah.
go-to gal.
Sounds like she was his ladyfish.
Well, Angeline, come on over here.
So, you know what? Keep reading that Daryl Hammond book.
That sounded a lot like the late, great Don Knotts to me.
Thank you so much.
Stop
You know what?
sucking
I'm
up.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna vote for you.
We can't vote.
Great.
There is no voting. It's an honorary title.
No, but what you can do is you can write a letter to the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce and let them know that your pick for honorary mayor of Hollywood is Chip Gardner.
Chippy, have you ever been arrested?
Several times. Yep. That's absolutely. Yep. I've been arrested for.
Just during your drugs and street fighting years, right?
Where's the cough button? You have a cough button?
We don't.
I've been arrested.
We're on a
several-
4-second delay, though, so we'll just take that out.
That's perfect.
Okay, let's wait 4 seconds of silence now.
Okay. So during your street fighting Simple Mind
Certainly
years,
during my street fighting years, during all of my Simple Mind years, and during my
Now, did you
my
follow the
vandalism
band Simple
phase.
Minds?
I was on tour for a while with the band Simple Minds. You know, not during their high point.
No,
not during the
They were on the way down. They were angry. They were opening for Jesus Jones at the
So
time.
this
that I
is the
was,
second day
Oh,
that
that's
Breakfast
unbe-
Club was out?
That's unbelievable.
That's absolutely true. They were opening for Jesus Jones. He had that hot hit
Nope, so that's
right here,
unbelievable.
right now.
Oh, that right here. I
That's
thought it was
EMF.
unbelievable.
No, that's EMF.
Son
You're
a
thinking of
bitch.
EMF.
My reference meter is really
It's really off. Did you hear the guy from EMF committed suicide?
No,
You're
really?
supposed to say, "Oh!"
That's unbelievable. But you know, all of that ended when I had my face run over by a Jeep, which is why I
Well, let's move on. Let's
look the
move
way
past
that
that.
I do.
What happened? Wait, I would love to hear what happened with the Jeep. What a Jeep? You say?
Yeah, it was a Jeep out on the Pacific Coast Highway. I was lying in the road.
Whoa, why? Why would you lie in the road in the middle of the highway?
Well, I was hoping to get run over by something, and it was a Jeep, and it ran over my face. And most of what you see on my face now is artificial. It's been
that's what
built
the-
and rebuilt over the years.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
that's
you
why
have
it's
the
so
kind
swollen.
of puffy, weird face of not skin glued to bone.
That's right. A lot of it is not skin, and very little of it is bone. There's
But it's glued to
titanium on
bone.
here. There's a lot of glue. What you're seeing is mostly glue.
Yeah.
Various different kinds of glue. You're seeing just the evolution of face reconstruction technology as it's happened over the past 25 years.
I've been waiting since I saw Face Off for us to reach this point.
Yeah.
We're finally here, you're telling me.
Well,
But it looks bad.
Thank you. You're right. It absolutely does. And you remember in Logan's Run, they had that wonderful sequence where Michael York and Farrah Fawcett Majors at the time had their faces changed by
What is she
machine.
now?
Well, when she passed, she was Farrah Fawcett, wasn't she?
Farrah Fawcett O'Neill at that point, perhaps. I don't
Lee
know.
Majors showed her the door.
Wow.
And then he had extensive plastic surgery.
Himself,
Lee Majors
yeah.
himself.
He's a delight, though. He's great to work with.
Lee Majors?
Yeah, yeah.
Have
He's
never
fantastic.
had the pleasure.
Well, that's too bad.
Yep.
Who have you worked with that would give you the experience you need in order to be mayor or honorary mayor of Hollywood?
Gosh, I've been broadcasting for years on the radio and also hosted lots of local game shows in the local market out here.
Local game shows. What do you mean by that? Do you mean like on like a KTLA?
That's right.
or-
Yep, KTLA.
I think I
KCBS.
saw you. Did you host a like a supermarket sweeps kind of show where
Yep.
people shop in a supermarket? I saw that on local TV.
But it was
That's right.
It was all about shoplifting. It was like you're supposed to hide all the stuff.
Yeah, you had to sneak out. If we saw anything at all in your pockets, it was taken from you. That was part of the idea, and it was. We went into the inner city areas, and we got young kids and just sort of had them. The idea was that they would be great at shoplifting, and it was a controversial show. And
Yeah, no one
sounds-
wanted to watch all those minorities on TV at the time.
Were you part of
Yeah,
that
that was
show
part of it.
that was about looting?
Yep. I also had How Much Can You Loot? And it was just, it was a sort of a thing where the contestants were told the location, be it a Best Buy or whatever, and they were told to just go there and loot, and nobody else was told. Our cameras would show up in a sort of a hidden camera style.
Yeah.
But I mean, for a real deal, the police were called, and they had to get in and out of there as fast as they could.
This was
without
more
getting
of
arrested.
like an entrapment kind of thing, though. You were working with the local authorities.
Working with law enforcement, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the time. We would go into the inner city areas and we would say, who thinks they can loot a store real fast? And we'd have them do it. And then 9 times out of 10, they'd get arrested.
This was, I believe you also had a local version of To Catch a Predator.
Yeah, that's right.
But that wound up, apparently, because you didn't have any access to law enforcement or much production help, a lot of kids wound up being, for real, molested.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
that's
you
right.
used to
Well-
call it catch and release.
Yeah, well, the way they do it now on Catch a Predator, they've got a real great idea there where they don't actually have actual children.
Yeah.
They've got people posing as
Yeah,
children.
I remember you
That's a
having
great idea,
your show
no doubt
having
about it.
children.
Listen, hey, that is an improvement on what we did, no doubt about it. I hand it to them.
I
That was a
remember you
great
used
idea.
to have like an educational Zoom type show that you hosted, and then you just like kind of moved the cast of that over into this other show.
That's exactly what we did, and it was the Zoo. It wasn't called Zoom; it was called Zap, and that was on from 2 to 3, and then from
in the morning.
Yep. We had, a lot of the kids were sleepy.
It was a live broadcast.
It was a live broadcast.
And I remember there also being a part of Zap where all the kids drank NyQuil.
Yeah, well, that's right. Listen, when you have a show like that, the last thing you want is kids bouncing off the walls and making
Well,
it
actually,
difficult for you.
I actually think the opposite.
Right.
A lot of those kids' shows have kids bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
The fun is infectious. Your show had real sleepy kids.
Sleepy kids who'd already drank some NyQuil.
Yeah.
Listen, we didn't have
But
it
you
in
were
the budget.
constantly slapping them to keep them awake, I remember.
Well, this was the very difficult time. I'm pleased that you guys remember the show this well, because this was, and you're talking
I
about
remember
exactly
everything
the very
about the
struggle.
show except for you.
Yeah.
Well, there
don't-
I was, right in the middle of it.
But also remember, Scott, he looked much different. This is, I'm assuming, before your face was run over by a Jeep.
Did you get your face to look like someone else? Because I
know what it
remember
was?
you very differently during those
This
shows.
was after the Jeep incident, but before my facial reconstruction technology was any good at all, and so I wore a mask on the show, and I would change it up from time to time. And
Sure.
yeah, and,
Yeah.
yeah. Usually the masks were terrifying, even when they weren't trying to be.
I remember, you
hell of
wore a
mask.
ski mask with swastikas over the eye holes for a while.
That's right, and that's just the way it came from the store. We didn't, but we didn't really have it in the budget to do anything about it.
Because you wanted to add more swastikas.
What's that?
You wanted to add more.
Well, I felt, I thought the mouth hole also, if you got a theme going, go with it. What is it? Two swastikas in a circle doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's not. We don't want to get mired into the semantics of that.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
No, I don't understand.
So that's why you were wearing those Halloween masks too all the
But
time.
the point was, it was very difficult to keep the children in just the right state of
lucidity and yet elation.
Exactly, that's exactly right. Because there were participation parts of the show. There was a sort of an obstacle course, parts of which were quite dangerous, and we did need them awake and alert to a certain extent, but we didn't want them hyperactive, and that was very difficult. A little bit of
part of
NyQuil, a couple of slaps on the face.
Part of this show, I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly, involved teaching kids how to shoot M16s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was part of it, and a lot of the times it was blanks, but
And how to dismantle one and put it back together
well, look,
in a
I-
time test.
A lot of people,
No kidding.
A lot of people thought you were training an army,
Well, we did hear that. We heard that accusation on a number of
a
occasions.
child army.
We heard
Well,
that
they
a
wouldn't
lot.
be children for long, hopefully, because,
Well-
the best army, they grow up to hate the enemy.
Yeah. Yeah, and, of course, when you have an army like that, the whole idea is put them together and kick them out by the time they're 18. Because, you can't, you know what I'm saying? If you arrest somebody before
Yeah.
they're 18, it's just a juvenile crime.
And then they'll flip on you, and all of a sudden someone's squeezing your shoes.
Squeezing your shoes.
I just watched NYPD Blue last night.
Yeah, they came up with a lot of phrases on there that didn't really exist.
Wow, you know a lot about Hollywood.
Sure I do, yeah.
Wow, so
Did you put a hump into that girl? They would say that on that show. What a horrible thing to say.
I hated when they would be like, you see that girl, she's a real coos.
Oh, boy.
Remember
good
that
one.
on every episode?
Was that the worst thing they could say? So they would say it all the time.
It was a secret word.
That show just decayed our moral fiber in ways that I don't care to contemplate.
I totally agree, and I think that TV has taken a step back from that now, which is great because, for a long time it was like, okay, well, you show side boob. What are you going to show next?
Yep.
The other side, meaning the front of a boob?
Yeah, or bestiality.
Yeah.
What's next?
What's next?
Men marrying dogs?
Yeah. Turns out what's next is we go backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Great.
Yep,
We're
that's
really,
right.
You don't
we're
see-
cracking the code here, guys.
Go
We're
as far as you can to the
cracking
line and
code.
then head on back.
No, I just
That's
want to
exactly how it works.
Chip. I just want to just because I want to make sure we're on track here because I
Yeah.
I'm
really
glad you guys are as familiar as you are with my career. It makes it a lot easier on me.
it just occurs to me that I've seen a lot of your early work. Mm-hmm.
Anyone in a mask, I'm remembering now.
Yeah.
done a lot of mask
There
work.
was that period in the 80s where I saw a lot of shows hosted by people wearing frightening masks.
terrifying.
It was always me. Yeah, that's right.
I wondered what it was all about.
Yeah.
I just thought that's what TV stars did.
Yeah.
But it turns out it was just you.
Just you.
No, I wore a number of terrifying masks over the years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You had one that dripped blood.
Well, that's right. The prop department rigged that one up to just drip blood throughout the entire broadcast. By the end of it, just everything was absolutely soaked in blood. That's when I was hosting a game show called See If You Can Hold This for a half an hour.
Yeah. No one
But
was
the
able to hold it.
interesting- Nobody was able to, and the show was only 10 minutes long.
Well, that's right.
So there was
And you brought people up to speed at the beginning of the show, say, okay, here's what happened for the previous 20 minutes.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And everyone had stopped holding it by then.
Yep.
because as I
In
remember,
many ways, it was a disappointing show.
as I remember it,
too many.
all of the items for holding were either electrified
A lot of the time, they were electrified.
It
That's
was
right.
electric eels.
or,
mainly.
or burning hot.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Those were, you've hit it on the head. Those were a couple of our big go-tos. Electrified or burning hot, or
was the
an angry animal, an animal that's been teased and
I'm
poked
pretty
at.
sure another
something
thing,
like that.
another show you hosted was electrified or burning hot, and people
Had to guess,
people had
yeah,
to
by
guess.
touching their
Well,
genitals. to it.
yeah, that's right. What you would do is there was a hole, and you had to stick your genitals into the hole, and it would make contact with this thing that was either electrified or burning hot. And I'll tell you, you would think it'd be real easy to tell the difference.
Not really. It's pretty much the same sensation. for both,
Well,
yeah.
it turns out that it really wasn't. A lot of the time, they got it wrong.
Yeah, but I do remember your prize was $15 million, and one time you had an actual ME, a medical examiner, on who just examined his own wounds, and he was able to give you the right.
But as I remember,
And he was
as
disqualified later.
as I remember it, he did not end up getting that money.
That's correct. He did not end up
He
getting
was
that money.
disqualified, if I'm correct, because he was murdered.
Well, there was a stipulation in there.
That's not a
that,
true disqualification, I have to say. I always wondered about that
I
little
always
piece of
wondered that
Hollywood
too.
lore.
Yeah.
There was a stipulation in the agreement that contestants went into that if they
were murdered.
died before they left the premises, they did not get the money.
Interesting.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah,
You
that
know
was
what occurs
interesting.
to me
No one
is-
knows who murdered him. That goes unsolved.
For as much as we know about Chip Gardner's career, when he walked in, we should have been really psyched to see him.
We should have, but all I saw was this fat-faced weirdo, and I was a little frightened, so I was telling him to shut up.
Right. So was I.
And because and to be
Because
honest,
we were broing out so hard.
so hard at each other. But now,
Yeah,
I
you
actually
guys really
wanna-
were.
Hey,
blowing
Chip.
out. Yep.
Can you hang on one sec? Because Scott and I are in a thing right now.
Oh, I understand.
So we were,
But
like,
yeah, we
we
like,
had
who
gone to
knew?
another plane.
Yeah.
You know
Then
what I mean?
thank God we came back down to Chip's plane.
And it was
because
my
look
great pleasure to
Hey,
join you there
Chip,
on that plane.
Chip, shut your fat,
Fucking
leaky face.
Shut it!
I don't know what the shit those fluids are. I guess it's Elmer's glue or something.
Could be any number of things. It's probably pus.
Chip!
Put your forehead back in place, listen up, and take notes. Because the grown-ups are talking, you weirdo.
You 43-year-old fuck!
I apologize if I've done anything to offend you.
Apology accepted. Chip. Thank
Accepted.
you.
Accept-
Thank
you know
for
what?
apologizing. You know what?
I forgive, but I never forget.
Never forget, just like 9/11.
Yep, never. I want to talk to you more about the actual campaign because I want to help you out with this.
Oh, that would be great. I could use all the help I can get.
But I really want to take a break before we do that because I want to come up with some strategies before we do that. If that's okay. Is that okay with you, Jason? Do you mind taking
Scott?
a little...
I'm not going to lie to you. I love where you're going with this.
And where I'm going with it is to hear a little Stan
And it'll be
Freeberg.
great to take a little break, don't you think?
Chip! We already did this part.
Is that part of your broadcasting style? Is just to repeat what fucking people have already said?
Scott was already throwing to the song, you fucking piece of shit.
You interrupted my flow!
Again, please accept my apologies if I've done anything at all to.
Apology 100% accepted.
100%. Well, 110. If I could accept it more than Jason, I would.
I am nothing but forgiving right now.
That's one of the great things, and I've known this man
I absolutely
since
agree with you that
2006.
that is one of the great things about-
He is
fucking
talking to you.
Of a mouth.
He's talking to your fucking shit face, and you interrupt him. How dare you?
How dare you?
I want to stab you.
I am the host of this show.
Okay. I understand.
Let's just take 4 seconds of delay and think about what we've done.
All right, 4 seconds.
That's a great idea
Chip,
to take a break.
shit.
We're
When I
taking
say-
the delay.
Holy fucking...
1, 2, 3, 4. All right?
Fine.
Have you changed your fucking whole thought process?
Guys, I really don't want to step out of line here again, and I'm not exactly sure
Go to a
what I've
song.
done wrong.
Go to the song.
Well, since my baby left me, when I found a new place to dwell, you're so lovely, baby, so that's too much echo. Heartbreak be so lonely, tears keep flowing. You're so lovely, baby, that's too much. Turn me off.
Stan Freberg making fun of a very specific aspect of Elvis's career. How much echo he used on one song.
So much echo.
Well, it's about time someone commented on the echo in the Elvis songs.
About time.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's really been taken to task now.
This is Comedy Bang Bang. We're here with Jason Mantzoukas, and we have Chip Gardner, who we had a great talk during that song, and everything's cool.
Yep.
And,
No, we're 100% cool, in case anybody
yeah.
in the audience is nervous.
Yeah. So
Don't worry about us. We truly are 3 great friends now.
Great friends.
Yep.
Great friends.
Terrific.
I want to talk to you about your campaign because
Sure.
it seems like your only strategy that you've had so far is for people to write to someone, like an actual letter.
Absolutely. Nothing is more impressive than sitting down at a typewriter and typing out a letter and putting it in the care of the United States Post Office. All this various technology we have today is just fine, but if you really want to impress someone, give them a hard piece of paper in their mailbox, and that really gets a message across.
Is that a
better than anything
euphemism?
else I know.
Is that a euphemism, Chip? Giving someone a hard piece of paper in their mailbox? It sounds like a euphemism.
Well, I didn't mean it that way.
If
But
you
if
really-
it helps me to get the job of honorary mayor of Hollywood, for someone to go down there and just
Just jam
it in there.
hard piece of mail
yeah.
in somebody's goddamn wet
and I
mailbox.
say, I would say, go do it, and tell them Chip Gardner sent me.
Oh, okay.
Have you liked that fucking? You've got Chip Gardner to thank for it because he sent me here to fuck you.
So
consider
part
him
of
for
your so it
honorary-
sounds like part of your campaign
Uh-huh.
is to advocate people go down to the Chamber of Commerce and just fuck people.
Listen, it's not a bad idea.
In your name.
Go down to the Chamber of Commerce right there on Hollywood Boulevard.
Can you just fuck anyone you want to these days?
Okay,
Absolutely. Are you
such a
kidding
good
me?
question. Scott, like I'm putting that in the great question.
That's in the win column.
That's in the win column. It's such a great question. Chip, I'm interested to hear your answer.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, the Supreme Court recently ruled on that.
The rule.
Yep, and I believe they said, yeah, you go ahead and fuck whoever you want.
Yeah. Yep.
And there's no legal thing that anyone can turn to tell you that like I didn't enjoy that fucking.
Well,
Sorry.
no. Well, as I understand it, and I might be wrong, but it's not about them enjoying it.
Right.
No.
It's not about because when you're fucking someone, it's about you.
It's about do you
It's about you taking what you want. In the name of Chip Gardner, in this instance.
Hail Satan.
wait, whoa, hold on 1 second,
Whoa,
because
whoa, whoa.
I think you just said something that
Whoa,
I
whoa,
want
whoa.
to pay very close attention
Whoa,
to.
whoa, whoa! Stop
did I
the
just
clock.
say?
Point out for the listener.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Stop the clock.
What's that?
You said 2 words that if people and maybe people want to rewind
Yep.
here, maybe you just press play right here in the
I don't
middle
know
of
if you've
it.
got that
If you
technology.
just
missed 'em?
joined us, you know what I just realized? Coming out of that song, we didn't identify
recap.
anything. So
Yeah.
people who just tuned in at this point have literally no idea.
They would
what's
be
going on.
absolutely bewildered.
Yes.
But you said 2 words,
Yep.
and usually the combination of which leads me to believe that you have some freaky things going
Hang
on.
on.
you
I
talking
feel
about?
like we heard the same thing, Scott. So I think on the count of 3, we should say those 2 words
Here we
together.
go.
Okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Chip Gardner.
Wow, you guys really are bros.
Jason, come back.
He's lying on the floor. Are you having a seizure? Wow, that was beautiful.
No, but you did say Hail
Satan.
Satan.
That's right.
and Is that part of your scene, man?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, one of the things that brought me back from my dark period, there was friends and family, of course, but also
The TV
Lord
show
Satan.
Friends?
The
TV show Friends and
the TV
family?
show Friends actually did help me come back from the brink because I saw that monkey, and I thought, How bad can things be when a monkey's got work? But anyhow, yep. Lord Satan was a big part of my recovery and redemption, and
How did you?
absolutely.
How did you first get into that?
Well, gosh, I was down at a rock bottom, and I saw a fella.
Was this before or after the Jeep?
This was well after the Jeep.
Oh,
Yep.
but so you'd already been hosting these shows with the masks
I've
on.
been hosting the shows with a mask.
Now, I just want to ask a quick question, and
Sure.
I do want to get to your introduction to Lord Satan.
Yeah.
The Jeep instance, was that the first time you attempted suicide?
Oh, that wasn't a suicide attempt. I just wanted to get run
was
over.
it? Oh, you just wanted to get
Oh,
run
yeah,
over.
yeah.
Like for what? For kicks?
Just for kicks, exactly. Yeah, just to see what I could survive.
Because at that point where kicks just keep getting harder to find.
Kicks are getting harder and harder to find.
Yeah,
Herman's
yeah.
Hermits? Yeah. I was actually pitching a game show at the time called Can You Survive Getting Run Over by a Monte Carlo was what it was. So I was, in particular, I was hoping to get run over by a Monte Carlo. But it ended up being a Jeep. And
In
anyway,
some
I was
ways,
doing
you're
some
lucky
research.
it was a Jeep because of the four-wheel drive.
Maybe you're right. How so?
Well, because those back wheels were able to avoid you.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah.
Good.
That's any time a Jeep hits anything, the front wheels hit it, but the backs don't.
Yep.
Is that right?
That's what four-wheel
I
drive
used,
is.
Yeah, I used to work at Ford.
Ford, maker of the Jeep.
Maker of the Jeep. and-
Ford Jeep.
No, come on.
Jeep,
Come on, guys. You
built
guys are
Ford
you guys are
tough.
joking around. But we studied the Jeep because we were afraid of it.
Know your enemy.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep your
we
friends
were
close and
we
your
were
enemies
deathly
closer.
afraid of it, and we considered actually making a four-wheel drive Ford for a while, and we were going to call it the Ford wheel drive.
I love it.
And and I got paid $300,000 to come up with that.
You talk too much about money. You do. You talk too much about how much money you make.
Do you really think so?
Like the story would
Well,
have been
guys, I'll tell you,
totally.
one
Hey,
thing
Chip,
about money
Chip,
is-
can I interrupt you for 1 second?
Yeah.
I
You
do
it's
want
like
to
the
hear
story,
this, Chip. I'm sorry.
The story would have been totally viable if you had not said how much that.
Here's where I
to
disagree.
To put the money in is bragging.
Here's
the
where I
story
disagree.
has value otherwise.
Here's where I disagree. I got paid so much money that people should know about that.
No, they don't need to know about that. That's the part where you lose.
I don't think it's
you
bragging
lose
when you're
the
just
common man.
stating a fact.
You lose the common man.
When you just say how much money you make,
It's not important.
It's not bragging.
Yes, it is bragging. You don't.
How is that bragging?
It didn't add anything to the story. Chip, can you shut it?
It makes people impressed.
Shut up. I know you look like you want to talk, you stupid weirdo.
I'm dying to get in there.
All right, you know what? I want to hear what he has to say.
Let's go.
What were you guys talking about?
Don't worry about it.
Sometimes I interrupt without knowing what you're talking about.
We were talking. Well,
Doesn't
we
matter.
just had a little disagreement.
Chip, back to Lord Satan.
Yep, Lord Satan.
You're in a dark place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rock bottom, you say.
And the Jeep wasn't rock bottom. That's what I find interesting. The whole facial reconstruction,
Well, that was
surgery going awry.
That was a drag. That was a real bummer, man. Yeah, it was
I know
a
they
real drag.
accidentally gave you sexual reassignment surgery while they were working on your face, and you were like, "I didn't ask for that."
I'm not entirely sure. It was an accident. It wasn't my idea. I didn't want it, but I think it might have been pranksterism on the part of the doctors.
But then, as I understand it, you went and had that not reversed because you can't reverse it, but now you have both sets of genitalia.
well, that's right. I think
Neither
it-
of
They
which
call it a
functions
side by
right.
side
They call it a side by
at
side.
in the In-N-Out
Yep.
secret menu.
I'm a side-by-sider. That's absolutely true.
That's all you got to say when you go to In-N-Out, and they give you a free burger.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I get free burgers all the time over there. because
Really?
Well, I'm a side-by-sider, and that's a rare thing to be.
Oh.
So yeah, that's right. Well, I figured as long as I've got a vagina and it's just as easy to put a penis on there, might as well have both. But anyway,
Do you ever, I've never even thought about this. Do you ever put one inside the other?
are you kidding me?
I don't think I am.
It's in there right now.
Wait,
Whoa.
what?
Absolutely all the time.
Now, is that? Let me ask you a question.
Yep.
Is that for sexual pleasure,
Sure
or
it
is
is.
it to have a good line in your pants? Because it looks good.
Thank you very much. You can't. Yep. Well, it helps with the pants, but really, I'm just in a rapturous pleasure at all times.
Really?
At all times, as Lord Satan would want me to be.
Of course,
certainly
because
would.
we have to make the most of our time on this earth. That's the part where a lot of people don't like Satanists, but that's the part that I actually really agree with, is that it's all about instant pleasure and just,
Absolutely, we're beasts.
Just
Do you need to spit all over the microphone and table more?
just to make this point, and I'm sorry to spit, but when I get really
yeah.
emphatic, I do sometimes.
You just produce so much saliva,
Yeah.
it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
it's part of a glandular problem I have with.
No, it's good. Please get rid of it all over the table and microphone.
But when you're on this earth, there's nothing after this life other than hellfire and damnation. So
Yep.
Well,
while
that is
you're
something,
here,
though. That is something.
While you're here, you need to make the most of it, and you need to be constantly just feeling and experiencing
Yeah.
as much orgiastic pleasure as you can. And that's the only part that I agree with when it comes to Satanists.
Well, that's 99% of it. Go out there and get what you want, and to hell with everybody else, and just pleasure, pleasure, pleasure at all times.
and it
because
doesn't
we're
matter
really just
what you
animals.
do to anyone else.
No,
This
no.
is the only thing that I agree with.
Yep, that's a lot of it right there. Now,
Chip?
Yep.
I need to know.
Okay.
What is it that brings you into contact for the very first time with Lord Satan?
Well, I had lost my first wife. She passed away. She and I
I'm
were.
so sorry.
We were,
That is horrible.
It was
news.
terrible. We were playing a game of Houdini in the pool, and
Did
she passed away.
win?
No.
And she won the game, but it was in her contract that.
Well, Scott, before we go there, I'm going to ask just super quick question, just because I'm sure a lot of our listeners don't know. What is a Houdini in the pool?
Yeah, no.
What is that game?
I just thought that was something everyone knew, and I was going to ignore
see,
it.
That's yeah, exactly. That's so
okay.
you know.
Well, no, the game is Houdini, but we happen to be playing it in the pool.
got it.
That's where you.
What is the game Houdini?
Well, you put someone in a plastic bag, and well, first you stab her, and then you put her in a plastic bag and lock her in a trunk and throw her in the pool and see if she can get out.
Okay, so that is the game of Houdini. Does take place in a pool.
It doesn't have to take place in a pool. This time it took place in a pool.
Got it,
Yeah.
got it.
Sometimes that locked trunk can go in any number of places. It can go in the ocean.
Sure.
Okay. But there's water involved.
It can be buried. Oh, it can be buried in the earth.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's sometimes worse than the ocean.
Now, this is
Sure.
is this a game you and your now deceased first wife, I'm so sorry to hear that,
Yeah.
had played in the past where she had managed to escape
Or were you guys first-time players?
the stabbing, wrapping, burying?
You know, this was one of the rare times when the very first time that we played Houdini, she did not make it out. People play Houdini all over the world,
Really?
and enjoy it as couples. It's a very popular couples game, and
It's a party
Like
game.
Scruples.
A lot of times.
It's like Scruples.
it's a lot like Scrabble, a lot like Balderdash or Jenga.
But this, it's just one of those rare freak occurrences where the very first time you try to play it, boom.
The very first time we
I
played it.
think, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
William Shatner played this game with his
Oh,
wife.
yeah, I remember this. My wife. I remember that.
I think you may be right.
So you played
Brian
this.
Jones's butler played it with him.
Really? Is that true?
That's exactly right.
Oh, wow.
Brian Jones's butler played Houdini in the pool with Brian Jones.
So you play it, and it leads to your bottoming out.
Yep, that's right.
Rock bottom, you say, because
well,
of that?
No, because I was sued by her family for wrongful death, and that just it took my finances.
You know the what you have to prove for that in just a civil suit. It's just a preponderance of the evidence. 51 to 49. It's not like beyond a shadow of a doubt.
You're absolutely right, which is
That's
why
where-
it's
But
an
in this
absolute
case, just
sham.
out of curiosity, in this case, Chip, was it close or was it without a doubt?
My understanding is that it was a unanimous finding on the part of the jury.
Got it.
That yes, it had been a wrongful death, and that I was the responsible party, despite the fact that the coroner ruled it an accident. My friend Don, the coroner,
Oh, Coroner Don.
Coroner Don,
Yeah.
ruled it an accident. But anyway, losing all my wife, of course, I was.
All of her? You lost all of your wife?
I lost all of my wife, and that was, of course, I didn't care for that. But losing all the money,
Just
that
out
was
of curiosity,
devastating.
did you keep any trophies? Did you keep like an ear of hers or anything? Did you keep anything to like remember her by?
You know, I was heavily into her feet, and I do have those.
You know what? Mm-hmm. Something to be grateful for.
Yeah, that's right. I still have her feet to remember her by.
I mean, like I have like the letters an ex-girlfriend wrote me.
Yeah.
You know?
Where's a person keep those?
Those are on the mantle, and they're right on the mantle. As soon as someone comes in, it's pretty much the first thing you see. It's a real conversation piece.
I
and,
hang
get
mine
things up.
above my rearview mirror.
What do you hang there?
Little baby boots.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't
Baby
know.
boots.
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing.
I'll tell you something. It's not easy to get a human being, or even parts of a human being, taxidermied. You've got. There's one guy who'll do it out in international waters, because it's
Just off the coast of San Diego, right?
Yep, he's out there.
Yeah.
And you go out there and but he'll stuff anybody. If someone passes away and you'd like to keep them in your house posed in a certain pose, he'll do that. He'll be more than happy to do it.
So,
for you.
and that just because I'm curious now, like, is that something you've done subsequent to your wife's feet?
I've done it on several occasions. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So walking into your let's do this. Walking
Yeah.
into your home,
Yep.
Chip, like what can one expect to see?
I would love to take a virtual tour of your home right now.
Oh,
Absolutely. You walk into the house and you're confronted first and foremost by my beautiful fireplace. And
what kind of a finish is on that?
I beg your pardon? What kind of a finish?
Yeah, what are we talking? Is it
It's a tile.
Is it a wood burn?
Oh, it's a tile.
Good old-fashioned tile on there.
What kind of house? First of all, like as I approach
it
from the outside,
Victorian?
is it a Spanish style? Is this a modern home?
It's a modern home. Yep, it's based on a prison in the was, I believe, a prison of the 1960s that had a very unique design for a prison.
And so you had a home based on that same structure, or you occupy a prison?
No. I spent some time in this prison, and I
You
loved
grew
it.
to love it.
I absolutely loved it, and I thought it was an interesting design for a prison. And so
Sure.
I called in the architect who had done it, and I said, "Make me a house." And
And they put a gate around it with gun turrets and.
yep, that's absolutely right. It's right up there in the Hollywood Hills.
I've seen this place. It's one of the famous Hollywood houses.
Oh,
I had
is it?
no idea that you lived there, let alone that you hired an architect to build it for you.
Yep, that's right.
fantastic.
Now, wait,
Yeah.
I think I know this house. Is this a house that, like, a number of times people have been imprisoned in, and when they try and escape, they are shot by guards?
As a matter of fact, that's right. You know your Hollywood trivia.
I do know that.
That's absolutely right.
Only because on a number of occasions I've had to stop going someplace because traffic is shut down.
Yeah.
Because there is a quote unquote prison break.
This was just last week.
From a home-
too. That's
from a home
mainly.
in the
It's not
hills.
really trivia when it just happened.
Well, listen, these people are absolutely not held against their will. These are guests of mine in the house, but if they leave unexpectedly, there's a chance they could get shot.
Okay, see
from
that
someone in
seems
the guard
like
tower.
they are held against their will.
There's a real legal problem, though. You don't know the healthcare system. There's a real, you have a responsibility to your patients, and you can't just let them leave.
Wait, patients? You're saying patients as if they've been admitted to like a
You're a
hospital.
doctor, aren't you?
Well, listen, I'm a doctor of sorts.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I am.
Because I've heard about the owner of this house. I never realized it was you. Mm-hmm. But I heard about the owner of this house, how he's the doctor in an insane asylum that he turned his house into.
Huh.
And
See, I hadn't heard any of this. This is actually really specific.
This is really interesting how urban myths get started because some of this is not entirely true. It's not an
Okay,
insane
what am
asylum.
I getting wrong?
Well, what happens is that I'll bring people over who are living on the streets and seem to have nothing to live for really, and I'll do my best to improve their lives through surgery.
Okay,
various surgeries, surgical procedures.
So it's not an insane asylum at all.
No,
it's,
but
it's more
a
of like
lot of the homeless people have schizophrenia. They have a
absolutely.
lot of mental health problems.
Absolutely,
Because what
but
I
that's
had
very
heard,
different from an asylum.
What I had heard is that it was a kind of island of Dr. Moreau in the hills.
Mm-hmm.
I had heard about these experiments that he's
Yes,
referencing.
where
yeah.
you-
you
where you
switch a person's upper half for their lower half.
Well, we haven't. Believe me, I wish we were that advanced. We haven't gone that far, but we certainly have replaced a man's arm with a coyote's arm, a coyote's leg, or things like that. And
You've turned everyone into a side by side as well.
we've a lot of side by side stuff going on up there. Absolutely,
Do you
but
think-
I'm doing
Chip,
that for their
do
benefit.
you think your obsession with these experiments is in some way an effort to find a way to fix your own goddamn face?
Oh, believe me. And that's how it began. Absolutely. I bought a whole lot of a lot of the surgeries that were done on my face were surgeries that I did myself. That's how it all began. I bought surgical equipment. I started reading up on skin and bone and muscles. And
I
things
remember
like that.
you bought ancient Victorian surgical tour.
How do you
tools.
remember he bought that? How do you remember that?
There's
you
a
can't
big
remember.
there's
That's
a
not
big
a memory
profile.
you could have.
There's a big
That is
profile
not-
on him.
It is not a memory.
the LA Times.
You
Yeah,
can't
that's
say,
right.
I remember you bought ancient surgical equipment because that's impossible.
I remember reading the article about
The
it.
LA Times. The LA Times wrote an article about my home.
Okay,
They came
then
in
let me
there.
ask you this.
Architectural Digest has been over 3 times.
If that's the case,
Yes.
why has it just come out now that there was such a long profile wherein
I didn't know this guy.
how could you not if it was such a long profile?
I didn't know that this was the guy. I just heard about this eccentric.
But
Who lived
but
in the Hollywood
article-
Hills,
The
who-
article didn't mention the game shows?
No. They kept that out of it.
Yeah, I
Okay,
I
fine.
told the journalist, let's not dwell on the past. I'd like to talk about what I'm up to now.
Yeah.
The surgeries on the schizophrenics and the homeless people.
Got it.
What I did think was really weird about that article, though, was that
There were a lot of weird things about that
right
article.
side by side to the article, there was another article about how all the ex-child stars of the TV show Zap
Yeah,
they were all homeless, living on the streets, and how they'd been disappearing.
Yep, that was an interesting confluence of events. Those 2 articles appearing side by side. Like, what a terrible story to hear that those poor children, the once proud warriors in my army, were now living on the streets and suffering through mental anguish and mental
Yeah.
illness. And wouldn't it be wonderful to hear that someone had taken them in and helped them out through surgery?
It would be wonderful, but,
but
it's just not,
one
not the
of
case.
the things that I remember about the TV show Zap
Yeah.
is that in the show, all the kids would come together and like a Voltron, and they would join forces. It was kind of crude CGI kind of graphics, but they would come together in order to fight an evil. I just want to make sure there isn't anything going on now where, in your experience, you're trying to take those children and actually physically make them the Mega Man that they were in the TV show Zap.
You're asking me, am I taking some of these children who are now adults?
First of all, he's not admitted to taking any of these children, Jason.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Absolutely
Hypothetically
not.
speaking, would there be a case for anybody to be trying to actually build
surgically graft
build
these
the Mega Man?
now adult ex-children?
Yep.
That's, I guess, what a lot of us are.
Yeah.
Ex-children together into a large Mega Man warrior.
So you're imagining a scenario where some of these children
I'm
have...
not imagining anything. I'm just hypothetically
Or are you remembering?
restating.
Are you remembering?
Jason.
I remember.
The question on the table is, have I taken all of these adults who were once members of my child army and child actors on Zap up to my mansion, which looks like a prison and is guarded round the clock by armed men who will shoot anyone who tries to leave? And am I, in fact, putting horns on some of their heads and talons at the end of their hands and sewing them together one by one to create a gigantic monster of many arms and legs?
You've summarized our query precisely.
It's really, it's
as simple as that.
well done synthesizing all of this information into one cogent point.
And you're asking if I have done this. Perhaps you're surmising that I have done this in service of Satan, so that Lord Satan may rule supreme over the earth.
So that
after
you'd be knights in Satan's service.
Or if one was to be, if one was to want Satan to arrive here on Earth, you might need a vessel for him to occupy that is more than human.
Well, absolutely, because when
Are you,
Satan...
if this were the case, would you be lobotomizing these children as well so that Satan could take over the corpses a little more easily?
Well, it would certainly be helpful to destroy their will, wouldn't it? So that they would have a very difficult... Because this is... how many different souls are we talking about? Perhaps 28 different souls
28 different souls.
that Satan would have to simultaneously occupy in order to rule this monster.
Meanwhile, recent medical studies have stated that if you lobotomize a child or an ex-child and give them just the bare minimum of motor functions, that they're actually able to operate machinery and their own bodies without having much of what one considered to be a soul.
Yeah, or free will.
Without revealing why, I will tell you that that is absolutely the case. That absolutely.
Well, we won't
can be
ask
done.
any further
I'm
questions.
not gonna
I'm
follow up
satisfied.
on that.
I'm satisfied.
Your theory is interesting because it would be true that Satan has failed to come to Earth for all this time. An argument could be made because in order for him to come here, he would have to inhabit the body of a single human being whose attributes and skills
And a single
would
human
not
being
be
would
greater.
not be powerful enough to take over the world.
Precisely.
and
Take a look at
turn-
that ridiculous movie, The Exorcist. Of
Sure,
what
the
value
devil's
is it to
advocate.
Satan to inhabit the body of a 13-year-old girl,
Or the
Omen?
Yeah.
Even more ridiculous.
Right.
And so, yeah, the theory might go that it'd be better for 28 simultaneous souls to be stitched together into a monster that has been created with extraordinary powers.
No, you know what I think is really interesting is Jason and I, we were talking about this when we first met. That we thought we had just met each other, but we seemed familiar to each other. And you and I, what we didn't talk about at the top of the show is you and I have something really weird in common, which is we're amnesiacs.
Sure. Retrograde amnesia.
Yeah. And we don't remember our lives when we were young children.
Nope.
And neither of us have any record of what we did or,
Nope.
or where we've been.
I don't have family.
No. In fact, all our families basically died when we were very young.
So I would assume. I don't know.
So we.
It's almost as though your memories were stolen.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just a weird fact that I wanted to bring up.
Yep. I've often thought of myself as a victim of memory thieves.
And has it ever occurred to you that at some time you might hear a message that flipped a switch for you and gave you commands?
You know what?
I haven't.
I've thought about it a little bit because I've heard a combination of syllables every once in a while that it feels like a tickling in the back of my brain. You know, have you ever felt like
Does
your
this
brain is
happen
being
to you?
tickled?
Okay, see, that's interesting you say that. Does this happen to you? Do people come up to you sometimes, like after a show or something you've been doing, and say, "Man, I loved you on Zap"?
They say that to me literally every day.
So weird because
I don't know what it
don't
means.
remember anything about that.
No, I have no idea, but maybe one of these days, I'll...
Because people are like, what happened to the 28 other people that were on that show? I see you and Scott Ackerman out there, and there were 30 people on that show.
People say that to me all the time, but
what
they say
happened to
Jason
the-
Mantzoukas,
Yeah,
not
what
Scott
happened to the
Ackerman.
other 28? And I'm like,
Gentlemen,
not
this is
only
absolutely
Hey,
fascinating.
Chip, can you shut it for a
What
second?
I have to say
Shut
is
up.
very important.
Okay,
What I have
Chip,
to say is...
just shut up.
Shut up.
You don't know what we're talking about, so why don't you just like...
I feel like I might...
Shut.
Because I feel like you and I have this in common, and I guess I didn't realize it, but people all the time are like, of the 30 Zap cast members,
Yeah, the precisely 30.
what happened to the other 28? Because they were not the stars that you and Scott were.
Guys, I know you don't like it when I interrupt, but I swear to God...
Come on, man.
Your face is leaking. Please, clean it up, Chip.
Can't control that.
Yeah, people say that to me every day, and what's really weird is you and I talk about this every night right
Yep.
before we go to bed.
Right.
And about how weird that is,
Yep.
and we comfort each other, and
Yep.
we say, you know what, one of these days we'll figure out exactly
I'm
what they're
itching to
talking
get in there and just do what I can to
swear
explain
God,
you.
Chip.
I feel like...
swear to God. Okay, I think we're pretty much done with this part,
I've got
right?
something to tell you that's very, very important.
You know what,
Honorary mayor of Hollywood, Chip.
I'm going to vote for you.
Please, well, you can vote. It's not an elected position, but let them know down there at the Chamber of Commerce when you stop by to fuck them. Let them know that Chip Gardner sent you and that he would be a fantastic honorary mayor of Hollywood.
I will
You know
do,
what
Chip.
I feel
will
like?
do.
You know what I feel like? Also, do you dream at night?
You know what? I never do unless you're talking about the one thing that I dream every
Okay,
night.
let me ask you. I'm going to count down from 3.
Right?
No, there's no way this is going to work again. But I'm going to count down from 3,
Uh-huh.
and we're going to say exactly what we dream about. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Are we counting down from 3 or from 1?
I'm counting
Up
down
to
from
3?
3.
Down from 3.
The number 2 will be replaced by the word nose.
Nose. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, got it. All right, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
3, nose, 1, Satanic
driving the Jeep.
Megatron. Oh, driving the Jeep and Satanic Megatron. That's what I dream about every night.
Yeah. Oh, so
You
that's
dream
weird.
about driving the Jeep.
I dream about driving a Jeep every night. I mean, I don't remember owning a Jeep, but every night I'm driving on the Pacific Coast Highway. I'm in 4-wheel drive.
Huh. And you're angry, I know. You told me about this.
And then I go over a bump and I'm elated.
Right, and you don't know how to deal with those
Yeah.
feelings of elation.
No,
So you hurt yourself.
I hurt myself.
yeah,
I begin
yeah.
cutting myself Hammond style.
Yeah, boy. Hammond the organ.
Hammond organ, Hammond B3.
Yep.
Yep, Jimmy Smith.
Well, guys, we'll never get to the bottom of this.
No,
but
I really think we can. The
But what
bottom
I-
is
well,
really
shut
within
up,
reach.
shut up, shut up.
Oh,
Chip,
gentlemen,
what I
if
wanna
he's-
do is,
I could really explain it.
ooh, hello.
What the hell just happened?
Very
Honestly,
amateurish.
What the hell?
I don't
just
think I've
happened?
ever done that.
You spit up all over the microphone. You just burped.
Things like that happen when you begin to wake up
Chip!
to the truth.
Chip, shut it!
Oh.
I'll tell you what. We'll just give you free reign. I know we've been interrupting you a lot. This show.
Not more than he's been interrupting us.
That's true. I mean, that's a really good point. But I do want to
really
just
is.
kind of give him the bully pulpit right now and just let him say,
I'll back away from the mic.
sure, whatever you want to say, and we'll listen to you with open hearts,
As
open
will
ears.
the audience. The audience is here to hear you and what you have to say right now.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, listen, I sure would like to serve this city, Tinseltown, Cinema City, and Hollywood as its honorary mayor, so please do put the word into the Chamber of Commerce and let them know that that's what I want. And also, my friends, my beautiful 30-headed Satan monster will soon be rising up over the Hollywood Hills to claim the earth for Lord Satan. That's right, 30 heads. There are 2 heads in this room right now. Gentlemen, join me.
I don't.
Join me. Rise, the Lord may ride and ride. Terrific.
Well, we have a new special guest. Every guest is special, so I shouldn't really designate one as more special than the other. But this is.
I think you'll find I'm a bit more special than other guests you've had on the show. I'm quite special.
This is Patrick McMahon.
Patrick McMahon.
McMahon.
That's right.
Did I say that right? McMahon.
Pretty good, yeah. Not perfect, but pretty darn good.
McMahon.
That's right. That's fair enough. Good enough. Close enough.
Patrick
I'll take it.
McMahon.
That's right.
And
But here we would say McMahon.
What did you say?
Here in America, we would say Pat McMahon.
So you'd pronounce my name wrong because it's Patrick McMahon. That's the name. And you can say it any way you want. I won't take offense.
do people call you Patty?
Certainly people do. Yes, they do. Paddy McMahon, sometimes I'm known
No,
by.
Paddy, not Patty.
Paddy
Paddy, yeah. McMahon.
McMahon, sure.
McMahon.
People will call me that. Absolutely, they will, and I don't mind it one bit. I'll answer to it.
Okay. And you got a hold of me a little while ago to see if you could be on the show.
That's right. I'm here. I'm on tour in America, and I'm an Irish storyteller, and I tell old Irish stories. And
Good. I love those.
that's right. And so I'm on tour.
A long tradition of storytelling out there in the land of Ireland.
Isn't there though? Yes, there certainly is. We all
Sad stories
love a nice
usually,
story.
aren't they?
Well, no. Sometimes they're very happy stories and fun stories and magical stories. Is
An
really what
oral
they are.
tradition is what we're trying to say.
That's right. A great oral tradition of storytelling around the fire at the pub and whatnot. Yes.
What they like to do is they like to gather everyone around, and one of the tribal elders will
Tribal elders.
I mean, yeah, I think you're going way back there. You're
yeah,
really
that's
going
what I'm
back
saying.
far,
Is how it began.
I suppose, yeah. I mean, the clans, you know. There were
Yeah,
clans.
back
you tell the
when everyone
story-
was in Africa. Everyone lived in Africa.
Oh,
and
you're
then
going way back there.
Yeah.
And that's I think
Everyone lived in Africa, and then the continent split up. They broke apart.
This
And
is before writing.
yeah,
You were
and,
talking about Pangea.
and so basically, then everyone split up, and the people
Right.
who remained in Africa had way too much sun, and so
And that's why they became so brown.
Yeah, exactly. And there is a great oral
You're in the
tradition.
realm of theory now. I don't think that's quite true.
Look it up.
I think that the reason that black people exist is that they were bred by Europeans for night hunting, and that's.
I believe Jason's going to be doing a little bit of
Really?
that tonight.
Hang on. Hang on.
Is that what you were bred for?
I think I'm bred for dusk hunting. Because
That may very well be. That may very well be.
In the continuum
how
of color.
dark. Yeah, how dark.
You
someone
look
is.
to be to me about 7 o'clock, 7:30, and that would be the perfect time for you to be out hunting.
Wait,
So
is
that's
this
not-
after daylight savings time or?
Well, let's see. It's about this time of year.
I need a little more information before I could laugh at that joke. This time of year?
It's
Okay.
about this time of year, around
Okay, so
the early fall.
so basically, we've established that you are an Irish storyteller, right?
That's correct.
Catch us up.
What do you mean by that?
Well, we've established that, and
Yes.
that is all we've established.
Oh, okay, sure.
Okay,
Well,
good.
it is. I live in Limerick, Ireland, and
Wait,
this is my first.
hold on, Limerick,
Land
Ireland?
of the
right.
Limericks, right?
Well, I don't. That's the name of the town, Limerick, Ireland.
Is that where limericks are invented or something?
Does
or-
everybody speak in limericks?
No, well, they don't. It would take a long time. Not very, very, very hard to get things communicated. Everyone was committed to speaking in limericks. My God.
Like say you wanted your wife to turn off the lights as you were going
Yes,
to bed.
you'd have to say, there once was a house that was dark.
And that is where I wanted to park.
That's right.
She turned off the lights, and it gave me a fright.
And then you gotta go back
Seriously,
to Ark.
shut the fucking lights off.
Well, now that wouldn't be a perfect
That's
limerick.
not
now,
a
would
good
it? Because
limerick.
no,
I agree.
It's not
Yeah,
very good.
yeah.
That's why it would be an impractical way to communicate all throughout the town of Limerick. We'd never get anything done.
So you do limericks, though. That's because you live there.
I'm familiar with limericks. You know,
So you don't
sometimes-
do limericks.
No, I tell stories. I'm an Irish storyteller.
But
I'm
in
an Irish
limerick
storyteller.
form.
No, not in Limerick. I'm from the
Please
town.
stop hitting
the,
me.
The town is called. I'm sorry, you don't like that?
No, I don't. Our last guest got a little physical with me. I didn't enjoy
Oh,
it.
did he? Well, I
No, he
apologize.
tried to. I mean, but then Jason slapped him in the face.
I'm from a town called Limerick, and I
Okay.
tell Irish stories. And from time to time, I will write an original limerick if I'm asked to. But in
But only
general-
if you're asked to.
Only if I'm asked to. If
Okay,
it's
I
like,
have one
Patrick,
question.
I would like to
Yeah,
ask
will
you
you ask?
to write-
Will you write a limerick for
what
us?
would you like it to be about?
I would love for it to be about
Obamacare?
Obamacare, please.
Obamacare. But if you want to have a good limerick, it takes a little while. It takes a little work.
Yeah, so
but
just,
you're a
just
professional.
Yeah, you're a
Just
to come up
professional,
with
so
it
I'm
on the
sure you
spot.
could do it just right now.
Oh my gosh.
All right, here we go. This
There
is
once was a fella named Obama. He was sad because of the cancer that killed his mama. He wanted to make it better. So he rolled up his sweater
is he Bill Cosby?
and he handed it to Big Insurance and Pharma.
That's pretty
Oh,
good.
that
Thank
is
you very
great.
much.
You
Oh,
are
you're
a
welcome.
professional.
Well, thank you very
Well
much.
done.
nice.
Well, you know.
So
believe
this is
me-
what you're going to do the entire time you're here.
Right,
is make
we
up
just-
Absolutely
limericks?
not.
We give you
Absolutely not.
topics and you
No.
make up. People call in
We can take calls. We can do
and
that
they
if
give you
like.
limerick ideas.
But gentlemen, that's not what I do. The limerick is only if somebody says to me, Patrick, we're having an anniversary party for Margaret and Ted. Has recently happened. Will you write a limerick to commemorate the
I'd
occasion?
love to hear that
I
one.
might
Margaret
do that
Thatcher and Ted Thatcher?
No, it wasn't them. But I do know who you're talking about. I don't know who Margaret Thatcher's husband was. I don't know if it was Ted. But anyway, that's a circumstance under which I'd write a limerick or something like that.
So I would love
Most
to
of
hear
the
that
time.
one that you wrote for that circumstance.
Give that one to us just as a, because obviously that one must be amazing because
Yeah,
you
'cause
wrote
that
it.
came
Because I wrote it
You
and
wrote
spent
it
a long
recently.
time working on it.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I really
yeah,
got
yeah,
it. I wrote it and rewrote it and got it to the point where it was flawless.
Oh yeah.
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 So it must be amazing. So
Must
But
let's-
it's been a while. So
No,
it's
but not that long,
difficult to
certainly,
remember
because
it.
you were telling me before we came back that you
Right.
were a memory expert.
Yes, that's true. I do have. I have an excellent memory.
Do you want to read it from your notebook?
No,
Do you have
no,
it in your
Yeah,
notebook?
that you brought right here.
Do you have your notebook?
Yeah, just look-
notebook of limericks.
Sorry, gentlemen, this is not my limerick notebook.
Here's like
No.
look at all
that one
these.
right
Look at
there.
all of these limericks.
Oh wait, there's look at open it up to any page, Jason. Open it up to any page.
And read us what you find in there, Jason. Open it up to any page and just read us what you find.
yeah, there it is.
there
Oh
it
wait,
is. This one.
he opened
Here's
it to
one.
the page that says Margaret and Ted.
Oh, well, then read it, will you?
yeah, please, Jason, read
And,
us
and
this
keep
one.
in mind, I've worked long and hard on it, and I've really got it just perfect. I've got it. I mean, it's not going to sound like the Obama one that was right off the top of my head. This
Yeah,
is
no,
one
this
I-
is going to be a
I
masterpiece.
really crafted. I
All right.
crafted over time,
All right, Jason, let's
full
hear
of
it.
lots of specifics about Ted and Margaret.
Just right off the page, you know how to read, don't you?
I-
Just,
I
use
do
your
know how to read.
eyeballs.
I do know how to read.
Transmit those letters into brain patterns.
Oh, thankfully I know how to read Irish too, which
Okay,
is great.
good.
I
All
studied it in college.
All right.
Well,
so
then this
here
will
we
be
go.
a snap.
Here we go. This is Jason Mantzoukas reading the Margaret and Ted.
The
lyric,
Margaret and Ted lyric
written
from
by Patrick McMahon.
Patrick Mann.
In commemoration of the 50th wedding anniversary
Yeah.
of Margaret. and
Right.
Ted.
Yes. Okay.
Happy 50th to Margaret and Ted. I think
Starts great. I have to say.
Yeah, it really
Like
does.
that,
It sets the
tells
scene.
you exactly what you need to know right
It's
there. at the
pretty
top.
easy to rhyme with Ted.
Yep.
Not
Yeah.
like Obama.
Or Margaret.
Right.
I thank God that neither is dead.
Hey, well, that's a happy thought. Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
All right. I'm on board. Mm-hmm. All right. Here we
I've
go.
slept with you both.
What? It's getting a little weird, but he's just reading. So, all right. Slept with you both.
We're doing him a big
no.
favor by discussing each line for so long.
I know, but that's a curious choice to use in an anniversary party. I have to say, to just come out with that information. But maybe it was common knowledge.
It was, yes.
Okay, let's hear
Nothing rhymes with but.
let's hear the. Well, obviously he worked so hard on it, he must have a solution.
Sure they do.
I've slept with you both.
Yeah, we heard that line
Yep.
already. Please get to the next one.
Despite your sacred oath.
Despite your sacred oath. Yes, exactly.
Oh, so you remember that line by heart, huh?
That's the one I remember.
Okay.
Turns out Rosebud was a sled.
Now you're doing movie spoilers. I didn't realize that was a part of limericks.
was
is to
it.
Do movie
That-
spoilers.
Yeah, that was it.
Do you give away the ending to The Sixth Sense in any of your poems?
The reason it ended that way is that there were a lot of young people at the wedding who were at the party who were talking that they hadn't seen.
They had been watching it right before the party, but
That's
they had
right,
To, they
and I had to stop it, and I
they had to
thought,
stop.
well, this will be fun. And it was, and then there was quite a raucous reaction to
Yeah,
that.
people
one.
booing and
Yes, but everyone all throughout the town knows that I slept with the two of them. And so that wasn't breaking news in the limerick, although I think there was some surprise that I would choose to address it
Really?
at the anniversary party in the form of a limerick.
But is that what you're known for? Like very, very blunt and honest limericks?
No, not really, no. We would generally just have a lot of fun. But that time, I thought they had a lot of nerve throwing themselves a big party like that. Because
someone loves themselves.
it's been a rocky marriage, you know. I mean, so there's not much.
Well,
to
obviously they were
celebrate.
both cheating.
Yes,
with you.
absolutely. Yes, at various times. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so that's what we're here to talk about is all your limericks, right? Because you brought your limerick book, so that's why you're here,
I
right?
suppose I did bring my limerick book, but I mainly just tell stories now, which don't have to rhyme or have a particular structure.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we can hear one of those.
but only
but-
one, probably.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
Could you make it rhyme and be in the structure of a limerick?
Is that possible at all?
That's what I'm trying not to do here.
Trying to stretch?
That's right. Well, no, I don't.
Because you started your career by just mainly writing limericks, right? I was reading a little bit of your autobiography on the back of your limerick book.
Yes.
And it says that for the first 50 years of your life, you wrote exclusively limericks. And for the past 3 weeks, you started telling stories.
Right. That's right. And I'm
Okay,
trying
so-
to get away from the limerick.
Yeah, so it seems like.
And I also played tambourine for the Dexys Midnight Runners.
Oh,
and
yeah,
was
that's
a-
right.
Really?
Yes, I played tambourine for them.
I just kind of glossed over
a lot
that
of the
part
time,
of it
yeah.
because.
And you know those,
Come on,
fuckers-
come on, Eileen.
Come on, Eileen.
That's the one song they don't have tambourine on,
Uh,
and that's the one you don't get any royalties
Well,
for.
I know you're exactly right.
Yeah, it's
but
too bad.
but live it has tambourine.
Is there something that so obviously you've written limericks for so long and now have shifted to stories? Is there something that happened? Is there something that made you stop wanting to do limericks?
Some sort of limerick accident,
Well,
limerickcident.
there.
Boo, boo.
Are you a ghost? Yeah, what happened here?
Well,
It doesn't go into that in the autobiography.
No, the autobiography doesn't explore.
There are internet rumors.
Are there?
There are internet
I lost.
rumors.
Let's just say I lost my passion for limericks.
Let's not just say that.
Yes,
I mean, let's
well, I think we
let's
should leave
explore
it at
the
that.
topic a little more.
I decided to move on a bit from there. No, it was a situation.
there some sort of suicide attempt?
No.
There is a rumor online that you attempted to kill yourself.
Well, I wrote a suicide note as a limerick, and
For yourself.
for myself, and a lot of people thought that it was an inappropriate thing to do to my family, and that it was heaping insult upon injury,
Right.
only making it more upset because the limerick is really sort of a jaunty style. isn't
Yeah,
it?
no, it's a very fun style.
It is. It is. Isn't it?
Did you? What did the suicide community think about this?
Oh, yes. The suicide community applauded it, and that's why I left the suicide community because I realized that they had warped my.
Oh, did you move into a different community, like more of a murder-suicide
Oh,
community?
I'm aware of the murder suicide community. Yes. No. I decided. I don't think I will kill myself.
Okay.
I don't know that I will, only because I think I have a very slim chance of meeting Satan.
There's a lot of people
And if
in
you're
line
not
to
going
meet.
to do it,
Yeah, if you're not going to meet him, why bother?
It's just I've met so many people over time who
It's
want
like,
to...
why go to the club if you can barely get past the velvet rope? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
You're right
Scott, I
about
feel
that.
like we should let Patrick tell a story.
All right. Well, let's hear what you've been working on. Your new art form.
Right. I'll tell you a story about Johnny McGorry. A lot of my stories.
Oh, this
start
rhymes.
that
These
way.
do rhyme.
Yeah, this
No,
one
only
rhymes.
that part rhymes.
Okay.
A lot of my
It
stories. start
sets
out this way.
expectations, though.
Yeah, really high too.
Because
Well-
now I'm going to assume there's a lot of rhymes.
My
not a lot
rhyming
of rhyming.
expectations are at an all-time high
Yeah.
right now.
Are they really?
More
they
so
are.
than even when the limerick started.
Yeah.
A lot of my stories start with I tell you a story about Johnny McGorry, and then we go on from there. And Johnny McGorry's a character in a lot of my stories.
Okay.
You think? And
Based on a real person?
No,
Are
absolutely.
they
not.
autobiographical? Is
Not
Johnny
in the
McGorry a
snow.
stand-in for you?
Not at all. not
Sort of
at
like
all.
Pilgrim's Progress, where it's an allegorical compendium of a lot of different human types.
Someone read a book, and it wasn't me. I don't know that story.
Okay.
All right, let's hear it.
Tell you a story about Johnny McGorry. Johnny McGorry
rhyming.
was the sweetest and most honest fellow in all of Ireland. Everyone loved him.
How
No
could you
one had a
prove that?
bad word to say about him. It's a
could you-
story.
how could
Go
you
along
prove
with it.
that?
It's just a story.
He's an omniscient narrator who knows all at this
Okay,
point.
all
Is
right,
what I was.
fine.
Sure, there you go.
So he knows this information.
Sorry, I'm
He's
sorry.
merely
I
passing
apologize.
it on.
I apologize.
And Johnny McGorry had a good job at a medical packaging plant, overseeing the assembly line. And everyone who worked under him looked up to him as the sweetest and most wonderful boss you ever could have. Never did anyone cast a look of suspicion upon him or dislike him in any way at all until one woman came forward and said that he had flirted with her and touched her inappropriately. And based on one accusation, he lost his job. And then he saw a four-leaf clover under which there was a leprechaun, and he got that leprechaun's pot of gold. The end of the story. And that's a happy ending, isn't it? The story of Johnny McGorry.
Do you now? Can we ask questions? Do you frequently, after you tell a story, have like
Is
a
there
talk
a talk
back?
back? Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Q&A?
I tell- No, I do an evening of traditional Irish
Have
stories
you-
about
have-
little people. And
Patrick, have you ever
Yes.
worked in a medical packaging plant?
have I?
Yeah.
I have. I have actually. As a matter of
Maybe
fact.
that's just
I
why he
personally
knows
have.
so much about the world. They
Yeah,
say
yeah.
write what you know.
Right
Because
about
the
what you
specifics
know.
were
Right
really
about-
specific.
It's
Yeah,
a story about Johnny McGorry and a magical story about the little people.
I would love to hear another example of your art form because frankly
Yeah.
I was intrigued. I was a little disappointed after it didn't rhyme.
But I found it very compelling.
Yeah, and it was very interesting. Do you have another one?
I'll tell you a story about Johnny McGorry. Johnny McGorry was out of work for a long time. Nobody would touch him. Nobody would hire him at all because they called back to his old references and they didn't have good things to say about him based on one accusation. One accusation. It's incredible. So his brother gave him a job working on cars, which Johnny didn't know how to do and was slow to learn it. And finally, his brother had to fire him, and it was the worst day of both of their lives. But it got better when Johnny encountered a harpy in the woods and defeated the harpy and was rewarded with a magical amulet. That's the end of the story. It's a magical story.
I mean, like, what they are an interesting fusion of classic Irish folk tales and
That's all
very
they are. No, that's all they are.
brutal, naturalistic tales of
one man's
horror.
struggles in the modern age.
In the modern age.
Yeah.
Now,
I don't
just
know
a
what you're
quick question,
talking
Patrick,
about.
just so I understand.
Post-industrial.
Do you have a brother?
Do I have a brother?
Yeah.
I certainly do. Very
What's
happy.
he-
I've-
what's
I've
he do
multiple
for a
brothers.
living?
Well, I've several brothers. Let's see. One of them is a lawyer.
Okay.
And one of them is a fisherman.
Oh, yeah, that's a
and,
fun job.
one of them is a traditional Irish storyteller.
No, that's you,
And,
actually.
No, I also have a brother who's
Oh, yeah.
very, very successful with
What's
it.
his name?
Very successful with it. His name is Seamus, of course.
Oh,
And
Truck alert.
Seamus McMahon?
Seamus McMahon, yeah.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yes, he's pretty good.
I'm sure you've heard him. Like, I've got his CDs and DVDs.
Yeah,
But that must be all
he's
of your
all right.
brothers, right? That must be the end of them. You
No,
don't have any-
no. I do have a brother, Tom. Tom fixes cars. He works at the garage.
Yep.
And he fixes up cars there.
Again, right
And
what you know.
He does a good business, yes.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
He does a real good business fixing
Well,
up cars.
You know, I would love to hear another one because I feel like we're on a roll here.
Sure.
You know, I feel like I'm, some sandwich meat because I'm on a roll.
Well, yeah, and I'm also
With
like,
relish.
I'll be honest with you, like I'm really kind of captivated by the
Yeah.
character of Johnny McGorry.
Johnny McGorry, isn't that something? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, these are great old traditional Irish stories about Johnny McGorry and the magical elements of Ireland and all
Okay,
that.
well,
And-
let's hear one more.
Well, I tell you a story about Johnny McGorry. In desperation, he planned a tour of America to tell traditional Irish stories, and it wasn't going real well. And the only place that he could go on to talk about it and promote it was a podcast. And he didn't like the guys there one bit at all. He got a real bad feeling about him. And he left there and he cried in his car for an hour and a half at the end of the interview, for sure. No doubt about it, cried for an hour and a half at least. And then found a pot of gold and a harpy and also a banshee was there. And that was the
Screaming
end of the
banshee.
story. So these are all just traditional stories from Ireland. And you can come out and hear them at Dylan's pub over there on Hollywood Boulevard, where I'll be telling them tonight.
Patrick,
Yes.
you're crying.
Tears of joy.
Are you okay?
You know,
Magical tears of joy.
You know what else? I'm crying.
I am crying too.
Well, and isn't that just the curse of the Irish people? So sad, aren't they?
Well, I'm not even Irish, and I was just so touched by that story.
That story spoke to me in a way. Maybe it was because it talked about things that relate to us. You mentioned podcasts.
Yeah, I sort of related to it in that sense of like it seemed like.
Oh, do
some
you
people
guys
I
do
know.
it? You guys do a podcast? Is this a podcast?
We're talking on a podcast right now.
Oh, I
yeah.
see. I see. That's
And
interesting.
you are, ironically, you are on a tour of America doing traditional Irish storytelling.
Why is that ironic?
It's ironic because just because it was part of the story, and you yourself are participating in.
Oh, now
something
did that
like
happen to Johnny McGorry as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
suppose
know-
it did. I suppose it. But it's mainly a story about the pot of gold and the
You
harvest.
know what I think? I think that there isn't anyone named Johnny McGorry. That I think that this is actually your brother Seamus. I think that this is your brother Seamus, and you're telling stories about him.
Well, it's true. There is no one named Johnny McGorry because these are all just fantastical stories of magic. That's all they are.
I'm glad you told me that because I was going to go looking for Johnny McGorry just because I'm worried about him.
Yeah.
No, there's no such person as Johnny McGorry whatsoever.
I don't think there's
These are-
any kind of banshee. I don't think there's any pot of gold. I think that this is your brother Seamus, who has been having a rough time.
He needs
and
he needs help.
He needs help.
Seamus is very wealthy. I have to tell you right now. He makes a good money. He makes a good living.
But
Well, you know what? He's
stories.
about to be wealthier because if he's in any kind of straits, I'm going to go on Amazon right now and I'm going to buy all of his
Oh,
stuff.
I wouldn't do that. He doesn't need any more.
Plus,
gonna-
he has a website where you can donate directly to him.
With
No, he doesn't
PayPal.
need
If
that.
you have a
Yeah.
PayPal account, I'm going to do that.
No.
Coincidentally enough, I have a PayPal account.
You do?
So yeah.
That's great, man. How'd
Yeah.
you do that?
When you work in this business for a little while,
Yeah.
you get to a point where people give you things. They call it swag.
I've tried to get a PayPal account so
PayPal
many
contacted me and
times.
set it up for me.
Wow.
So, well, that is some sad stories about Seamus.
John, why wouldn't bother giving any money to Seamus or buying any of his albums?
I
or anything
really
like that,
no, but
because-
we want to support our fellow artists when they're in the middle
Here's
of
the-
it.
I'll
you
tell
know what we
you
should
could
do?
Just give the money to me.
You know what we should do?
What's that?
Scott and I, this is, we shouldn't be announcing this now, but I'm going to. Scott and I are going to do a TV show,
Uh-huh.
a regular TV show on television coming up soon. And we were just talking about what type of acts we would like to have on it because they're probably going to be huge successes in America.
Right. Well, I'll tell you
Seamus
what.
sounds
No,
like the
I'd be
kinda
available
guy-
to do that. I could do that myself. I'd be available for that program.
You're fine.
For that program.
You're fine.
Well, you're-
Seamus needs the help.
No, he's all right. Seamus is fine. Seamus is fine. All right, Johnny McGorry is me, for crying out loud. Put me on your TV show. It's me. It's all me.
What?
Put me on your TV show. I'm Johnny McGorry, for crying out loud.
Wait.
Patrick,
What?
we don't have a TV show.
Fuck you, then. Well, fuck you.
I just did that to get you to look at yourself in the mirror
You're
and
a
admit,
fucking prick. You don't have a TV show.
and admit
None of
that
us
you
have
are
TV
Johnny
shows.
McGorry.
If we had
Oh,
TV
for
shows, why
Christ's
would we
sake.
be here?
You guys are a couple of assholes. Now I'm not going to cry sad in the car. I'm going to cry angry. An hour and a half of angry crying in the car.
I'm going to cry angry here in a minute
Oh, you
because
are?
you're getting me upset.
Well, fine. I don't like the two of you one bit. You tricked me. You tricked me.
We did trick you, but how do you feel having been tricked?
I feel like I might
Do
go...
a personal evaluation.
I'll do it in limerick form.
Okay, great. I would love to hear that. Yes.
Well, now I feel quite out of sorts. No, I'll start over.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Wait, do you want your book?
Give me the book there. I've got.
Yeah. Let's go to the act.
All right.
All right. Here we go.
I think you two guys are pricks. Now start over.
Okay. Yeah. There's got to be something better.
I think you two guys are pricks.
Oh, that seems to be the same beginning.
I think you two guys are dicks. I came in here to tell stories about poor old Johnny McGorry,
And not
and it turns out
not talk about
that
all your-
Nicole Kidman and her entire family were all ghosts. They were all ghosts.
That seems to be a spoiler for the movie The Others. I
That's
believe.
right. And if you haven't seen it, go fuck yourself.
All right. Well, Patrick McMahon, we want to thank you.
I'll be appearing at Dylan's Irish pub.
Okay, great.
Wait, what date and time, please?
Well, let's see. I'll be there on October the 7th.
Finally going to stump him. That limerick thing didn't work out. Maybe he can't pull a date and time out of his ass.
I just want people to go there.
okay,
I want at least one person to be like, "Dear Comedy Death Ray Radio, I went to Dylan's Irish Pub to see Patrick McMahon. Nobody was there."
No, I'll be there. It'll be October the 7th at 11 a.m.
That's a good drinking time.
Well, it's all they had available.
Oh, that's prime limerick time.
Well,
right
I guess
there.
they do a lot of jukebox business over there. A lot of people put money in the jukebox, so they didn't want to rob themselves of that.
Patrick McMahon, thank you so much. I also want to thank Bill Carter, who was here a little bit before, and unfortunately, our friend Andy Daly was not around to do the show
Really
today.
rude.
Yeah,
Really
very
rude of
just
him.
not showing
He was
up.
supposed to be here and he didn't show up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
instead we just had to take random people barging in off the street. But oh
Well, I'm saying his loss is my gain.
and the audiences, I would say, because you were a fantastic guest. Love your limericks. Not too fond of your
Great
stories.
The
Please
stories were a bit of a lull in the show.
yeah,
weren't
please
they?
come back with your limericks next time.
Sure,
And
you got it.
Traffic exclusively in limericks.
Nothing in
Well,
limericks.
and also, if you wouldn't mind, just also send Seamus our way. Because we have a $1 million prize that we're prepared to give out to a great Irish storyteller, and Seamus is probably that guy.
Right, maybe. He might be.
All right, we have to get to our second. I mean, it's an honor to get to our second guest. I mean, I should say that, right?
It's a tribute and an honor.
And he is a royal watcher. I don't have any more information about him other than that, but I'm looking forward to talking to him. Please welcome Byron Deniston.
Yes, thank you. Hello, it's wonderful to be here.
all the way from
Hello.
across
Yes,
the pond.
of course, yes, across the pond. My goodness, yes. Well, that's where the royals are they not? Do you mean to tell me you've never had a royal watcher on this show before?
No, we've never had occasion to.
I mean, the overlap between the existence of this show and of the monarchy would be, the entire length of the time that this show has existed.
That's true. I guess
Which
we've
is to
been
say-
going for 4
yes,
years.
For 4 years.
And the monarchy's been going.
all that time and much, much more. So much
12.
more.
Yeah.
What's that?
Like how many years?
The monarchy, the British monarchy, has been around for an inestimable
Oh,
number
you should
of
have
years.
incredible.
You can't estimate.
Yes,
No,
it's inestimable at this point.
It must be a source of great pride that the
Yes.
the families that comprise
Yes.
the monarchy have not all died out.
Right. No, true enough.
That
And
must be an incredible source of pride
Well,
for
it really
you.
is when you think of all the families that have died out all over the world.
Sure.
And the royals
Well,
just...
the world is so much smaller. There's so many fewer people than there were 100 years ago.
Yes.
There's half the people there were when caveman times were around.
Well, that may be right.
So how
I don't know. I'm not
this
a
group of
population
families
statistician or anything like that, but you may be right.
continue
Yes.
to procreate?
Yes, they do, and that is a large part of what we're here to talk about.
And they have-
procreation part of it, as you know.
we're
Great
gonna
source
talk
of
about-
pride.
Kate Middleton
There's
expecting...
nothing. I just want to
Yes.
harp on this another second.
Harp away, please.
Please.
What could make a person more proud
Yes.
than that a stranger who they don't know
Yes.
continues to bear children? That the family line that is in no way a relation to them continues to.
If I understand the
Procrastinate.
spirit of your question, I could not
Is it-
disagree with it more, sir.
All right.
It is not that these are
Procreate.
strangers to us at all. It is
No.
not that
Yeah,
these are people that we do not know.
No,
I feel
they're-
like Bob is being a little sarcasmic,
And,
which
and a
I
bit
think-
irreverent, if you don't mind my saying so.
Could
Which
you
is
be a little more
understandable.
reverent, please?
I will. I
yes,
promise.
reverence is what's called for here, given
Yeah.
the pomp
Indeed,
and the
indeed, and I
pageantry
apologize.
and the magistry and,
Yeah.
the tradition more than anything of the royals, and how lucky we are to have
Yes.
them and to know them, sir. To
Yes.
know them as we do.
Yes.
I apologize for Bob here.
It's no
This isn't-
apology
It's not this
needed.
kind
That's
of a
a
show,
very
Bob.
American attitude, I
That's
suppose.
precisely right, and so for that reason, you needn't apologize.
Bob,
but-
I don't really like you coming on the show and making fun of our guests like this.
No,
You
you're
know what
right.
I mean?
I should celebrate these people and their interesting, offbeat interests.
Yeah. So why don't you just
Now let's tell.
Again,
I want to hear.
I can't let the word offbeat go by without some commentary.
Yeah.
There's nothing
They're
offbeat at
totally
all about
on
the
beat.
Royals. They are on the beat.
Yeah.
I've seen them dance, and they know dances that go
Oh.
way back in time.
well, you're clearly enamored of this
Enamored is hardly
collection
the word.
of scoundrels.
Scoundrels, sir! How dare you? This has taken a turn.
I apologize.
Listen,
very much.
Now I will accept your apology, and I will await yours. Sir, I await
I
it.
apologize.
Okay,
Fine, then.
Bob,
Thank
come
you.
on.
Scoundrels.
At least let the guy talk about what he wants to talk about.
can't even-
before-
Jackanapes, I should have said.
Jackanapes is worse! It's worse than scoundrels! You shouldn't
think
have
so?
said that.
You think so?
Absolutely, it's
How
worse.
do you know? Look it up.
I have looked it up. I have all 13 editions of the Oxford English Dictionary in
And
my
you look
study.
up the
And
word jackanapes several
I am
times?
well versed with all manner of insults in
I
case any
thought
one
it
of them
meant
should be lobbed at the Royals.
Wonderful people. I didn't
Wonderful people is much closer
Much
to
better.
reality.
Okay,
yes.
great.
I'll take that.
All right. So now, Byron.
I have been tested.
Byron Deniston.
Yes.
What are you doing here? You're here to talk about the Royals? What's happening with
Yes.
the Royals lately? I barely follow them.
I am needed here more than I ever even imagined, as you know.
Yes.
In our hour of greatest need, you arrived.
It may well be, yes. And I really have come over here to educate the American people.
Oh,
to,
good.
To let you all know what's happening over there in your former empire. Yes.
Oh, that's right. You guys used to like own us or something,
That's
right?
And we kicked you out.
The United
That's all
States was,
wonderful.
well, here in California you can barely claim that. But yes, the 13 colonies were colonies of England. At any rate,
Wait, you think us in California, we don't have a right to say that we kicked you out just
No.
because we're here in La La Land or something?
I don't think that you do. No, it doesn't.
I
make
mean,
any
none of
sense
the
to me.
people who were around back then are still around. So
If I
like-
met someone from an old family in Massachusetts, they could give me a real going to about what happened to Cornwallis over there. At
I'm
Yorkshire.
sorry, but a lot of people move from Massachusetts to California.
Is
like
that
there's
where
a lot
you're
of
from?
there's a lot of people with Boston hats. I'm not from there. No.
Point made. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
At any rate, where was I? Yes. Well, I'm here to
What's
educate.
the news? Yeah. What's
Yeah.
the latest news?
The
I mean,
news,
I
my
know
friend.
that Princess Queenie is going to have a baby.
This is absurd. This is to the level of comedy, nearly to the level of comedy.
Almost. When we don't want to get to that level. So Bob, please, just rein it in.
Tone it down.
Please,
All right, I will.
absolutely. Your
Indeed, I
irreverence
will.
is nearly to the level of comedy.
Yeah.
Right.
No, tell them. But
Yes.
I literally don't know what's
Harry
happening
Potter.
with these people.
That's what it is. Now I know.
Those are good books, yes. They're entirely off point. I don't know what you called her, Miss Queenie, whatever. She is the wife to Prince William, and she is expecting a baby.
Oh,
she is the
God.
Duchess of Cambridge.
Does
the
she know
moment she
whose it
became
is?
wed, what kind of a question is that? Does she know whose it is?
It's a legitimate question to
That
ask
is not
any
a legitimate
pregnant
question.
woman.
She was married rightfully to the Prince of England.
Oh, is that
the
what
first
that
in
is?
line was second in line after his father to ascend to the throne. She is married to him, and she bears his child,
news. Good.
who becomes
Quite an
instantly
achievement.
Yes, who becomes
Personal
instantly
achievement.
third in line to
Yes.
ascend to the throne. The ascension is assured to 3 spots once this child is born.
So we got the.
If it is a boy, I dare say.
We have
no, even if it is a girl.
We have the queen. Yeah, you don't know that much about her, it seems.
I know all there is to know about Kate.
So we have the queen up on top. Then when she.
The queen rules currently, yes.
When she poops out. Oh, God. That's an American phrase.
That's That's
That is
slang. You have to give him
it is
slang.
legitimate.
You have
She
to-
will
colloquialism.
not poop out. She will take her rightful place in heaven.
Wait, she has a rightful place in heaven.
Absolutely, yes.
Where would that be? At Jesus's right hand, or
She will take the throne.
she'll be ruling over heaven?
Absolutely, she has a divine right.
What about all the-
divine right of kings and queens?
What about all the kings and queens before her?
They'll have to step aside once
them
she
out?
gets there.
Wait,
Absolutely.
so
the
whoever-
order of succession is the same in heaven as it
So
is on
whoever
earth.
dies the most recently up in heaven rules over heaven.
You literally don't know this.
This is
I am needed here in the United
yes,
States
you
more
are.
than I ever imagined.
I've
I
never
was.
heard anything like this.
Once the royal, the sitting royal there in England, the monarch, the sitting monarch, passes on, they take their rightful place on the throne in heaven.
And what do the previous kings and queens do at that point?
They are retired at that point, and they go.
Then
just
they
get to
become
themselves.
part of Harry Potter.
I don't know that is
And
true.
they
sir,
go
although-
and haunt. Have you ever seen Harry Potter's?
I've seen Harry's
They
Potters.
all scoop around the castle and they're like ghosts.
Oh, okay.
I've seen it.
Do they
seen it.
become ghosts, or do they get to kick back in heaven and coast?
They do say that some of the great castles of England are haunted by the
Oh,
ghosts of the
don't
royals.
say that
They
to
do,
me.
yes.
Don't
it
tell
has
me
been
that.
said. It has been
my
remarked
goodness.
upon, and
Scary.
I don't know, but
Not
it's
at all
it's fun
cute
to
or
imagine.
funny. No,
It's fun
totally
to imagine.
scary.
So Byron,
Yes.
we got the queen, then we have
That's correct.
the prince, and he's second in line, and
That's
then
right.
No,
Her
no.
son.
Yes,
Her son.
Prince
and
Charles.
then
Prince
and then
Charles.
if he's gone, then it's the other prince, right? The one who's always messing up, or is that-
No, absolutely not. It would be Prince William.
Right.
Isn't he the guy from?
No, that's Harry is the one who's made the
Oh, okay.
pulled the boners.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen no boners on
So
the
then-
part of Prince Harry. He's a good young man, served his country
Yeah.
honorably in the
Oh,
Middle
yeah.
East,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
occasionally has a good time, and good for him.
And then underneath
Yes.
them all would be this new person.
No. Harry would be overpassed.
Okay.
In the case that he's not in the only in the case that Prince William. No. At this point, once this child is born, Harry
Shouldn't
is
you
over.
have
I don't
anyone
think you know what
know
you're talking about.
know
It's-
about
it's
this
making
stuff?
us up.
Complicated. It's quite complicated.
Oh, okay.
The point is that once this child is born, Harry can do whatever he wants for the rest of his life.
Oh, he will never be king?
He will never be king.
What if it's a girl?
Even then.
Even then? Oh, well,
the
that's...
rules have recently changed, and even if
Oh.
it's a girl, she will ascend to the throne.
Wow, that
Oh,
must
wait,
feel...
wait.
Yes.
What if Charles decides he wants to be king for 10 years?
Sure, yes. He may well. And,
And
then
then it
abdicate,
goes-
you're saying? Yes.
And then it goes to who?
Then it would go to
his-
William.
Then it goes
Yes,
to William.
That's correct. Yeah.
And what if William lives to be 110?
Sure.
And
very
his
likely takes very good
child-
care of himself. It's in wonderful shape. Yeah.
He does look good.
Yeah.
His child decides does not want to be the king or queen.
Has anyone ever
yeah.
done that before?
And then,
Yes,
that's been
yes,
done.
indeed.
Oh, yeah.
So then it won't necessarily be the king or queen.
Right.
So Harry has a
Yeah,
shot.
so you're so sure of yourself, but now you're realizing that
Oh, there are any number of circumstances and exigencies.
I guess everyone could die except for Harry.
Certainly, yes.
could Alexander Haig become king?
Alexander Haig, I believe, has passed on.
Mitt Romney?
Yes? No, none of these things are possible. No, absolutely.
All right, well,
there is a
I wanna go
royal
there.
line of succession.
Okay.
All right, and yes, indeed, that's true that this new baby could refuse to take the throne, in which case it may very well go on to Harry or Harry's descendants. Yes,
Okay,
things
well
like that can
that's
happen.
quite an education on my part because I don't
Yes.
really know anything about this. We have our own people that we have to look out for.
We have to watch.
all the in Washington. I was trying to tell you, Bob, that there was this.
Yes, those may be scoundrels.
There was
yes.
this circus in Washington, and the the strongmen were there, sure, and the trapeze artists and all of them, but they moved along. But the clowns
Stayed.
They missed the. yeah. So, yeah. Anyway,
I
So
understand.
the clowns from the circus are still there.
they're still in Washington.
And
Anyway,
were they
it's a
able to
long-
catch, the next flight or whatever and catch up with the circus?
No, I guess they liked it so
They
much.
stayed-
Did they stay?
for-
Did they stay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and so,
So
now
anyway,
there's,
that's
a troupe,
what we-
there's a troupe of clowns there in the
Yeah,
nation's
you
capital.
get it,
And do
you
they
get
do
it.
put on a show?
They
they
sure
still there?
do.
Every day,
And they are still
every
there.
damn
We
day.
pay
I would
for
Is
say.
that right? It's
Yeah.
a daily show.
We
And
pay
it's that
for it with
popular.
our tax money.
Oh, well, good. It's a publicly funded
Yeah.
performance being put on by these clowns. Interesting the way
Yeah,
they
you
came
would
to be
like
in the
that
nation's
publicly
capital.
funded Britain with
Ah,
everything.
yeah.
Yes,
you pay
well, taxes.
800% taxes, and you get it.
hardly
it pays
that.
for the TV.
Not quite.
You have to pay for the
Yeah,
BBC.
all you get is
and
tea
everything.
money
quite,
at
not
the
quite.
end of the day. Huh?
Yeah.
Not
just
precisely.
enough money to make a bag of tea that you have to share.
Not
with the
precisely
whole
right. Not precisely
farmhouse.
right.
All right. Let's,
Anyway, I
but
wanna
anyway,
hear
we
what's
have our
happening.
own thing going on. So
Is
this
the
was an
baby
education.
out yet, or what?
As of this time, the baby is not out, but the baby is imminent, and she looks radiant and
Who does?
wonderful. Catherine Middleton, Kate.
How do you
we
know
call
that?
her. How do I know that she looks wonderful? I've
Yeah.
seen her. I see her all the time.
Do we
How?
know?
She
In pictures, or do you go there and peer in the
often
window?
pictures, and often yes. As a
In
royal
person.
watcher, I try to get my
And
eyes
she's
on.
radiant, you say.
Yes, absolutely radiant. Walking
When you say
around
you're
the
a
house.
royal watcher,
What
you
a
know,
shame, though, that she'll soon have that baby out and the radiancy will all
Oh,
be
I
gone.
expect the radiancy of new motherhood to carry over,
Oh,
and
okay.
for her to be.
So then you shouldn't be
absolutely
so fascinated by the
beautiful.
radiancy if it's just a norm. It's just the norm. So therefore, it should no longer be so.
With each new
So remarkable
wonderful
to you.
thing that happens to Kate, she becomes more and more radiant. The radiance just simply continues.
new
she
levels
was-
of
Yes.
radiancy.
So you would say
Yes,
that today
Yes.
she is unbelievably radiant.
unbelievably
and in
radiant.
comparison to today, a month ago, she was just a dish rag.
A bit? No, never. I did not say that. Those
But
are your
you
words
have
and
to
not mine.
admit
She
that
was
the-
somewhat
with,
less
with her
radiant.
radiancy
Guys, this is getting heated here.
In-
Come on, guys.
increasing-
It is not getting heat. He makes a fair point, but he's phrasing it very,
I'm trying to do the
very
math here.
poorly. I have been tracking her radiancy for a long time.
Oh.
And it has steadily increased with each
So it's steady. It
passing
doesn't
year.
jumps up.
Oh,
Or...
my friend, it jumped up enormously once she went. through
My
this.
goodness. This is good news.
When she became engaged to him,
This is good news.
her radiancy increased.
It increased then a big
exponentially.
leap.
Yes, indeed. And when she attended her first official function, yes,
that
her
another big
radiancy,
leap?
yes,
Wow.
yes, because.
But
and
when
it-
she's
yes.
not doing that, just a gradual increase. Is that what
Most
you're
of
saying?
the time, yes, there's a gradual increase.
Just gradual,
that I
gradual,
have
gradual,
noted
and then boop, all of a sudden up really
at
sharp,
certain moments.
and then just a gradual, gradual.
The birth of the next monarch will indeed be a boost in radiancy.
She may have just had an iron deficiency, and now she's slowly getting her diet in check,
It's.
in balance.
That's a fanciful
She
notion.
may. A lot of women do. You have to take a multivitamin.
Yeah.
And it will make you go from sallow complected to a more rosy complexion. And she may well have better iron deficiency.
Can I
I
ask
hope not.
something?
What you're
Bob-
trying to do is assign a scientific explanation to something that cannot be explained by science. It is the beauty and the radiancy of the realm.
Bob, can
Yes?
I ask, and I say Bob, even though I'm going to ask Byron, just because I'm having a hard time getting a word in.
Oh, yes, I see.
But can I ask, do we know the sex of the baby yet? I really don't know anything about this. And by the way, we're taping this a little bit in advance of the release of this show, so we don't,
Yes.
maybe it's born
By the time
this
this
comes out.
airs, yes, or whatever it does.
HEIRS.
That's a good one.
Oh, wonderful. Very good. Now you're in the spirit. By the time that happens,
You are kind of in the spirit. I like
a
this.
little bit, yes.
I like this.
Spirit of asinine.
Hey, come
behavior.
on, Bob.
Well, it's
Carry
all
on.
right. It's all right. If from now on we're
I
making
didn't
nice
realize
jokes
this
about
was going to be like real
royalty.
time with Bill Maher all of a sudden. Like, we got
You're
this
right.
guy. I'm
I
trying
don't,
to.
I don't get the
much-
You
reference.
know what I mean? Like,
don't get that reference.
calm down, Bill Maher, and go back to your show real time
Okay, I will.
with Bill Maher. All right,
I
go
don't get
ahead.
that reference.
By the time this airs,
Yes, the child may well have been born, but as of this time, we do not know.
We do not
whether it is a boy.
Do they know?
Or a girl. They do not know.
What?
They have a list of boys' names by the bedside table, on William's bedside table, and on Kate's bedside table is a list of girls' names.
Why?
She's keeping a list of girls' names.
What?
and
She
he-
wants a girl and he wants a boy? Is that what
It's
that's
just
about?
a fun little exercise that
Oh,
they
that
have
is
agreed
fun.
to do. And the list sits there, and at night,
Does it glow in the dark at night?
No, William will put on a little bedside light, and he'll turn over and he'll write a name if it occurs to him sometimes.
So if he wakes up in the middle of the night, he
Yes.
has to switch on. He has to find his lamp.
Yes, it's right over the bed, and he simply reaches up there.
Oh, it's a pole, like a
Seen
pull
him do it
string?
dozens of times. He just reaches up. No, it's a bit of
How are you
it's a bit of a
watching-
knob on the wall.
Can I ask you a question here?
Yes.
And this is something that you've said a couple of times. How are you actually watching these people? How are you watching him in the middle of the night? I thought a royal watcher was just someone who follows them in the news.
Well, no, anyone can follow anything in the news, right? And that doesn't make you an anything watcher. Yes.
So are you actually watching? You're in person watching these people?
Absolutely, whenever possible, and it isn't always possible. And I do it whenever I can, and I've seen them dozens of times. As I say, he has a list on his bedside table, and she a list on hers.
No, I want to get back to this
And at all
lamp and
times of
exactly
the day.
how it's turned on and off.
Well, it is a fascinating lamp.
But before we get to that,
Yes.
I have to ask you: are you invited into their bedroom somehow?
no, heavens, no! No, they wouldn't do that. No, not even close. Quite
But
far
now
from
tell
it. In
us,
fact. Yes,
they keep a list of names.
yes, that's right.
And they might
No,
name
no,
the
but-
child.
Yes, that's right.
Or they may not name the child at all.
Well, the child will be named
think
in
we're-
accordance with.
You
Bob, I
seem
think-
very sure of yourself.
I'm positive the child will receive.
What if they
some sort
just
of
give it a
name.
number? Because a lot of them have numbers for names.
A lot of who?
Royals.
No, not true.
I don't think
Simply
so.
is-
I don't think there's like
There's
Prince
people
13.
named the
Oh,
third, or
the
the
eighth,
fourth,
or-
the 16th.
But they, in addition to that, also have a name.
But Bob,
You see?
I heard that those are nicknames actually, and that the number is the only thing on their birth certificate.
I think you're wrong.
You have to check on that because
I will
I'm pretty
check.
sure
I
I'm
will
right.
check. It's a fine question, but I believe there is a name and then a
No,
number.
they'll
If
just
they
put
are,
VI.
if this Richard
the
is
sixth.
is the fifth Richard or something like that, he become.
A lot of times they don't want
All
to
right.
commit, and they want take some time to figure out.
That may
and so
be.
they just go with the number. That's what I've heard.
But Bob, I hate to interject here, but I feel as if we're really not paying attention to something huge that
I think
The
Yeah,
list
Mr.
of names,
Deniston.
I
which
think he has
I
a-
have
No,
seen.
and I do.
Oh my God, he's seen the list.
I
of
have
names.
seen the names.
Okay,
How?
let's talk. Maybe this is exclusive that we should break here
Yes.
before I get back to this other thing. But yeah, go ahead. What are the listed names?
She on the list of girls' names is
Yes.
Millicent, Victoria,
Oh.
Laura, Penelope, and Marion.
Oh, those are
That's
good.
not what you have written down there.
Yes.
You have the word Penelope.
Ah.
So you're pronouncing it
No, you're-
Penelope.
No, that is
you're
Penelope. It's
looking
pronounced-
at it's
Well, yeah, but
pronounced
that's how you're
Penelope.
pronouncing
Penelope.
it, but it's not what you wrote.
It-
Go ahead.
No, Penelope. That's exactly how it's just pronounced Penelope. It's not Penelope.
No, you'd have to put in all the. You have to look at the dictionary to see how it's written. But
No. When you write words, you don't have to write them like you do in
how
the
you say 'em.
dictionary.
Yeah, you write
with-
them how you say them.
Right.
No, I don't think so. Anyway,
There is a style of
I guess
argument.
you've
to-
never read the book Pudd'nhead Wilson by Tom Sawyer.
No, we can agree to disagree at times, and it may be the wisest course.
all right. So, and what are the boys' names?
He has written on his page Dilbert and Garfield and Beetle Bailey
What?
and Dagwood. Yes, that's what William has on his.
kidding me.
Yes,
Wait,
that's
give
right.
me these names again. The women's names
The women's
are.
names: Millicent, Victoria, Laura, Penelope, Marion.
All
these
apropos
are
names
very-
for
Beautiful
a little
names.
princess.
Beautiful names, yes.
But
And
now,
then if it's a boy,
and
if
if it's a boy,
if
it will
a
either
future
be
king.
Dilbert or Garfield or Beetle Bailey or Dagwood.
Beetle Bailey. That's two names.
I suppose you're right.
God. So this guy.
And it would be Beetle Bailey the first.
I guess so. Yeah, there hasn't ever been a Dilbert.
Well, now
Not
you
this
probably
knowledge.
don't know this because you're
Yes.
not from here.
No.
But all of those names
Yes.
are names from what we call in America the funny pages. Or the,
What is that now?
Well, in
in our newspapers.
Yes.
Much like you have newspapers.
right. But let's say
we
where
have a lot
your
of problems
papers
with
would
the
have a nude
newspapers.
woman on page 3,
Indeed.
Instead,
ours would have on page 82
Yes.
a drawing of a cat.
and there would be, cartoon, comic little stories
Oh, I see.
told with cartoon characters, some
yes,
of which
yes.
are very famous and well known and well liked.
Ah,
For instance,
yeah.
there's a certain cat that likes lasagna, yet antithetical to that hates Mondays, named Garfield.
Why is liking lasagna antithetical to liking Mondays?
Well,
Are you
I-
simply saying he likes it.
He
as much
likes
as he
one
likes
thing-
lasagna, he hates.
Yeah,
Mondays.
they're exactly equal. It's two sides of the same coin. Is
I see.
exactly
yes,
what I'm trying to say.
I see. Yes.
More lasagna, less Mondays, he says.
Yeah, but in equal
The
amount.
tragedy of his life is that Mondays will come. Every
Mondays
7
will
days.
come, and lasagna we don't know.
Less predictable.
Yeah, so
I
you
see.
get it, obviously.
I do. I understand, and I can
Yeah.
see the humor.
Yes. So that would be one of them, and Dilbert would be another man who hangs around in an office all day, and apparently he doesn't enjoy his job all that much. But there's humor in terms of.
I was not aware of. You're giving me a fascinating insight into
Beetle
William's
Bailey
thinking. Yes,
is
yes.
the character in one of these stories that
Mm-hmm.
I've told you about.
I believe he's a private in our armed forces.
Yeah, he's he's a soldier, an American
see.
soldier.
Yeah,
by the way.
and there's a sergeant who disagrees with him quite frequently.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Are you sure you got this list from the Royals or from some like toilet somewhere?
Toilet.
I can assure you, sir.
Why would a list
Why
of
would anyone
four?
list
I
their
have never
favorite
obtained a
comic
list of anything
book
from
characters?
a toilet.
But okay, so
Never in my life.
this is fascinating. So he must be a fan of American Carmack strips.
I don't know. All that I know is that late in the night, he sits up, he turns on his lamp, with the lampshade
And
of which
I
is
want to get
covered
back
in-
to this
yes,
lamp.
Yes, yes.
But before we do that, this is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
And Bob, maybe you missed this, but you're hanging out in their bedroom while they
Yeah,
sleep.
this is creepy a little bit.
Why is that? No,
Probably
I'm not-
illegal.
Well, it would
You're
be.
not invited. You said that much.
No. I'm not in their bedroom, gentlemen. I live in a mobile treehouse, which was designed for me by a magician. And
Harry Potter, there it is again.
no,
Keep
no,
going.
it's not Harry Potter.
Keep going.
The way it works is that you simply need 3 branches of any tree that are more or less vertical. They can be at an angle.
Yes.
And it's very adjustable, and you can set it up in 10 minutes or less, and it's just a floor and sort of some sticks from
Most
walls. and a
important
bit-
part of the treehouse is the floor.
Yes, of course.
true.
And on that you can put your rollaway, your bed.
You can't put it up on the ceiling. I'll tell you that much.
No,
So you live in the treehouse.
that's right, and it goes wherever I
And
go.
you snoop and snip and snap and look in the windows of the royal.
I neither
Palace.
snoop nor snip nor snap, sir.
You
How do you
snap
get
a
these
little bit.
names? How
I'm
did you
watching.
get this
I'm
list?
watching. I'm watching. That's all.
Wait, and you're let me get this straight.
Yes, and
because
I-
this is a lot to take in. This is a lot to process. Here, for me, as a person who doesn't know anything about the royals,
Right.
this is a lot for me to process.
All right,
but you live in a tree, in various trees, in a treehouse that a magician made for you.
Yes, that's right.
Who is
I-
this magician?
He's a magician, a very popular magician in
Harry
the
Potter.
Orient. No, he's an Oriental.
An Oriental magician
Yes,
made
that's
you
right.
a magic treehouse.
No, it's hardly magic. No. Well, I see why you say that. No, but
Oh.
it's adjustable to any span
see.
of branches.
It's
and
just
all
a
that.
magician made this for you. It doesn't have
It
anything.
doesn't
to do with
matter
magic.
that he's a magician. He's an
I
engineer, is what he is.
Yes, that's right. He creates props.
The fact
and
that he
things
does
like that.
magic on the side,
On the
is
side,
not
that's just-
important.
Well, he creates boxes that women can be folded
Whatever
up into
he
and
did-
whatnot and all
else
that.
he
Whatever
does.
else he does, it's not
Doesn't
germane
matter.
to the story.
It is a
He-
bit because I approached him because I thought he might have some clever engineering ideas for this. Being that
And
he's
you
a
had nowhere to
magician and all
live.
that stuff. and I had nowhere to live. I said perhaps a magician can solve this.
So you went to the
And
far
indeed.
reaches of the Orient in
Yes.
order to find a gentleman that you'd heard about who might have an idea of how to get you up in trees.
Something like that, yes.
Okay.
Something
that
like
makes sense.
I was practicing at the time. I was practicing black magic.
Well,
and
that
I was
all makes
trying
sense.
to, and
Wait,
I was
wait,
in that
wait,
circle
hold on.
of people.
Black
like that.
magic? What
yes,
is that?
I was practicing black magic. At that time,
Not-
and do occasionally as a sideline, and through that had come into contact with various magicians and things like that from
Well,
around the
this-
world and in the Orient.
What do
and
you
all
say?
that.
What do you mean when you when you were talking about magic? I thought that you meant that he constructs parlor tricks and stuff.
Yes.
What do you
indeed.
mean
True
black
enough.
magic
Yes.
that you're practicing this?
Oh, nothing. That was it's only at this point. It's only a sideline. I'm mainly a royal watcher, but I also am an aspiring sorcerer.
Oh.
And should Kate and William inhabit Buckingham Palace, it is my hope that I would be honoured with the position of the court sorcerer, and that would be.
How about a beef eater?
No, I wouldn't do that. No, that's a military position.
Well, I
and
think you're a beef eater.
Wait, but
well, from time to time, of
You
course.
might not swallow, but you know.
oh, wait a minute. What are you
Beg
trying
your
to say,
pardon.
Bob?
I
This
beg
is
your
not
pardon.
that. First of all, this is not that kind of a show. All right.
What kind
I
of
think
show
it
is
is.
that?
I think it is.
The kind of show where a goofball
Yes.
to the left of me
Oh yes.
starts lobbing a
Hey, I'm
presumed
sitting
insults.
to the left of you.
Well, that's who I'm talking about. Gosh
I
darn
think
it!
it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Look,
How
Anyway.
about a beefeater?
What about
Would you
it?
like to be one?
No, I don't.
he said he doesn't want to be one.
Answered,
He
sir.
wants to be like Merlin. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, right. In the tradition of Merlin and things like that. But listen, it's a bit of a pipe dream. I don't know if they'd choose me. I'm sure they have.
Well,
many
you've got the
candidates
hat.
and all that stuff. I do have a hat just like that. Yes, with
big,
stars. on it and all
tall,
that business.
pointy hat with the stars
Well,
and
yes.
the moon on it.
I had it made. Yes.
Wait, who makes you this hat?
My
You can't just buy one in like a costume store or
You
something?
probably could, but I wanted it to be the real deal.
Oh,
you
okay.
know.
So
Yeah.
who made the hat? I'm sorry to interrupt.
I went down to the deepest reaches of the subcontinent and had it made by a true, authentic African.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh,
All
my
right.
goodness.
Now, I've just got to say the names. I think you got one list right, and I think you got one list wrong. And I don't know how you got the lists, but I think somebody swindled you. If you purchased them, did you pay someone for these names? Because I think they had half right.
Well, look,
Where'd you get them? Where'd you get them?
from my perch,
So you're peeping into their room from your treehouse.
and I can see Kate's side of the bed much better, which is just how I'd have it. And that list.
Weird.
I don't know.
Carry
I kind
on.
of get it.
Yes, absolutely.
What do they wear? What do they wear when they go to bed?
What a wonderful question that is. Prince William wears a tartan set of pajamas. In his family's tartan. Every single night, it is a new pair that he finds folded and tied with a ribbon on the bed each and every
They
night.
buy him a new pair of PJs every single day.
Every single day. Yes.
That is the dream.
And he puts those on, and those are wonderful. And Kate Middleton sleeps in the nude. Yes.
wow.
Is it true?
each
Let me
and
ask you a little fun fact.
Wait, what happened to your voice there?
Is it
I don't
true
know.
that when a royal
Yes.
uses the commode,
I can already tell, no, it isn't true, based on your
When they-
track record of questions.
I have no idea if it's true or not. And
I
I'm
will find out, yes.
perfectly willing to hear it's not true.
I hope so.
It's scuttlebutt right now and rumor.
all
That's
right.
all it is.
All right.
And there's a lot of that, boy.
Absolutely, and many rumors turn out to
Quite
be
good
true.
to dispel it
Yes.
if it's not true. Is it true that when a royal uses the commode, they are obliged to do an upper decker?
What?
What is an upper decker?
To crap in the upper
In the upper part of the toilet?
the upper part of the
Where the tank is?
reservoir tank, and they crap in that,
Oh,
and
I
then it doesn't flush, and then later a servant has to come and scoop out the turd.
Just as to what end? To
as
make
a prank,
servant
as
do
a,
it?
as a
Oh.
lifelong prank.
You are partly right,
All right.
but largely wrong.
Okay.
When visiting a house that is not their own,
Uh-huh.
they are not obliged to do it, but they almost always do. But it isn't as a prank.
It's more as like a thrill of
It's a
like, hey,
tribute.
look what we left behind?
No.
Oh.
It's a bit of a sort of a knocking down a peg of the staff
Oh.
at the house, just to sort of, because the staff at a house that isn't your own may not respect you, and
Yeah.
this is a way of sort of saying, well,
Look
clean
what I
that
can
up.
do.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah, it's like
And-
getting the first bark in.
Look
in
at
a
me go.
dogfight.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is not an obligation. It is not a prank, and they don't do it in their own home. But otherwise, yes.
Ah, interesting.
Interesting.
That's
Very-
true.
very
Probably
closely
have a lot of rumors they're half true. Or
Yes,
part.
right. I
There's
think
an
that may be.
element of truth in them.
Yes,
Well,
maybe.
Byron is a black magic sorcerer.
Oh, as a
Aspiring.
sideline, just as a sideline. Yes,
Sure,
aspiring.
but mainly what you do is you put up a sort of functional treehouse in the courtyard of
no,
the
that's
Royals.
not mainly what I do. That's simply where I live. Do you mainly go home to your apartment and put the key in the door?
I'm so sorry. I mean, what is your occupation? I guess we
I'm a
haven't gotten-
royal watcher. I pay attention to the royals and the
Have
majesty.
you ever
the
have
pageantry.
identified? You know how bird watchers
Yes.
will often be very excited to identify a new breed or a breed they've never seen?
Ah.
Have you ever identified a royal who was unknown until that moment?
Oh yeah, do they have anyone like creeping around in their basements
Like,
or anything?
I just saw a guy and I think he's a count.
No, it's a wonderful question. But no. The only thing I can say close to that is that if I'm the first to see the new heir, the new baby when it's
You'll
born,
die. You'll implode.
I may well from excitement, yes. But then in that case, I will be able to say that I was the first to spot that royal. So that's the only thing I can say. Yes.
If you were the first person to see the new royal child,
Yes. Be
what would you
extraordinary.
do with the rest of your life?
I would raise the child. I think.
You would have responsibility for that child.
Listen.
Just from eyeballing it.
If, for instance, let's say I
was able to get myself into the
Right.
room where the child was born.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
By putting on
An invisibility cloak of some sort? or-
Harry
well,
Potter.
Listen, by making myself invisible, I don't think I'd ever be able to pull that off. But worth a try. But not in this time frame. No, I think instead I'd dress as one of the doctors, and perhaps
Right.
have made up an authentic ID because they're sure to check it. And I'd be
All you
in
need
there.
is like scrubs, I would imagine.
Yes, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. But also because of the extra scrutiny, you may want to make sure you look like them, have a false mustache if the doctor has a mustache or something along
Right,
those
right,
lines.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
Sure.
Yes, and then get in there and be prepared to show authentic ID and be prepared to have done something with the doctor so that doctor does not show up. You're
All
not,
of a sudden pop up
Yes,
and go,
you've got
hey,
to-
no,
yes.
he's not the doctor, I'm the
trick
doctor.
here is to be a specific doctor, not just some general doctor, because they know who will be in the room.
And you really have
presumably,
to come up with all the angles
Now,
and like think
Yes.
4 steps ahead.
I
of
have
people.
Yes, that's
heard
right.
a rumor. Okay, and I
Yes.
want to
All
know
right,
if it's
Bananarama.
true or not.
yes. Well, all right.
That, and this is true of a lot of royals and famous people.
Uh-huh.
There are doppelgangers, copycats, duplicates.
Yes.
who look like them,
Duplicates.
Uh-huh.
right?
Yes.
That are often sent as a decoy
Right.
for people to not, so that the royal personage, I'm sorry, all apologies.
Oh, now you're polite.
I really have learned my manners.
Yeah, well,
The
that scolding
royal-
I gave you during the break.
The royal personage
It
can
was
thereby
tough.
make their royal way,
Tough love.
Yes.
and smurf their way over to where they need to be.
Smurf their way.
That's a verb.
Roy,
It's an American verb.
Oh, is it?
It means,
popularized by the Smurfs, but it can mean anything.
it's
Does
it's
it
a
mean
way
when
of
the-
carrying yourself.
With
dignity.
Singing while walking?
It's a
Is that
great
part of
deal
it?
of dignity, and
I see.
You know.
all
So
right.
the royal can smurf their way wherever they need to go.
Yes.
And the doppelganger is the one that shows up at the festivity or festoonery,
Festivity.
and thereby the royal is safe and sound.
Watching TV.
Smurf their way to smurf the TV.
Yes.
Now, is that true? And if it's true, is it
Oh, this is a
possible
multi-part question.
that
Oh, yeah.
Prince William is not who he says he is? Princess Kate is not a woman or even looks like that. Is it possible the baby was born years ago and is now a teenager who doesn't look at all like the baby they are going to foist upon us in photographs as a decoy, once again, a decoy,
Yes, yes.
legitimate purpose, so that royal that we have never met, who is a
Yes.
teenager and is smurfing their way around town right now as we speak.
I cannot comment on the smurfing. However,
You haven't heard of that term up till now.
no, and so I
okay.
cannot comment
That's
on it, and-
understandable.
and will not.
Okay.
But as with your last rumor, parts of this are true and other parts of it
See?
are
It
demented
always
and
is true.
unhinged and disturbing to hear.
Oh, okay.
Now, it is true that important persons in England, and certainly, yes, the royal family, often have decoys who are sent out in one direction while they
Right.
go in the other direction. Kate Middleton has one, and her name is Joanna, and she's from Long Island, New York, and just happens to look an awful lot like Kate Middleton,
okay.
but is a lout.
Aren't you fascinated by the doppelgangers?
I'm infuriated by the doppelganger. I've
Because
been
they're
fooled
not the
by the
real thing.
doppelganger a number of times.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And so you
Happened
go
again
and
and again.
I think you were fooled by a doppelganger, and that's where you got these names, these goofy names from the comics book page that you think Prince William wrote down for his future child.
You think that even the doppelgangers are sleeping in this bedroom?
The
maybe it's
doppelganger.
prob-
I am told, and this may be a rumor or a lie, that the doppelgangers live in a separate castle that is identical to Buckingham Palace, and it's right next to Buckingham Palace. And they walk in,
and
they
there's
walk out, they do
mirrors.
everything the royals are doing, sort of at the same time. Whether the royals are eating, then they eat. If the royals are smurfing, they go and smurf. If they smurf their way to the TV and watch us and smurf around the channels, then that's what the doppelgangers do.
Again, I will not, cannot comment on the smurfing.
But
However,
is there another castle right next to it? And they use mirrors to obscure this fact.
I will tell you this now. I do not know of the existence of a second castle, but if there were another Buckingham Palace, it would clearly indicate the work of a sorcerer. Absolutely. And a powerful sorcerer.
Do they have a current sorcerer?
Well, I assume so, yes. Of course, no one's been in there to see the sorcerer. But I assume that Queen Elizabeth probably has one. We don't know how good this sorcerer is, really. But if this sorcerer can conjure up a second Buckingham Palace that is identical to the other one, I mean,
They'd have to be so powerful. Are you even approaching that power level yet?
no.
Then
not
why
even
do you want to
close.
be the sorcerer so bad? If
Well, I
like
say
you're
it's a
not
long
going to
shot. It's a long shot.
like what happens if the sorcerer dies and then you come in and you're the new sorcerer and you can't
Yes.
keep up the
You
glamour
know
of
what,
the
Scott?
castle?
You know, Scott, I say go for your dreams.
Yes,
guess
that's right.
so.
Yes,
I
that's
guess
the
so.
spirit. Yes, and there'll be a lot of
If you-
on-the-job learning. And
If you
whatnot.
shoot for the stars and you fall short, well,
Yeah.
so what? You fall back to Earth and land in.
Hey, you already
Right.
were on
Garbage
Earth.
You're
you know what I
you're
mean?
no worse off than you were before, except
I
for
mean,
the fall. Probably
the fall would
presumably.
probably kill you.
probably
Right.
break your neck and
Depending
you
on
won't
how
even
close
know.
to the stars you got. And so in that sense, you're
and even
better off
then,
not
if you
getting that
actually reach
credit.
the stars, those are incredibly hot.
You wouldn't breathe.
No, and you'd burn to death.
Right.
Indeed.
So
But
just
it's
don't do
definitely
anything.
worth it.
Well,
not-
I think it's a poor metaphor. It's really.
To say stay,
Yeah.
stay safe and don't try to go to space.
I think the metaphor could use work.
Have you ever thought about rewriting metaphors as a profession?
No, not at all, because I've got my hands full
Would
keeping
you?
my eyes on the royals.
Would you consider it now?
If some horrible fate should befall the royals and they were impossible to watch, I would look for other jobs, and possibly rewriting
That
metaphors
might be
be
one.
one of them. And I would certainly start with that, reaching for the stars.
What
in order
about
to
the
become-
famous
Yes.
feud within the royal family? And you know what I'm talking
Oh,
about.
the
Fa-
family feud.
Famous feud.
You know what I'm
Yes.
talking
I'm,
about.
I'm afraid I do not, sir. No.
Prince Harry.
Prince Harry.
That was my approximation of the family feud theme song, and I realized I got it wrong the minute I did it.
I wouldn't know.
Oh,
Prince
that's right. It's
Harry
an American game show.
Yes.
on one side.
Prince Harry on one side.
On
yes.
the other side, Count Fauntleroy.
Oh, Fauntleroy.
Fauntleroy. This I'm not
I
aware.
don't
of.
know about this.
Fauntleroy.
Well, you better start reading about it.
So they have a
It's gonna
feud?
be a
These
family
two-
feud.
these
I am
two-
told that there is a battle raging right now,
Is there?
and that Harry Potter has not chosen a side.
Hmm.
And that's what everyone's waiting on.
I think he's having a laugh.
Yes. It
The
seems that
royal
way.
family.
Oh yes, yes.
Bob, can
see.
I ask you
Truly
something?
fascinating.
Are you having a laugh?
No, I think it's about time, and you should stop taking the piss.
Stop taking
If
the
I may
piss on this
borrow a
guy. This guy,
Britishism.
Yes.
this guy is trying to give us good information.
That's right.
No, I like this guy, and his
Thank
accent
you.
is wonderful. It certainly makes me think I should listen to him and trust him a bit.
Well, why don't you listen to him a bit? He has
Because it-
And
something
I'll
he wants
say
to
your
talk to us
accent
about.
is also wonderful to my
Okay,
ears.
good.
Yes.
Well, thank
Here
you.
we are. See?
So have you
Yeah.
seen any other royals?
I beg your pardon?
Have you seen any of the other royals? I mean, you've talked a lot
William.
about
Yeah,
Kate.
I certainly see
Talk
William.
a lot about the same two people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no. I'm focused on the baby and on Kate.
Wait a minute. When you said Kate, you licked your lips in such a manner that.
I'm not a
Made-
but I can't control when my lips become dry.
Wait, say the word again. Kate.
Kate.
Oh my God! Did you see that, Bob?
Yes, I did.
That's disgusting. What is good? You're
gross.
just watching Kate. You don't care about the
You
baby
don't
at all.
even know the
Kate
other
is the
royals.
most fascinating of all the royals, and it's hard to be everywhere at
Well,
once.
she
and so-
wasn't a royal
yes.
2 years ago. She
Were
was
you
just
watching
a
her before
regular-
2 years ago?
Well, in fact,
She's a
you may say that I'm prescient because I have been watching Kate since she was 16 years old.
Weirdo.
And a student at
Oh,
Downhouse. What?
no.
What do you
Weirdo.
mean weirdo? How is that weird?
You're not.
How is that weird?
She had no status at the time. She was just a regular human being.
She
and
was
should
a
leave her
radiant,
alone.
glorious, beautiful, a princess.
And you
even
found her
then, I would
online
say.
and started following her.
I did, yes. In fact, yes, that's
Weirdo.
right. She had,
Creep.
She had a profile at that time online.
Wait,
And
so you're not a royal watcher. You're a Kate watcher.
Yeah.
No.
come on.
I'm a royal watcher. I'm absolutely and an expert on the royal family, the Windsors of England, and an authority on their comings and goings, and the pageantry, and the glory, and the tradition. And
What's the weirdest thing she's ever done?
Kate,
Yeah.
Oh man, you got so excited. You like leapt out of
What's
your chair
the weirdest
practically.
thing she's ever done?
the weirdest thing she's ever done. Yes. Well, there's a bit of a tradition at the University of St Andrews where she was a student.
Oh.
Yes, that to become the head of a certain sorority, a certain sisterhood organization, she had to dive naked into a pit of snakes.
Go on.
Yes, and I was there dressed as one of the girls, and saw it all. And yes,
You didn't have your
participated.
treehouse at this time.
at the time, no, I had no treehouse. No, I-
So you were dressed as. How long were you in the sorority dressed as one of the girls? Were you there the entire time she was at school?
No, I would come and go. I tried to get myself matriculated into the University of St Andrews when she went there as a student, but they wouldn't take me. I was quite a bit over age to be a student there, and I did not have any of the qualifications, whatever. But I would come and go as
Come and go dressed as a woman.
Yes, just sometimes as a woman and sometimes as a teacher water and things like that. And
Any animals?
and,
Like maybe wearing a
occasionally I was an animal if she was going to be out in the wild or something like that, or
dress up in a deer costume.
She had a certain walk to one of the classes that did take her through a partially wooded area, and in that case, I would.
Yeah, you definitely
I would be
push this thing too
off
far,
in a
and you gotta
bear
be
or something like
careful.
that, or a wolf. What's that?
You'd best be careful if
I'm
somebody's
always
listening.
careful. Absolutely, yes.
So you've been following
You
this.
could be in a lot of trouble because,
Trouble in what way, sir?
well, they don't want you following the royals around that closely.
Of course
the
they
decoys,
do.
yes.
So you've been following this woman around since she was 16 years old.
Right.
She
Yes, that's
happens.
right.
She happens to marry the prince. Like, how surprising was that for you?
Well, yes, it was surprising, and at first, I'll confess, angering.
Oh, you,
Furious. It didn't seem right to me at all.
Yeah. Right.
Who is he after all?
yeah, nobody.
I put in the time.
Sure.
But, then I realized, oh my God, this is truly extraordinary, isn't it? To have the opportunity to watch the future Princess of England, who will give birth to an heir that I can raise and become their sorcerer.
Wait. Oh, back up. Why would you be raising the child?
Yeah,
I mean,
you're
that
not
doesn't make
raising
any
that
sense.
child.
The prince and
Dude.
Kate would be raising the child,
Dude.
would they not?
Well, it depends on who's in there when the child is born and who has the opportunity to handle it first and things like that. Wouldn't it be wonderful for the heir to the throne to be raised by a sorcerer and to become a powerful king who can
A
do
king
magic?
who could actually do magic things?
Listen, it's a long shot. It's a pipe dream, I confess. Sorcery is only a sideline for me.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be something? But anyway, yes, the pageantry and the wonder and watching them put the nursery together is glorious.
No,
I don't
Selecting
know.
all sorts of things.
I hope
in
they do
there.
a TV special about the nursery.
I
hope it lasts
can
at least
nearly
an hour.
guarantee. I can nearly guarantee.
Do you have plans to?
Do you think that there's any chance that there will be too much TV coverage of the royal birth?
You're just grinding this axe, Bob.
No,
Come
I'm just
on. What
asking. Is there any way
This guy is
we could
telling-
all be lucky enough to have
This
too
guy is
much,
telling us that he's a
chit-chat?
sorcerer who's going to try to kidnap their baby and teach it black magic.
But I am more
And you're-
interested in Bob's question. The television is only capable, in the best of scenarios, of broadcasting 24 hours a day.
So it can't possibly do enough.
There is no possible way to have nearly enough coverage
Right.
of the birth.
Well, I
of
think
the heir to
that
the
you
throne.
could get arrested for your
I think you should get arrested.
and have been.
the intensity.
Wow, so we
Whoa.
have three different points of view here.
Yes, a number of times I have been arrested for simply trying to inform the public as to the goings-on of the royal family.
Oh, wait a minute. So is there a chance you'll be arrested because of this podcast that you're on?
Well, I am over here hoping things will cool down a bit so that I can go back there and be in the...
That's why you're not. I mean, because the birth is about to happen. I was
Yes.
wondering what you're doing in the States.
Yes, well, I just wanted to sort of lay low a bit, and, before my big move and things like that. But anyway,
Wait, you got to get back there if you're going to get this doctor costume going and get in. What happens if you're over here and
I begin to feel that it's unwise to have explained, and I
Too
don't know
much.
how you
Too
did
much
that.
of your,
I don't know how you got that out
plot.
of me. I really don't. Is it possible to not broadcast certain parts of what I've told you about?
No,
what
this
I'm going
goes
to do?
out. This goes out completely live and unedited. I'm
Does
so
it?
sorry.
Well,
yeah.
then in that case, I've been only kidding, really, about
okay.
all of it. And
Oh,
it's all
okay.
been a bit of a joke. And
wait, are
as
you
say,
having a laugh?
I am at this point now having a laugh. Yes.
Oh.
But anyway, yes, I'm over here in the hope of eluding the police in England, so that I can go back in time for the birth of the child.
How tight did that dragnet get?
Quite tight.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Well, bring your treehouse, with you.
My mobile treehouse.
You'll need it.
My magician's mobile treehouse.
I don't think the magic part of it has
Engineers.
anything to do with it. You keep
No
saying it's a
reason
magician.
to call
It seems like just an apparatus that's purely mechanical.
Do you know that most magicians, entertainer magicians, they really aren't doing magic? Are you aware of that?
I am aware of
and
that,
that
yeah.
in most cases, it really all is, it comes down to engineering. And so you would, if you're looking for something novel like this, a mobile treehouse, approach a magician. Absolutely.
Yeah, but you
to
wouldn't call
design
it.
But
You
why are
wouldn't
you- why are
continue
you-
to call him
yeah.
a magician. It would just be.
I don't understand
Well, he is a
this.
magician. I mean, that's his profession.
Okay,
This is,
but-
I mean, of all the things you've had a problem with.
Well, look, this is just ridiculous, okay? If you have a treehouse, maybe you bought
magic
it from a
mobile
race
treehouse.
car driver. You wouldn't say it's a race car driver treehouse, would you? Come on.
Why would I buy a specially designed treehouse, specially designed mobile treehouse, designed, by the way, to accommodate any span of branches, as long as there are 3 essentially vertical branches? It's designed to do that, a miraculous design.
And what is
How
your
would
question?
a race car driver? Why would I ask a race car driver to concoct such a thing?
These cars are amazing, and they. I mean, look at the way the race cars are built.
I do not dispute that race cars are an engineering feat, my friend.
Sure.
But the person you're describing merely drives it.
Okay, well, I mean, you got me there. So would
Thank you.
would you go to a guy who designed race cars for this treehouse?
I would. Oh, well.
Not the driver, but the person who's designing these race cars.
I honestly believe a magician would be more qualified to make
I
the
don't know.
treehouse.
I think you're
and in
crazy.
fact, the
This
treehouse
guy's-
works wonderfully.
You know what, Bob? I'm on your side. This guy's nuts.
Well, I didn't say that. I've actually
he never
grown
did.
to
Wait.
respect him greatly.
What?
Over the last hour.
Really?
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
just because you can't shut him up. And that takes a certain
Yeah.
persistence.
Tenaciousness.
That's
yeah.
right. Yes.
And I
True
respect
enough.
that alone.
So when are you going back to the across the pond, as they and you have already said?
Yes, I've got a flight back there tonight.
All right.
Straight to Heathrow.
Good job.
Yes, indeed. And
Down on Heathrow.
again, I don't get the reference. But I'll be there for everything that goes on, and we'll be right there by my darling Kate's side as she gives birth to the heir to the throne.
My goodness.
Yes.
And then, would you abscond with this child for a while, or do you plan to murder the prince right there in the room?
Heavens, no. My God, no. There will be no murders. I should not discuss the finer points of my plan.
But
It is
please.
a bad idea.
But we can cut this out. I
You will
promise
cut it
you
out?
we will cut this
All right,
out.
if you cut it out, that would be good.
Yeah, what is the exact plan?
All right, so the plan is to be there, dressed convincingly as one of the doctors that they know is going to be there.
Gotcha.
Right.
And his name is Dennis Franklin or something like that. Anyway.
Well, your name is Dennis, so that you wouldn't
No,
have to change one.
My
of-
name is Byron Dennis.
Oh, that's right. Well, okay. So.
And I'm going to be there when the baby's born, take the baby.
Yes.
And if anyone tries to stop me, I do have a few magic spells that I don't know if they'll work or not. But anyway, I'll
Have
try.
you tried them out at
I
this
have
point?
tried them. Yes, I've tried them, and sometimes they work, and sometimes they don't.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
so
I will.
in the heat of the moment, hopefully they.
Yes, and I have sort of flash pots and things like that, and other things I've gotten from my magician friends.
Yeah, it's
And
like that Harry Potter.
it isn't very much like that, no. And then I've got a plan to take the babe.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take the baby to an island, and then I'm going to contact Kate and say, "Won't you come with me and raise this child as our own?"
And if she says no, you'll just keep the baby.
I think so, but I don't think she'll say no.
You think
I
that she'll-
I think she's come to respect me
She'll be
for quite the
intrigued.
same reason
Whoa.
that you, Bob, have come to respect me. My tenaciousness, my persistence.
Yes.
I think they're respectable attributes, and I think Kate
Yeah.
sees
But
them for what
then
they
you
are.
wouldn't be ruling over anything other than the island, I guess. Is there no one else on this island? Is it a private island?
No. It's not a private island at all.
What island is it? Do you mind
It's
saying?
the island of Australia.
Oh, wow, that's a big island.
Yes, and we'll be there raising the child, and then at a certain point, when the child is of age, whoever sits on the throne at that point, we will go there, I with my magic and Kate with her radiant charm, and we will depose whoever sits on the throne
Yes.
at that point, and put the Sorcerer King on the throne of England, where I will rule there as the father to the sorcerer Merlin father figure
Merlin father.
to the Sorcerer King.
Well, it's good to have a plan.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, good
you
luck
did-
on
And you
becoming.
will edit that out, right?
I will
Because-
edit that out and edit break. Great. Okay,
Wonderful.
well, good luck
Yes.
on becoming the Merlin father. Oh, I'll edit that out.
Edit-
too.
please edit that
Okay,
out as well,
And
because
edited there. Edit point. Great.
Good.
Okay, so
Perfect.
we're back.
Yes.
Good luck with whatever it is you're going to be doing.
Yes.
Good luck
simply-
with all your plans.
Thank you very much.
Not that you have any plans.
No, not anything. I'm going to tour around Hollywood. Yes. I'm
Yes.
going
Well,
to
good
see
luck with those
the
plans.
various wax museums and whatnot. Yeah,
Yes, good luck
yeah.
with that plan of
Thank
touring
you.
Hollywood
Yes.
and deposing whatever wax statues happen to be.
Well done. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. A wink, a wink.
18 years from now, I will serve at the right hand of the Sorcerer King of England with his mother, Kate Middleton, who I will have taken by then as my wife.
Excellent.
Okay, well, good. Do you want us to edit that out, or are we good?
Yes, no, please, yes,
Okay.
edit it out.
Yeah,
edit
we'll
it out.
definitely
Yes,
edit
yes.
that.
Don't
Wait a
use
minute,
that.
Wait a minute. I feel like our edit button broke the other day. Cody, did our edit button? We'll fix it. Don't worry. By the time this comes out,
There's
don't
one
worry.
button that does all the editing?
Yeah, you just press this button. It just says edit.
It knows what to take out.
Yeah, you describe it and then it hears you, and then anyway, we'll
It's
work
like
on it.
GPS.
Wonderful. I hope that you've
Thank you.
learned a few things about our esteemed royal family.
This guy with the voice.
I feel like I did, and I really, personally, I'm voting for Garfield. I hope that I know.
yes.
I know that we don't vote,
Yes,
but I'm
if I
rooting
had my
for it at the very
choice,
least.
boy or girl, I like Beetle Bailey.
Really? Even for a girl? Well, I'll take that into consideration when I am renaming the child in Australia.
What do you think you're going to rename?
Bark.
Oh, is it just a guttural noise?
That's the name we have chosen.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
have.
I'm here with Paul F. Tompkins.
Hello.
My name's Scott Ackerman. This
Hi.
is Todd Glass as well.
Excuse me? Hey, what's going on in
Who's
here?
this guy?
Hello, how are you?
Who is this
Hello.
fellow?
Where am I? Is this a radio station?
I like how he walks right up to the mic.
This is
like
exciting.
he's part of the show.
Well, there's a microphone here. Why not talk into it?
Hello, sir.
I was just wandering around the hallways because I saw that this was a beautiful building and thought I want to check it out and find out what's going on here. It's a lot of Spanish language radio station here.
Yeah, let me explain. We have an open door policy here at Comedy Death Ray
that's
where
right.
anyone can drop by who can find the address. We've given the address out on the air. It's 1031 Wilshire.
Yeah, I heard that, and I said, well, I want to go down there and have this experience because I'm here. I'm visiting the United States from Germany.
What is your name, sir?
My name is August Lind, and I'm here. I'm on my vacation from work.
How long are you here?
Well, I only have a 3 months vacation this year. My
Only?
boss is real slave driver.
Things are really
But,
lax in Germany.
Yeah, no, it's terrible. But I
Oh,
said,
lax doesn't mean that in English. But anyway, go ahead.
I don't know what you
I'm
mean
sorry.
by that.
May I, August? How much
Yes.
vacation would you normally take?
That's what I was...
You ought to have 6 or 7 months normally of vacation time. Just if you really want to travel. I mean, if you really want to travel, you need about 6 or 7 months.
That's more than half the year.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you're supposed to spend more than half the year working? That's crazy.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a pretzel maker. In Dusseldorf, I work at a pretzel factory.
So you only work 5 to 6 months making pretzels, and then
Well, in a good year, but with this economy, it's like you only get 3 months vacation. It's just stupid,
Wait, now,
you
hold
know,
on.
because
Where do you
Wait,
have a
there-
family?
working and everything. Yeah, I have a family, yeah, but for this shorter vacation, I just left them home. There's no point taking them along.
You
So-
couldn't...
You're
There's
saying
no point taking them.
You're saying that in this economy,
Yeah.
things are so bad, people are not buying pretzels, so you have to make more? You have to spend more of the year making them because people are not
right.
buying them?
it
What
is
are you trying to say?
counterintuitive. That's counterintuitive.
No, it's more like we just have to stockpile more and more
You're
pretzels.
stockpiling
Is the
them?
issue. Yeah, we're putting them in a pretzel bunker.
In
you're
case
stuck
the
with-
economy rebounds.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that why?
that's right. Yeah,
Oh,
in case the
okay.
economy
Well,
rebounds, we want to have.
have you seen The Grove?
What's that now? It's
Grove.
another place. Let me write it down in my travel log. Well, I have 2 travel logs. One is the places I've been, and the other one is where I'm going to go.
What have you done? What's been the best thing you've
Seems
done
like
since
you
you've been
combine
here?
those into one volume.
I
Disneyland?
can't combine them because then I won't know what one I've been to and which one I haven't.
Well, you could
Seems
cross
like,
off
yeah,
the
you
ones
could
you've
make a-
been to.
What?
You could cross off the ones you've been to.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you put them in there. But then if it crossed off, I can't read it, and I can't go back and say, that was great. All I see is a bunch of lines.
Well, you don't.
In there.
I don't think you have
It
to
doesn't,
cross.
it doesn't have to be
Checkmark?
like an FBI file where you redact it like totally. You can just put
The
little tiny.
FBI, right? Those guys are great.
Hold on. What have you done so far? What's been
So
your most... What's your name
fantastic.
again?
August.
What's your favorite thing you've done since you've been here?
I went to Graceland. Have you guys been there where Elvis lived and
LA?
died? Not only that, but where he died. And they don't let you go up to the bathroom where he died, but I snuck up there.
What did you
I
do
snuck
up
up
there?
to the bathroom, yeah, and then I was in jail. It was fantastic.
How long did you spend there?
Up in the bathroom?
No, in the
Not
jail.
very long because you know there's cameras
Jail.
everywhere. Huh?
Jail.
Oh, in jail it was 48 hours of nothing but jail.
And you liked it?
It was wonderful. It was fantastic. It's a lot like the movies. Everybody there is drunk or on drugs or has problems in there. And
It is like that or it's not?
it is like the movies.
Oh.
Yes, it's terrible.
And you found this exciting.
It was very exciting. Well, that was not in my travelogue. I never put on the list. Tried to get into some jail.
So
but,
what books do you put that
But
in?
what's that?
Do you put that in the places you have been?
Now it's going to get into places I have been, yeah.
Okay.
But you know, after it, I said to myself, maybe I should have a book of places I don't want to go. Because that would have been in there. But it was good to go and to just see it and to be treated roughly by those police, you know, to get
Oh, really?
yelled at
Oh.
and stuff.
Oh, is that rough
Yeah.
in Germany? Just
What's
being
that?
yelled at? That's considered rough?
Yes!
It seems to me like they have a history of being a lot rougher than that.
Oh, stop it. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, come
Everybody's
on.
over it for
Thank
crying
you.
out loud.
Did you go to Disneyland or anything?
I have not been to Disneyland. I went to Targeted Strike on Epcot.
How's Target?
Huh?
How was Target?
No, I have not been. I don't know. I went to Epcot Center.
And
I
you did a targeted strike?
I didn't
on
fool
Epcot?
around with the Magic Kingdom. I did not fool around with Pleasure Island. I said I'm not fooling around.
You
I want to
just
go
went-
only
only to Epcot.
Right.
And I did the World Showcase around there, and I tell you something, it was like almost like traveling. It all made up for the fact that I only have 3 months this year because it was like I hit the whole world.
So have you been all over the United States?
I've been in lots of places, yeah.
When did your vacation start?
Well, let's see here. Now it is the end of May, so it's it's going to end in about 2 weeks. So it's the middle of April is when it
No,
starts.
we're at the end of June.
We're a little
so.
past the end of May. Yeah, we're well into almost July.
Oh my God. I may be due back at work.
Oh, no!
Maybe I will be fired from making pretzels if I
Yeah.
go back to work and get fired.
You know what? It sounds to me like you were in jail for a little longer than 48 hours.
Yeah,
you may have
Well,
lost
I
track
tell
of
you
the time.
something. Yeah, you lose track of the time in there, and you realize after a day, I have not been putting the hash marks on the wall, and I
Yeah.
can't start now.
And your cell doesn't have the windows, probably, so
There
you didn't
was
see
not
the
a window in
sunset.
there. No, there
Yeah.
wasn't a window. And
You were in
then-
solitary.
I know there was guys, lots of guys in there talking and having fun and making friends.
Fun.
Yeah, we were sitting there with lots of guys. Yeah,
Oh.
criminals of some sort or another who would try to steal things or beat people. But I was, and they were we had lots of jokes because all I did was go to a bathroom, a restricted bathroom,
Now, beyond jail, what
Yes.
have been some of the highlights of your vacation?
taking a bus,
Taking a bus or a
Yeah.
bath?
taking a bus. I took a bus. There was many
Bus,
seats and a driver.
Oh, okay, right.
Oh,
Yes,
a bus.
taking a bath.
A bath.
I also took a bath
Okay,
with
good.
bubbles. And
Do you have a car while you're here?
no, it's not enough time to rent a car. There's no point. But
Cars
just
are hard to come by
public
these days.
transportation.
That's
not enough.
That is true. They're in short supply.
Well, by the time you wait online,
They're like the pretzels of
Yeah.
the automotive world.
put them in a bunker. By the time you wait in line at the Avis rent-a-car, it's time to go back to Germany. You know what I'm saying? There's no point. There's no time to rent a car.
Those lines do get long.
Yeah.
Did you go to Pink's Hot Dogs?
I've not been there. No.
Oh, write that down.
Writing it down in the list. Oh, this is the list. This is the book of places I have been.
Maybe,
Oh,
maybe
boy.
Todd, instead of asking him where he has been and just guessing, maybe he should tell us where he's been.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That might be a
Oh
little
my
more.
God, that is
Some
Great
other
idea.
places
Streamline.
I have been. The Pine Barrens of New Jersey. I went there. It was fantastic.
Never heard of that. What
Oh
is
yeah,
it?
it's nothing but pine trees all over the place.
Oh.
Did you see the Jersey Devil?
No, is there a devil in New Jersey?
It's an old urban legend of a creature that lives in the Pine Barrens.
Well, I'm only so glad I did not run into him because I don't want to run into a devil.
Does Germany have devils?
No, there's no devils in Germany. No, there's just fairy woodland fairies. That's about it. As far as mythical creatures, we got the woodland fairies and bears. Also, mythical creature of the bear.
Oh, actually, those are real in America, but
No, you really have bears here?
Yeah,
yeah,
You're
yeah.
Several
kidding
kinds,
me.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
The California on our flag, there's a bear.
You have a flag?
Our state flag, yes.
yeah.
I gotta see the flag from California. I'll bet you it has girls in bikini, right? And
Just a
surfboarding.
bear. Just a bear.
Katy Perry and Snoop Dogg on it next to the bear.
Have you seen any celebrities?
Surfboarding. I have not seen any celebrities. No, who I really want to see is Tom Cruise, and say, let's see, you can do it.
That's what you would say?
Well, because all of his missions are impossible, you want to say to him, you can do it.
Oh, yeah,
very
I get
encouraging.
it.
Oh.
Now, you know, Germany, your
Yeah.
country, they would not recognize Tom Cruise's religion, Scientology, as an actual religion.
Oh no, it's crazy hogwash, isn't it? It's crazy nonsense.
That's,
Yeah.
A lot of people believe that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's got. Well, that's one of the things I want to talk to him about. Sort of take him aside and say, "Hey, knock it off with the crazy nonsense, okay? Let's have fun." And then we would go out and make friends and have drinks, and he would thank me for intervening. Because
You
it's
probably
crazy.
want to, couch that in the middle of a few more of the encouragement things, like you can do it. You know.
Yeah.
You can do it. Stop the crazy nonsense. Get out of that crazy cult, and you can do it. Have a pretzel.
Do you carry pretzels with you?
Oh sure.
Do you have
Yeah.
any
You
on
guys
you right
want a
now?
pretzel?
I would
Yeah,
love
could
a
you?
pretzel.
I would
Here
love
we
a
go.
pretzel.
Everybody have a pretzel. That's one for you.
Look at this tin. It's lovely.
Oh, it comes
It's like a little alpine
You guys are
scene.
reaching out your hands like I'm actually going to give you a pretzel.
Well, I was going to take the fake tin noise, and we were all going to play along.
That's okay. We can just do it into
Oh,
one.
mine
mic.
comes in a paper wrapper.
I will take one of those pretzel mints.
What do you guys think of the pretzels? We certainly worked very hard on them. It's a 2,000-year-old recipe.
Wow.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
They're
They're
hard
good.
pretzels.
They're a little hard.
But they've been traveling all over the country.
They're wet.
Yeah,
They're a little damp.
What is
They're a
this
little
taste?
damp.
What is this? They're damp with a unique taste.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
seriously.
like a tang
Hold
to
on.
it.
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah, well, they have been soaking in tang.
Just because it's a preservative. That thing is loaded with preservatives. So because I was traveling across the country, I wanted to put them in a jar.
Tang the drink?
Yeah, that's right.
Drink?
Yeah, the powder drink. You mix it up with powder. If you're going on a trip, to give you energy and electrolytes, try it.
Wait a minute. So they're not salty either. They're sprinkled with something, but it's not salt.
Yeah, that's not salt.
What is
What is that?
What is that on there?
I taste it too.
That is the question that we have put
It's
to you.
dried basil.
Oh, ew.
Yeah.
That bad comedian?
Who's that now?
Oh, I don't know.
Nobody.
I'm sorry.
It's real inside baseball, Todd.
I don't know that one. I
May
don't
as
know
well
any,
mention
any-
Basil Rathbone.
I don't know any bad comedians. I've only ever laughed at them, I've never heard a comedian who I didn't think was really wonderful.
Who were the comedians they listened to in Germany?
Oh, well, there's Chip von der Heflin. Chip von der Heflin is fantastic. He's got all kind of joke about, if you get lost and you need to buy a map. And then...
Is that a common problem in Germany?
What's
Really
that?
relatable stuff?
Yeah, if you don't know where you go. Well, because, we are a nation of travelers. So he does a lot of joke
Do you
about
mean
that,
con men?
Huh?
Do you mean con men? You're a nation of con men?
What are you
Travelers?
No, I
Not,
don't
not
know.
in the Irish sense, I don't
okay.
think.
Are there
no.
any comedians that are popular here that are also popular there that we would know?
Popular here.
In L.A. or the
And
United States?
popular here in the United States and also popular over there. Well, of course, Boozler.
Oh, Elaine Boozler?
Oh,
really?
yes, well, of course, Boozler, yeah. It's all about Boozler over there in Germany. Yes, as it is here, I'm sure,
Do you mean Boozler Crime Hopple or...
No, I
Elaine
don't know
Boozler?
that. That sounds good, though.
Crime hopple.
He's a famous German comedian.
Sure. No, I know.
Boozler is one of those great one-name artists that everyone knows who you're talking about, and I'm sure she is as popular here as she is in Germany. The national hero? Here, a national treasure?
Yeah,
I assume so.
She's very well respected. Is she? How well respected is she in Germany?
Oh, my God, it's everywhere, yes. Everywhere you go, it's Boozler, Boozler, Boozler. Yeah.
Wait a minute, what is it?
People are crazy about her. She would sell out anything.
You have some correspondence. Is that Elaine Boozler on a stamp?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we put her on a stamp over there in Germany. Everybody wants. Yeah, she's a national hero over there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I just noticed what you were pointing to, Paul.
Yeah.
The correspondence,
Yeah.
the aforementioned
I
correspondence.
bit of
brought some
correspondence that I'm
correspondence
pointing
with
to,
me
yes.
because I'm looking for post office.
And I have to say, I'm sitting just across from you. But,
Yeah.
I read a little bit of it while you guys were talking, and
Wow.
it's a suicide note.
What?
Don't go reading my mail.
That is
Come
a
on.
federal offense.
That's a real, yeah. That's a real.
what
But
was
yes, I am going to kill myself at the end of the trip. Yeah. Yes.
What are you talking
Absolutely.
about?
Why?
You're gonna
Why
commit
is everybody
suicide?
so surprised?
Because
Why
we
are you
like
so
you.
shocked?
You're a happy guy. You don't seem like the type that would...
Well, that's because I've decided to do it. Yeah, that's when people really get happy.
The big
You know what
weight
I mean?
lifted off your
It's
shoulders.
the solution to all my problems.
Maybe
The final
so
solution.
So once
Yeah.
you kill yourself,
Hey, I get that reference of final solution.
Yeah,
Move
that's-
past it. We're past it. Come
once
on.
you decide to kill yourself,
Yeah.
you're saying it lessens well, I got to do this or I got to accomplish that. There's a sense of calm.
Oh, yes. It's
So maybe
wonderful,
what everyone
yeah.
should do is say, I'm going to kill myself when I'm 90 and then just enjoy the rest of your life.
No.
We'll take your calls. We'll be
I'm
right
going
back.
to do it today.
Paul just gave me the finger.
With my eyes.
I'm going to tie
finger.
myself to the Hollywood
I
sign.
finger.
Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Later this afternoon, tie myself to the Hollywood sign and set it on fire.
Wait, you're doing this today?
Yes, today. Yes,
wait
of course.
wait a
Yes,
minute,
today's
wait a
the
minute.
day.
But why? Why are you going to kill yourself?
Why? Why not?
Now, hold on.
Just to do
Let
it.
him do what he
I
wants
did
to
not
do.
see that answer coming, I
What do
have
you
to
mean?
say.
Why wouldn't I do it? My goodness, my wife hates me. My children are stupid.
Well, you got to take them on vacation once in a while.
Yeah, no wonder they hate you.
There was no sense to bring them. By the time they got over here, I'd have to go home.
I know. It's
3
like
months?
when you take a vacation with your family, it's like you're bringing all your problems with you on vacation.
Thank
so
you.
I really.
It's like I need a vacation from my vacation.
That's funny.
But don't you want to? Don't you want to go back to? That's a pretty good
because
joke.
it is ridiculous to think of that.
Let me ask questions about the your plan now. How long is the rope? You're tying yourself to the sign. You're going to set the sign on fire.
That's
and
right.
then the sign is going to burn down. And then is the rope long enough for you to try to get away, or it's a
I'm not
short?
going to try to get away. I want to catch on fire.
So you want to catch on fire, and you want there to be no way for you to run away and get help.
Why would I run away and get help? You don't understand how to kill yourself. Part of it is not get help.
But it seems
No,
to.
he's going to
You
tie
want to
himself
avoid
to a
help.
700-foot rope. Then he lights it on fire, then he runs. run 700 feet and go.
But with still the rope on me? Your plan is bad.
Scott,
My
I'm
plan
worried
is
that
good.
you're asking him questions that seems like an endorsement of his plan to kill himself.
I just want to
which-
make sure he does it correctly because it seems
Yeah.
to me like, when you're actually on fire, the will to live is so strong that it seems like you want to have nothing on you that could cut the rope, or you want to make sure the knots are
Well,
too
is
strong.
true.
He might be like one of those monks from Vietnam, who set themselves on fire. They never ran away.
Paul's right.
They just sat there and took it.
They just sat there and took
like
it.
men,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
monks.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Like
no,
men
I'm
and
not a
monks.
monk. I am going to need a pretty strong rope. That's a good point.
Do you think Tony Shalhoub ever set himself on fire?
Not on purpose.
Oh, you're talking TV's monk?
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
he's terrific, yeah. We get
Well,
that
this
show
is
over
a
there.
sad story.
No, it's not. No, please don't be like that about it. It's going to be great. You're going to read about it in the paper. I'm going to be a big star. It's going to be big.
Wait, you think you're getting famous from this? Is
Yeah,
that why
how
you're
could I
doing
not
it?
get famous from it? Hollywood sign burns down. By the way, it was because the guy was there on fire.
It is true.
Too bad. Let's meet him.
Seems
You
like
know what
the,
I mean?
the article doesn't even mention your name. That seems like
The guy.
I'm very realistic about how it's going to play out. Hey, everybody, the Hollywood sign is on fire. In a related story,
This guy,
pretzel maker from Dusseldorf is dead.
unnamed pretzel maker.
Missing.
Yeah. Missing, right.
I wish you wouldn't. I don't know if I speak for everybody, but I wish you wouldn't do this. You seem
Don't
like such
speak
a,
for me,
a
Paul.
fun-
No, I feel the
I-
same way as Paul. It's
Yeah.
like we're making light of it, but this seems like a nice spirited guy here.
Yeah, absolutely. I have no argument with that.
Well, why don't you
It's
try
gonna
to
be
start
great.
a new life or something away from your horrible wife and
horrible
your stupid
family.
children?
Yes, and I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, but Paul Tompkins, I know,
Paul F.
has
Tompkins.
Paul F. Tompkins has an extra room at his house. I'm not saying forever, but live there for a month.
Yeah.
I do you think the two of us
love
could?
it. Paul won't
I
take
live
no
there.
for an
You would love
answer.
it.
I don't know.
I don't know if the two of us could
No.
find a way
I
to
have-
get along.
I have the top bunk right above he and his wife Janie.
That's right.
And it is lovely there. You should.
It is kind of nice.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
great. And we carpool here
Yeah. Yeah.
to 1031 Wilshire.
That's right.
Let me
And-
ask you this: if it didn't work out for any reason, could I tie myself to your house and burn it down?
That's going to be a deal breaker. That's
If
going to be
that's
a deal breaker.
then the deal is broken because
Well,
I need to be able to
let's
tie myself.
negotiate. Let's negotiate.
Well,
Paul, you're
how
being
can we
greedy.
negotiate?
There are things near my house you could tie yourself to and burn
like
them
what,
down.
Paul?
Oh, like
Like
telephone
that
pole.
darn dog next door is
Oh,
always
I hate
keeping
that
you
dog.
Up.
Oh,
Yeah, tie
Barking
yourself
all
to
the time.
him.
Don't
You
hate
could
the dog.
Absolutely.
Don't
What's
hate
that?
the dog, hate the owner. We'll be right back.
I do hate that dog though.
Oh, really? What type of dog is it?
I couldn't.
Brown.
Ugh,
I
hate
wish
it.
that
brown
you
dogs,
would.
those are
Yeah.
the- that's
I
a
hate-
very
I hate
violent
that
breed.
breed.
Yeah.
Very violent.
You should tie yourself to this dog. In fact, I tell you what, whether you choose to stay with me or not, I do wish you would tie yourself to this dog and at least set the dog on fire.
You know, if you're going to
Set
set
the
the
two of us
Hollywood
on
sign
fire.
on fire, bring the dog along.
That's a pretty good idea. Then it would be Hollywood sign burns down. Local dog has died, and also pretzel
Unnamed
maker
pretzel maker from
Dusseldorf,
Dusseldorf, yeah.
possibly burned alive. Possibly.
We won't get around to checking. All right. Well, what was your name again, Nick?
August Lint.
August. Yes, Lint. Do you want to stick around,
close.
Nick, and stick around for the rest of the show? I would love to hear your input.
How
on
long is the rest of the show?
Oh, it's another 5 hours.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's no problem.
What would have been a problem?
That's a good question.
Yeah, if 5 hours you didn't blink at.
Well, if it was only like another hour, there'd be no point in staying.
Oh,
It'd be too
I
short.
see.
It'd be too short to stay. True. Yeah, there'd be no point.
Good point.
All right, we're gonna come back with more August Lint and more Todd Glass, more Paul F. Tompkins. This is Comedy Death Ray. We'll be right back. We're back. We have Todd Glass. We have Paul F. Tompkins. We have August Lint. Am I pronouncing that correct?
Yeah, good
Lee?
job, Scott.
Is it L?
He knows your name.
Yeah, that's my name.
Is it LINDT?
That's right. Yeah, just like the chocolates.
What?
Right?
The what?
Just like the chocolates.
Have you not seen that brand of chocolate?
They're delicious.
Yeah,
They're
uh-huh.
delicious. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
my family has been in the chocolate business for a long time, but I'm the black sheep, and so I went into pretzels.
What about chocolate covered pretzels?
Well, that's a crazy. No one would buy that.
No, that's very
it's
common
very
here.
old.
Oh, yeah.
horrible.
It's very common here.
second,
They're all
we
over
might-
the United States.
That's disgusting.
They're
Give him a
a
reason
little
to
more.
live.
Hold on a se- Oh, he says it's disgusting, so
Oh,
maybe not.
no.
I thought I know where you were headed, and I
thinking
thought so too, Todd. I
pretzels,
thought
the
this is going to be
chocolate?
great.
No.
But then he doesn't seem
I
to
wouldn't
think
go
it's a
for
good
that
idea.
because you'd be eating it and you'd be saying, "I wish I could get more pretzel flavor."
Well, hold
if
on.
you're a pretzel fan,
Can I interrupt?
yeah.
If you had cake and I said, let's put some cheese on it, you would go, gross. But
Yeah.
cheesecake is good. Is there a chance that these chocolate covered?
what
No, that's a good
But
example.
nobody. Hold on a second. That's not a good
Yes, it
example.
is.
Because cheesecake is not the same thing as like a hunk of Swiss cheese on top of a chocolate cake.
No, but you put cheese.
Now, that does
you put
sound pretty
cheese
good
on
to
top
me.
of an apple pie.
That's a different thing.
Thank you. Thank you. We're saying that it
you're
might
welcome.
not sound like it. It might not sound like
Was
it's
that
that
sincere?
important. Why is it that important to me? I have to
Oh,
go.
no,
Thank
no,
you.
No,
Thank
no,
you.
that he did not help at all. But you were saying thank you.
I thought he did help.
Very
'cause he said,
emphatically.
You
okay,
thought
if you
so.
said I'm going to take a piece of cheese before anyone did it, I'm going to melt it on apple pie. It sounds gross, but you taste it and it's good.
Oh, it's
you,
the most
David
American
Brenner?
thing in the world. Well, David Brenner now, he is also huge in Germany.
is he
Yeah,
really?
he's huge in Germany.
Really?
Yeah,
Why
I'm
am I-
sure he is here too, right?
Well, he was.
He was.
Yeah.
He definitely
He's
was.
respected,
and he-
yeah.
Oh
what
my
would the
God.
cake boss think of cheesecake?
Oh, I wish he was here.
Oh, God.
I
We'll
wish he was here.
never
to talk
get him
about
back.
It. I
You-
know. Oh, I hope you'll have him back.
I'm not so sure. From what I understand, he ruined his voice and felt that the show contributed to that somewhat.
Well, he yells a lot. The Cake Boss. You ever see that show, Cake Boss?
Oh, the
On
Ace of
TLC?
Cakes?
No.
No, no.
Not
Don't
Ace
say
of
that
Cakes.
around him. Don't say that around him.
Cake Boss.
Is he a jerk?
No, he was
he's the
super
boss of
nice.
cakes.
I don't know who you like and who you don't like here.
I don't like you.
Oh, Paul, why are you
Todd,
being
I'm
like
kidding. I
that?
love you.
I know you always seem like that, but today you're being...
So does this
I'm a
guy
bit of a prickly pear. Oh, I'm sorry.
does he have the authority to hire and fire cakes?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, we never
Is that
talked
his
about
story?
yeah,
it.
I guess so. I guess he would, right? If he calls
Yeah.
himself the Cake Boss,
He's
he
the
would,
boss of cakes.
he would hire and fire cakes.
Yeah,
We
but
gotta
I
bring
wonder
that
what's
up
a
next time
fireable
he's
offense.
here. If he'll come
Like
back.
if you were eating a piece of cake, he could come in to your birthday party and
Yo.
say you're fired to that piece of cake, and then I guess it would be taken away.
They take the cake out. You can no longer
It's-
function as a cake.
Yeah, it's lost its job. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Which is to be eaten.
Which is to be eaten.
And then
not
the
only
cake boss
eaten,
would-
but to be enjoyed.
the cake boss would then destroy the cake.
That's
by,
right.
By eating it.
By eating it.
This
Now-
sounds like an extremely powerful person.
Germany is a bit of to us here in America, it's a bit of a strange place. So there was a case a few years ago where a guy put an ad in the paper. He wanted a personal ad, wanted
Yeah.
someone to come over and cut off parts of him and eat them
Yeah,
in front of him as
Yeah,
he
that's
watched.
right. Yeah, of course. Yeah, this doesn't go on here.
No, well, not
No.
not.
I mean, in some movies.
it's not really accepted here if it does.
Well, you know what that was, and I can explain it. It was that he did not know anyone in his own personal life who could come over and cut off pieces of himself and eat it. So he had to take out the ad.
No, we
So
understand,
that was
we
not
understand
the
the
issue.
concept of
That
how
can
That's
explain
not
it.
really the
Yeah, that's
issue.
not-
If you're confused about it, that's the explanation. Because my understanding is he asked around his circle of friends.
No,
and-
you're
and-
missing the point
and
a little bit. It's
How-
gross either way.
I don't understand.
Todd, have you ever done anything like that?
No, nothing.
No, what's the weirdest thing you've
Have you,
ever
hold
done?
on a second.
The
Have you ever
weirdest-
thought about anything like that?
Yeah.
No.
You fucking freak.
You're gonna sit there and tell me you never thought about
Eating
having
my-
someone cut off parts of you, fry them up right in front of you, and then eat them while you watch.
Well, I mean, I've thought about it.
Yeah, that's all I'm
I
asking. That's all
know.
I'm asking.
Back to my question. Todd, what's the weirdest thing you've ever done? Like,
Seriously?
Yeah,
Or
seriously.
Comedically?
The weirdest thing you've ever
I
done.
don't
Yeah.
know.
seriously, I just like I want to get to know.
Weirdest thing.
I want to get to know a little bit
Whenever
more
you
about
ask those questions, it's like when someone called me up for a book of comedy. And they go, "Hey, do you have any good road stories?" And I went, "I really don't," because I'm thinking of road stories, and I have stories. But so the weirdest thing I've ever done, I don't know. It's like I think.
I don't mean weird like, crazy. I mean like just kind of like personally just weird, like things that you're ashamed of.
Well, why would I tell you?
Because me and the listeners want to know.
No.
To get to get a thrill, man.
Yeah,
You
to
get
get
the thrill
also
of
to get
saying
a
it
free
out loud.
you get
Are
a
you
free
guys serious?
Subaru.
Yeah.
I'll give your mama a Subaru right now.
Well, I used to put peanut butter on my penis and let the dog lick it off, but there's a story. And I'd be like, put a little peanut butter
I mean,
on
the story
it.
of how you were molested as a child that caused you to do that?
No, I would put peanut butter on my penis, and then it would be like clink. And then one day, I had, and the dog would lick it off, and then I'd do it the next day. The dog was like, then the third day, it was like I put the spoon in the jar. It was like clink, 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 no more peanut butter. And I looked at the dog. I went, and it went, oh. I went, really? It's all about the peanut butter? He went, I went, really? How about when I didn't used to have peanut butter on there and you'd lick it? He goes, I didn't know.
Wait. Oh my God.
With the
All of
dog?
a sudden the dog can
well,
talk?
he doesn't really talk. He just goes, oh.
This is a huge story.
I'm
Breaking
missing
news.
the amazing part about this story.
Breaking
I don't know,
news.
I've-
Dogs
I've-
talk now.
Yeah, I've known you for over 20 years, and I've never heard that you have a talking dog. I feel like you really buried the lead on this.
Can I say something? Is it really talking? Because in all fairness, he just goes, huh?
But you
Well,
you
first
went,
of all,
I don't
yeah,
know.
I don't know, he said.
Well, maybe I exaggerated. When I go, what about that? He would go like this, huh?
That's the
But
same
it's true.
thing. That's exactly
It's
the same thing you just
thing.
did. Yeah.
Like this dog can clearly understand English and can almost speak it.
Can I make a
No, you
possible
do have a good point.
suggestion? Could it be all this time a guy in a dog suit?
Oh, that's a good.
You know what I'm saying?
How big is this dog?
6'2".
Oh, that's a guy in a dog suit. And he's been living for free in your house?
Yes.
Wait a minute. You live next door to Paul and me too.
It's a
Is
brown.
that
that's
the,
right.
Is that the dog that's keeping us up all night?
Oh, is your dog brown?
Brown?
Yes.
Oh my God.
This guy in this dog suit. Come to think of it, his barking actually is the word bark, over and over again.
He says bark, bark, bark.
Yes, he says bark, bark, bark.
That should have been the tip-off because really it's not that.
Well, it never would have occurred to me that it was a guy in a dog
Listen,
suit.
you know, regardless of whether I'm involved or not, you should set this dog on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're all agreed, right? You want to hear the weirdest thing I've ever done?
Yeah, please, Paul.
I paid a bird to sing.
Oh, shut up.
There's a bird in a tree. Oh. And I said to this bird, I don't think the bird can understand me, but I said, this $20 is yours if you start making a bunch of noise. And I threw it down on the ground. This bird started making a bunch of noise. I never saw him pick up the 20.
But you like to think he did.
But I feel like I made that happen. I paid that bird to sing.
You know the worst part? I'm sitting here thinking, and I won't ask you, but maybe indirectly I am by saying this. That's not true, is it? No, I don't mean is it true. I meant like, is there any part of that that's true? Like I don't know. I'm sorry.
It wasn't $20.
It was $5.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It was
but you
reasonable.
adjusted for inflation.
It was a reasonable amount of money. Yeah, this was a long
much
time
like
ago.
the grosses
Could
of
have been in your
Jaws
drinking
Yeah,
days.
and Gone with the Wind.
Exactly.
I picture it could have been in your drinking days. You're like, give me $20. You throw the
That's
20.
wild.
Did he
Wildly
ever
insulting.
sound
Oh,
exactly?
no, it is not.
That was some kind of crazy drunk
Why
that
do
would
you-
pay animals to do stuff.
I have
And
a,
even when you drank, why do I have to put that typical voice on you? You never.
hey,
Hey, $20. Go sing, you freaking birdie.
I have a serious story about a bird that you just remind me. I want your opinion on this because I don't actually know, but I swear to God this happened. Okay.
Let me make sure everybody's up for a serious bird story. Are you guys down with it?
Yeah.
If you are, I am.
Are you cool with this, August?
Yeah, okay, I'm ready for it.
And this may be a bummer. It's probably not funny, but it's something I'm curious about. And you know, who else am I going to ask? I don't talk to my wife.
I know. You
Yeah.
guys have a loveless marriage?
Oh, yeah.
But no, she would be bummed out by this. But okay, so on a rare occasion, in the alley next that we live in, Paul, we live next to,
Right.
there will be a dead bird. Okay, and on this occasion, about 5 days ago, there was a dead baby bird. Okay,
Oh, no. That's,
this is not. Yeah,
missing
this is not a funny
not a
story.
funny
Yeah,
story.
that's not.
Oh.
And it's kind of it makes you feel sad. You see a dead baby bird, and this was a completely hairless, like just
Ooh.
kind of came out of the
out of the egg.
out of the egg.
This
And
is
then-
not funny.
It's not. I promise you it's not. Things are different here. I promise
guess so.
you.
Something's lost in translation.
No, I know. I promise you.
Okay.
So
Are you sure?
I in the past I have picked these I've gone and gotten a dustpan of some sort and picked these birds up and deposited them in the trash. I'm not sure whether I should call animal control. I don't know if it's under their purview.
You should at least buy a bird pan.
And so this one I just I left there, and I said it's someone else's problem.
Right.
Now since then it's been 5 days and it's still there, and every time I go past it, it has blossomed into a feathered bird.
No.
It has. It has grown feathers, and
Okay,
now
I think I know the answer. I think
Okay.
there's a. I'm being totally serious. When they're in there, they're wet and it might be drying, and the feathers are sort of now.
That's not a
sort
bad
of-
theory. It's not a
Yeah,
bad theory.
I pulled that out of my butt, but I, think
wonder,
I'm probably
is
half
it,
right.
You know how after you die, your fingernails and your beard. After I die, I'm going to be bald with a big white long beard, and my big
Right.
long beard will grow very very long,
Yeah.
much longer after I die.
Yeah.
Is that true?
No.
It is true. Your
that's not
fingernails
true.
and beard.
Well, what happens is your skin is contracting. Your skin is shriveling. And then, so it gives the appearance that your hair and fingernails are growing, when in actuality
Einstein.
you're sort of
Oh.
losing skin.
Is that true?
It is true.
Oh,
Listen, he likes it.
Is this funny?
I didn't know that.
If
I
any
think,
of you,
the
if any of
bird-
you know the
So
answer,
what was the
yeah.
question? Oh, you asked the question.
I
Yeah,
think
what's happening?
I also have a theory.
the bird is only in a coma.
I was
that's
going
the
to
issue,
say.
yeah, the
I think
bird's
the
in a
bird's
coma.
asleep.
That if
Yeah.
I had rushed to it earlier,
The
And
bird
helped
could
it.
still be saved.
The bird's in a coma.
Yeah.
Did you try yelling at the bird? Just like, hey.
I tried paying you $20. Nothing happened.
Snap at him. Snap at his beak.
Nothing happened.
Well, I felt better.
You could.
I felt like I did a little something.
I think you should put it in a dustpan, though. It's nice to be able to get rid of it.
I know I should, but it's far enough away from my house that I go, ooh, that's gross. Maybe I should do something about it. And by the time I get inside my place, I've forgotten all about it until the next time I see
Does
it.
anybody else walk around this area?
I know, that's my question. But you know what? The people next door.
Cats?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the musical cats?
Yeah. Do the cast members of the musical Cats ever walk around this area?
Yes, of course that you know. We live together.
I wanted to see if you knew.
We live on Broadway.
That's right. The
How
Great
could a
White Way.
bird sleep through that? I don't know.
How could I?
Yeah.
I certainly did when I saw
Burn.
You should
Bird
give
on
the
cats.
bird a choice. Just say, you can go toward the light if you want to, but we would like you here. Give the bird a choice.
it. You know what? That's what I'd like to say to you.
Yes, August. That's how we feel about you.
Oh, that's nice, but yeah, I'm going to go toward that light. Yeah.
You know what,
Then
though?
make that choice.
It's a trick. That
Huh?
light is not heaven. If
Oh.
you kill yourself, they trick you into thinking that you're going to heaven because then you willingly go, but it's hell.
Oh, that's okay.
Really?
That's okay.
Yeah, that's no problem. Yeah.
Really?
Well, how bad could hell really be? You know what I'm saying?
Apparently,
be?
I mean, if you're a religious person, if you believe in a hell,
Yes, absolutely.
It's
Oh, wait, you do?
it's torment
Yeah.
for all eternity.
Yeah, but wouldn't you get used to it eventually? Wouldn't you get to a certain point where you say, you can't throw anything at me. I'm already in the hot lava.
I bet they would make it so that you wouldn't get used to it.
Good luck. That's my challenge to you.
Wow.
I'm going to go ahead and get used to it.
So you'd rather go to hell than to heaven?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, absolutely. It'd be boring. It'd be boring up in heaven. Yeah. I think it'd be boring.
Well,
Think
if
of
you
all the
really
pretzels
don't, if
you
you're
could
not
eat.
afraid to go to hell, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
and
I
you
accept your apology.
Thank you.
My uncle said no. If is life really bad here, then and it's sort of like
it's
hell.
not so bad, but it's pretty bad, yeah. Yeah.
But you want to kill yourself.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah.
if you're,
Why
why
would
don't you
you
just
rather-
live here in hell and just prevent, instead of dying and going to hell? If this is so
Put
bad,
it off for as long as
you
possible.
just stay here. It's like hell.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, but no, I really want somebody else calling the shots. I just don't like making decisions. You know
That
what I
makes
mean?
sense.
It's just
That
be a
makes
lot
sense.
easier
That
down
is,
there
you know,
in
that's
hell.
a great part about hell is that someone decides how to torture you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you just sit there and take it.
You don't
They
have to
don't
make
ask
any
you.
decisions.
Although I just thought of something. What if you end up in hell? Because I had the same sort of theory as you. You give up. You don't have to
You
work
did.
anmore.
Oh, it'd
There's
be
something
wonderful.
heaven or hell. You don't work anymore. What if you do? What if you go to work and then you get home from work and that's when they do the lava and all the torturing? But you still have to drive.
you have
to
like
work
a
every
regular day.
You have a regular job.
But then
still.
at the end of the
they
day,
torture you. At the
they
end of
torture
the
you with
day.
hot lava. What if hell involves you making chocolate-covered pretzels?
See, same. It's like I'm saying.
But I wouldn't do it. I would just
No,
say,
you
no,
have to.
I'm not going to do it.
Oh, no one ever thought of that.
Well, you know what I mean?
Oh, I guess not.
That's a good
They
plan.
can't compel me to do anything in hell.
It's not like they're mind controllers.
Forget it. Yeah, right. Exactly. Well, maybe they are, but that'd be okay because then I wouldn't mind it.
That's a good point,
You know
too.
what I'm talking about?
Boy, oh boy, I'm having a tough time talking you out of this.
It's gonna be great. You guys should come with me.
I'm thinking about it.
Come
Yeah,
on down,
I'm
you
thinking
guys.
about it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a party.
I won't take the dog then, because I don't want him with us.
No, I don't want to see that dog ever again.
Yeah, let's leave the dog.
Let's take that sleepy bird, though.
All right, guys. You
All
know what it's
right.
time for.
Oh, tell me.
It's time to play Would You Rather.
Oh my goodness.
In a world.
I don't have my headphones on.
Yeah, you want to hear this song.
I like it. I like intros. This is what I play every morning when I wake up.
Why?
Oh, Todd, get out of bed. It's a
Oh,
pre-recorded.
I never noticed that lyric before.
Has that always been part of the
Yeah,
song?
I
Todd,
guess so.
get out of bed.
No, I put the voiceover.
Is this Wagner?
Who is the composer of the Would You Rather theme?
I don't want to say it because I don't want to get sued for it.
So someone who can afford a lawyer.
You're listening to comedy.
I'll take my answer off the air.
It's a long intro, but I like it.
What are you talking about?
The intro music. It's long.
You think this is long?
Guys,
This is too short.
45 more seconds.
Oh.
Time is the present.
Oh, okay.
What-
Yeah, take
you're
that down.
you're used to songs like this going on, like Wagner would be
Yeah.
days, literally
Days and days of a song, yeah. So I don't even know why you bothered to play it. It's too short.
Too short. What's the point?
What's the point? You're just getting into it.
All right, we all know how we play this. Todd, you remember? Did we play it last time you were
I
here?
think we did,
Yeah.
but I know the game.
Yeah, so
I predict you're going to be awful at it.
No.
No?
No.
if only,
All right,
if only
we'll see.
Cake Boss were here,
Oh,
to
you're
let us
gonna-
know if he was.
I know. He can see the future.
I know we're talking a lot about Cake Boss, but you have no idea what we're talking about. All of you.
That's right. I don't
Because
know.
Paul,
I know.
you've never met him.
I know what the Cake Boss is.
Sure. Yet you have no knowledge of
I understand he's a fan of mine. I heard that he's a fan of mine.
He did you a nicety of plugging one of your shows.
No, did he really?
Yeah. he
The
was-
show in Austin? Because that was a huge turnout.
Oh, yeah. He did a great job. All right. So basically, people send me these on my Twitter, would you rather questions, only when I ask for them, please.
Now, is that an ongoing problem where people are just
yes.
random? Really?
Every day.
But what's the problem? Are you printing them out? How is it inconvenient?
No, I just, I never. Oh, shut up. I have a system.
That is a Teutonic burn on you.
All right, so I'm going to ask the question, and then I will open the floor up for questions. You can ask me any question about the either scenario.
I'm actually kind of nervous. I feel rusty. I haven't played Would You Rather in such a long time.
Oh, that's right. Some friends of yours have played.
Many friends of mine have played.
But not you yourself. All right, so this was sent to me by Crispiers on Twitter. He asks, would you rather only dress as a Civil War soldier or always smell like bad perfume? Would you rather dress only as a Civil War soldier or always smell like bad perfume? I'm opening the floor up for questions.
Oh, my God. I felt like I was holding my breath.
I know the answer already.
No, please
You-
don't vote.
you
That is a
cod.
classic Would You Rather blunder.
Classic Would You Rather blunder.
You don't know any of the particulars. You
But
don't. You, know,
there's a
I
big.
didn't say
obviously,
it. I said
there's
I
a
know.
big.
I didn't go.
you don't know
say it.
anything about it.
How about if I walk out of this?
How about you sit right there and you take it
Oh, you're right.
Guys, this is
No,
this
he's
is
right.
not what we're all about. Come on.
I feel like
as a society and as a people?
I just meant the three of us.
Oh, okay.
I'm including myself in this.
We're better than
Wait, who
situation.
are you excluding? Because there's four of us here.
Oh,
I guess it's
Linus.
me. Oh well.
I'm excluding August, who I just called Linus.
That's fine. Call me whatever you want. I'll be dead in a few hours.
Oh, I don't like to hear
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Although I am excited by the prospect of hell.
August, are you going to be able to vote on these? Because they're basically what you're voting on is an existence which you will be continuing in.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I know I can imagine a world where I wouldn't die today.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no problem.
Paul, you
I have
had
a question. I
Yes.
do. When I'm in this world where I'm dressing like a Civil War soldier every day, am I dressed as a particular Civil War soldier?
Ah, yes, you are. Do you mean one of the sides, or do you mean
I mean
an
an
actual
existing
person?
Civil War soldier. That existed then, not that exists now. Although I would like to know if I dress as an existing Civil
I
War
believe
soldier.
the last of them died in the perhaps 40s.
I thought so, but it doesn't hurt to check.
No, you are dressed as a general.
An officer.
No. When I say general, I mean generic.
Oh, I see.
Civil War. So in fact, it's a really cheap costume that doesn't. Basically, it's made of felt, and it's you're one of the Greys, from the Blues
The
and the
losers,
Greys.
the
yeah.
losers.
And
From the South.
That's right, from the American South.
Yeah.
But you're also carrying a sign that you carried in the battle, which is it uses the N-word.
This is why they
unfortunately.
lost that war.
Wow.
They were using their hands for signs when it should have just been guns and knives.
Probably. They should not have had a sign brigade.
But however, it's like a flag, and the end of your flag pole is sharpened as a stick, which you can use as a weapon.
For all the people who want to attack me for holding the sign.
Yeah. But you're unfortunately, when you do jury duty, you have to leave that sign outside because it could be construed as a weapon, and it has the N-word on it.
So I can put the sign down from time to time.
Sure. Well, come on. What kind of crazy world is this where you
I
can't put
just want to
signs
know.
down?
I just want to know if I'm in control of the sign.
You have to carry it for 23 hours and 45 minutes a day, but for 15 minutes you get a break.
What do we vote on?
What?
What are we voting on? Oh, I knew anything. By the way, I've decided an hour ago, and I'm going to make you re-listen to this, and you're all going to call me. Anything I say, you've decided to make fun of me, the two of you. You don't know how many things I've thought about asking, and I went, "Don't even ask it. Don't even." I thought, no,
Todd, we're glad you're even alive.
I know you.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
doubting your deeper love for me. I'm just saying what's going on at a more surface level.
Well, quit complaining, you baby.
See, I knew it.
You know that's inside, so then
So why am I letting?
Yeah, we're just teasing you. Jesus
I
Christ.
know. Well, how about if I'm just teasing?
Oh, you're turning around on me. Look, we're getting way off track here.
Here's a
believe
question.
What do we
Yeah,
vote
wait.
on? Why is that a bad question? What do we vote on? Because I've never played the game. I'm used to the game as the
Do
minute.
you understand the meaning of the words "would you rather"?
Yeah, I always thought "would you rather" meant like you say why, like you go, well, here's why I do
Yes,
this.
and you will say why when you vote, but I'm giving you more details than the
okay.
question.
You have to ask
Okay.
questions.
Yeah, to get more details about,
I
and
understand.
you know,
You
then
don't
we
want to answer
consider-
too quickly.
Yeah.
If
August.
I am in the if I am in the perfume reality,
Yes, sir.
Can I also carry a sign with the N-word on it?
Why?
Or is that only for the Civil War
No,
guy?
you are carrying that sign in that reality, but for 23 hours and 40 minutes.
so for
you
20
get-
minutes you can put it down. You have
yeah,
to put it down.
You have to put it down, and you get an extra 5 minutes basically to put it down. Yeah. Paul, you have a question.
Yes, I do.
You gasped or intake.
Something
a
just
breath.
occurred to me.
Yes.
This sign that I'm carrying as the cheaply shod Confederate soldier, the N-word, in this reality, is it the same N-word as exists in our reality?
No, it's not. It is more offensive.
Really?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's one that we haven't even thought of here yet, but it is bad.
But we'll get to eventually.
This is the future. Yeah, in this reality, it's the future.
Oh, okay.
Where we've thought of a better epithet to call that group of people.
We made an improvement on it.
But we still thought that people should know kind of what we're talking about, so we made it.
Yeah.
We made it start with an N.
Sure.
When I
Does the
say
rest
we,
of
you
the-
and me,
Right.
we came up with it.
Wow, no! Oh.
Does the rest of the sign say no one should ever call anyone a?
No, unfortunately, it's yeah. I see. You were trying to get a little loophole
That
there.
would make it
No.
a little palatable, yeah.
you know.
Yeah. No, unfortunately not. All right, Todd, do you have a question here?
No, I understand now.
No,
Okay.
but you can ask me
I have
questions.
a question.
Okay,
then.
Paul.
Yeah. This very cheap Confederate soldier costume,
Yes.
is it comfortable?
That is a great question. It is against your skin. It actually feels really great. Like you're not allergic to felt or anything in this reality.
Right.
It feels really, really good. Other than the sharp tacks that are in the rear end region. But
Why are they in there?
you know, to kind of for construction purposes, to hold it together and.
Doesn't make sense.
Seems like it just holds it to my body.
No, well, you know how in the Civil War they had the flap.
The Union suits, the long underwear.
They had the flap, so
Yeah.
they could most easily, you know, take poops in.
Sure.
While they're
Thank you for
on the
being so genteel.
so they have the flaps, but unfortunately, you know, we're grown men in this reality. We can take off our pants when we go to the bathroom.
I frequently do.
You take them completely
But
off.
the number one thing in a war.
I take them off. I fold them up. I put them on the toilet tank.
Yes. So there's no need for the flap. So
That's right.
they put sharp tacks into in order to cover it up. So you're sitting on those tacks every single time you sit down.
Okay.
The smell.
Todd, yes.
The bad cologne smell, right?
Perfume, but yes.
smell. Is it equivalent to just a bad smell that we would smell today, like at the mall, someone's got too much perfume on, or would it be a more vile smell?
Actually, no one else can smell in this reality but you. You smell it all the time, but no one notices about it. Yeah.
Oh.
I have a question about the perfume reality.
Yes, Paul.
Can I smell everything that other people cannot smell, or can I only smell this terrible perfume?
You can smell everything, yeah. In fact, you are famous in this reality because you're the one person who has, as they call it, a fifth sense. And
that mean?
they based a movie about you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where you walk around saying, I smell things.
In this movie, do I get to play myself?
Oh, yeah. No, you're a famous actor. No,
Okay.
Yeah, you're a famous actor
Wow.
as well as a biographical figure. And you have the sense of smell. And
jealous of
every
Paul's-
movie features this sign, in
Right,
it,
right.
which is hard to get around.
Right.
They try to shoot around it sometimes, but
What sign? Wait.
the sign that you're
Oh,
carrying
I'm
with
still
the N-word.
carrying a sign with the N-word?
Yeah,
in
no,
the
we
perfume
established
reality?
that. Yeah, we
Yeah,
established
both
it in
guys
both
are carrying
realities.
it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they try to shoot around it, but they're not successful.
Right.
You know, you can only keep it out of the frame
You
for
think
so
they would
long.
write it into the story?
They try to. Believe you me.
Even with today's special effects, they can't pixelate it out of there.
Oh no, there are no special effects in that reality. Yeah, no,
None?
none.
Wow.
No, everything is in camera. Everything is practical.
Let me ask you this: Are movies in color and with sound in that reality?
They are with smells actually that only you can smell. smell-o-vision. They use
So they
that.
have the technology to create
They don't
odor.
know. They
in
don't have the
film.
technology. It just that's the way it comes out.
Oh, they don't even
They
realize
don't know what
this
they're
is
doing.
happening.
Yeah,
Can I ask
exactly.
Paul a question? I'm hoping I'll jump in the gun.
Sure.
But if you get
unprecedented,
if you're
right?
starring
Yeah,
in the
I don't-
movie,
Yeah.
would you? If I came in for an extra part, is there any way you could help me? Like,
Wait a minute.
You'd have to ask the me of that reality, Todd. I'm sorry. I bet Scott can answer that question.
oh yeah, if I
okay,
went in and I know Paul, I know I still have to do good in the read, but like, would Paul help me at all? Like behind my back, go, hey, I really would like Todd to get this.
Paul would tell you that he's doing that, but he actually wouldn't.
Well, you know what?
Now, even after Todd calls me up on the phone and says, "Hey, you promised," do I say, "I know I said that, but my boss won't let me do that"?
Yeah, you don't give a shit.
Okay, right.
You're
right,
a
right.
horrible person in this reality.
But in this reality, I give Todd this song and dance about
Oh,
how
yeah.
it was somebody else's fault.
And he's a real idiot in this reality too.
Right,
you know?
right,
He's
right. Like he
just-
swallows it.
But he's also like he's just bugging you about it. And it's just
Yeah.
like you're practically not even listening.
Like
on
he
the
won't
phone
just take
with-
the hint and let it go.
Yeah. You're
He
just
like keeps pursuing it.
Oh wait, can I ask this?
Yeah,
but he
sure.
still likes me. Like behind my back, he would go, "I know Todd's driving me
no.
crazy with this, but you know what? I still like the guy."
No,
But-
not at all. In fact,
Oh.
the whole situation has just made him just have distaste for you.
How about? Oh God.
And
I
everyone
still
you tell
like
about
you.
everyone.
Oh, that's
I still like him.
in this
Thank you.
reality or
In every reality. Because I don't know him very well.
And in this reality,
That's a good
everyone
point.
you tell about the story is just like, oh god,
Oh, you
they're
mean I
not
go-
siding with you, and they're just
This
yeah.
is making me depressed.
Yeah.
And yet Paul's a big, huge, goddamn movie star in this
Oh, yeah, the
scenario.
because of my sense of smell.
Let me
Any other-
ask you about
Yes, August.
the reality in the Civil War costume.
Sure.
In this reality, is everybody else also wearing a cheap Civil War outfit?
Great question. No, they are they are wearing expensive Civil War outfits.
But
and-
they are wearing Civil War outfits.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They are, but they're way more expensive than yours, so everyone knows that you're too poor to buy.
Yeah, you just
a
look
good one.
poor in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Let me ask you this: in the Civil War costume reality, would I be famous for wearing a cheap Civil War costume?
You're a movie star in this reality as well.
This is great news.
Yeah, so you're famous more for that.
For being a movie star.
Yeah. Well, your sign is the movie store. Movie store. You picked it up at the movie store.
Right.
And
of course.
your sign
I just assumed.
your sign is a movie star in this reality because everyone wonders what's happening with that sign and
Right.
they have special effects in this one, so they're able to make it read whatever other things.
Oh, they can't pixelate it out, but they can make it say different things.
Yeah, they have computer graphics, so they make it say whatever it wants, and
Well,
that's
I've
that's
made my
why
decision.
that's why it's such a big movie star. Is they're like everyone's like, oh, what's the sign gonna say in this movie?
I have one final question, if I may.
Sure.
Unless Todd has a question.
No.
In the perfume reality, it's I can smell what no one else can smell. This terrible perfume, and I smell it over everything. Even though I can smell all the smells of the world, there's always a base note, at least, of this terrible perfume.
Yeah, you got it.
However, smell is a hotline to memory. Does this terrible perfume remind me of something good?
No, it actually reminds you of when you were molested at age 5 by the person who wore this perfume originally. So you're constantly reminded.
At least they put on some perfume.
well, they wanted you to enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously it meant something to them.
Todd is
miming, putting on some perfume on his pulse points.
And getting ready
Getting
for a
ready
molestation.
All right.
I'm going out for a hot molestation tonight.
No further questions. No further questions. I'm closing the floor. Todd, we're going to go to you first. How do you vote?
Well, the last part with the molestation definitely made it harder for me to answer, but I'm gonna go. Just because the smell. I'm gonna go with. I would rather be able to smell.
So you're constantly thinking about being molested. You are a movie star.
Yeah, we hadn't covered the constantly thinking about being molested. But
Until
I
the
guess
very
it's it's the memory, right?
Yeah.
Okay, of course.
Yeah, but at least no one's staring at me.
Oh no, they're staring at you because you're a movie star, and
But they're not. They don't know about the molestation.
No, they're not staring at you, accusing you of being molested. No,
They're not angry at me. But the other way,
because you were a bad little boy.
Well, if you wanted it, you wanted it.
But the other way, I just feel people would always be like staring at me in this costume, and it would just.
I'm thinking
as
you're
much as I
poor.
love having the attention, it would be.
But you're a movie star there, too.
No, your sign is.
Oh, that's right. The sign is a movie star.
I
Yeah.
might kill myself.
Do it.
Tie your Tie yourself to a dog somewhere
Yeah.
in that reality.
A brown 6'2" dog.
Yeah. Okay, so you voted.
Yeah, I think
you
I'm
voted
gonna-
on perfume. Paul F. How do you vote?
I think I have to go with the Civil War uniform.
And why is that?
Well, I like the idea that I get to be in movies,
Mm-hmm.
but that the oppression, the oppressive part of fame is not on me; it's on the sign. So it's like I'm
you're
around
famous,
it.
but you're
Yeah,
part
but
of the
I
business.
still get to walk down the street.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's hassling me.
No, and they don't want to because you look poor.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm kind of flying under the radar, but I clearly have a nice career, you know. So yeah, that's what I'm going
That's
to go
nice.
with.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
He makes
Also, shut up, Todd. Also, I've always thought that those caps were cool, even a cheap-looking one.
Mm-hmm.
I think those Civil War caps always looked really cool.
Okay, great. And August, how do you vote?
Well, this is a
Gonna
tough one
say.
because I think that the smell of the perfume is psychosomatic because it's linked to the molestation, and I think with enough therapy you could stop smelling it. So that's really how I feel about that. However,
Or you could cut off your nose.
Just bite your face.
no, because the smell is all in your brain. I think.
okay.
That's what I think. Anyway, that's my theory.
You could
Well-
ask if that's true, though. Oh, the floor is closed for questions.
It doesn't
no,
matter.
we'll never know.
No, I made up my mind. I already made up my mind when you said that in the Civil War reality there is special effects, and in the perfume reality there isn't. I don't want to live in a world where nobody could make an avatar. So it's that one for me.
So the Civil War for you.
Yeah,
Okay. When you say make an avatar, you mean the movie Avatar, not.
of course.
Okay, yeah.
Wonderful.
I wouldn't want to live in that world either, although I don't get to vote, unfortunately.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't, unfortunately. Okay, so we have
That's
one.
the heartbreak of Would You Rather.
Todd, you voted for Civil War. Paul F., you voted for Perfume.
No, I
August,
did not.
Sorry, you voted for,
I voted
Civil,
for
War.
Civil War.
No, you voted
Todd
for
voted for
Todd
Perfume.
voted for Perfume. I'm sorry.
I will say this,
Yes.
and I know I can't change my opinion. Paul made it make so much more sense to go his way, but now I know I can't change my mind.
Well, guess what, Todd? You won the round
What?
because you voted unlike the other two.
What?
So you won the round, and because we don't have enough time for another game, you won the entire game.
This is a bunch of shisa.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Is that really how
It's
it works?
ridiculous.
That's not really-
Yeah, you won.
Oh my god.
All right, and that is how you play Would You Rather? All right, that was a great game. Thank you guys so much for playing, and that's almost gonna wrap it up here. So I think we need to start plugging it up, right, engineer?